What's up, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of Deckin Around for the year. My name is Tyler.
I am Steve Still.
And we are super excited. We're going to be having an amazing guest on today, someone who we've been wanting to have on for a very long time, the one, the only PigCake. For anyone who doesn't know PigCake.
His only show. We had him on the 24-hour live, but his show,
his first show,
it's going to be a different show.
It's going to hit different for sure. I'm excited for it. For anyone who doesn't know PigCake, I honestly don't know what rock you've been living under, because even if you're not a fan, he's just out there and you love him. You have to love him. He's always just himself, and I think that's just respectable. You know, we had a lot of serious conversation with him on the 24-hour episode, which was not as expected. But today is going to turn into whatever it's going to turn into. No holds barred. That being said, if you have not done so already, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
And please ring the bell.
Steve, we ready to jump into this thing, man? Let's go. All right, let's do it. And here is the man.
Look who it is.
Extraordinary. That was the intro. You guys, everything professional here. Not how I'm used to things.
We try.
I gotta say, though.
Mom's here. Hi, Janice. Hi, Mom.
Steve, Mom stops in a lot.
Yeah, and
I
have to interrupt because obviously it's my mom and she gets pressed.
Okay, I could have guessed that. I could have guessed that your mom would be dropping along every once in a while.
We were talking on the pre-show about a Jewish woman.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know. Gotta wait 10 minutes though.
Okay, we won't go there because my mom will destroy you. So we won't go there.
Steve's looking for a stepdad.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I had a stepdad and he's no longer my stepdad. So we're not.
I was gonna say, if you want to look down on your stepdad, yeah, that's definitely I'd be the right person.
No, dude, I look down on my other stepdad, so we're good. We're good on that.
Okay, there you go. Look at that.
What's killing me here, though, is PigCake, you're coming into it here, and I see you standing up still. And I feel like this is your vibe. You stand up in, like, every single video, pretty much. But, dude, this thing is going to be, like, 2 hours. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, dude. I'm not really a lot of weight to hold up. Like, I'm a short dude. So when it comes to that, I like standing up. I stand up when I pee. So especially when it comes to a thing like this, like, look at the mobility I have here.
Look at that focal adjustment. That's dope.
Yeah, I took it off manual. I took it off auto just for you guys. I'm like, no. You know what? Let me stick to one little zone here. But instead, I realized that's a mistake. But how you boys doing? How you guys doing here?
We're doing good.
We're surviving. We're surviving pretty well. It's 2022. It's a whole new year. We're gonna see how that turns out. How about you, man? How was your New Year's Eve? Did you go crazy with it? You stay low key? How'd it go?
Well, unfortunately, I got pre-hungover. Like I got pre-hungover. So
nice.
Usually you wait to get like, fun on a New Year's, but I got fun on the 30th. So the entire day I was just hungover. So I slept through New Year's.
Nice.
Dude, no,
man.
It
wasn't fun.
At least you had fun leading up to it, but that's a rough one, man. You just wake up and it's 2022, you kind of time traveled a little bit.
Yeah, with a massive migraine, like one of those terrible ones that you just sleep through. It wasn't good. It wasn't good for me.
New Year's is always crazy to me because obviously my family lives on the East Coast and I'm on the West Coast. So I always get a call at 9 o'clock saying Happy New Year. And I'm like,
hey,
all right, cool.
Welcome. Early bird special.
Yeah.
That's how they're trying to do it. Yeah, okay.
You're going to set your phone on mute for New Year's. That's a rule of thumb. I learned that the second I got a cell phone, I was like, all right, putting this on mute, not dealing with anybody.
Dude, when I was younger, I got 57 texts. Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Now I get one call. My mom calls me on New Year. Nobody sends me texts anymore. It's like I'm old and nobody cares to wish Happy New Year anymore. Most of the time.
That got dark.
Yeah, most of the time. What are we at? We're at 4 minutes. Yeah, we got 6 minutes to go. So most of the time, like as you get older, you barely even remember it's New Year's, and you might even fall asleep at like 11:50 because you're waiting for it, and you just go to bed.
Yeah. Yeah, I miss those days. But I was going to say, you have the, I don't know if you remember this, but there were certain friends, and I'm sure we all had that in the circle, that they would have these copy-paste messages that they would send to everyone. And you would be part of this list of just them going, hey, guys, I know it's the new year. This is a time for reflection. It's always
I didn't
the
go
same.
that deep.
Okay.
Tyler, you're on mute, Ty. Ty, mute.
Yeah, that was always me. I was just like, Happy New Year's, and then the like the confetti emoji. I kept it simple.
Okay.
I didn't even go that far. I was just like, Happy New Year. That's all I did.
Wow, no
And the
emotion,
special
no
people,
care.
I would be like, "Happy New Year! I'm thankful for your friendship," like stuff like that.
Okay.
But
Okay, you got to
wasn't too
be
many of
as
those.
long as you're not that guy that messages like your exes, like, "Hey,
No,
Merry Christmas, Happy
no,
New Year." You just
no.
I have you in my mind. As long
My
as you're
mom's
not
the one
that.
that does that. She messages
Wow.
my exes sometimes, probably.
Oh
Oof,
God.
man.
She's just
Okay, that's
friends with
awkward.
everybody, like literally friends
Yeah.
with everybody. I think
Yeah, that's the
I
downside to that is you got to follow up with so many people on New Year's. I'm trying to drink and go to bed. Like,
Yeah. Just pass out, forget about life, and then go, "Oh, great, another year of life. This is what I
yes,
wanted." They do more card tricks. Tremendous.
we got
that's
some
This is my
exciting stuff
my
in the
vibe.
works for 2022 PigCake.
Some stuff fell in my lap recently that I'm kind of excited about. I can't necessarily mention it per
All right.
se, but I'm pretty excited about the possibilities. But it came to me in the worst time because Tuesday,
Did you get a job with
um, I
Illusionist?
did I get a job with Illusionist? Wow. If I got a job with Illusionist, don't you think I would have name dropped that immediately? I would have been like, look at me in Brad's castle over here, personally adjusting his eyeliner. But no, it's something that I'm excited about, and
Nice.
it's gonna be a little bit of fun for this year. But then what I was mentioning is that Tuesday, I thought again a common occurrence is that I had a massive hangover. Turns out I got hit by the Omarion. Turns
Wow.
out the Omarion, this Omicron, this
gotcha.
The
Megatron,
media control, is that what they're calling it? The media control?
the media control. I think that's
You see that meme? You see that meme?
No, that sounds like something from like Theory 11. Like,
Yeah,
oh, learn the
it's-
media control.
It's a meme that says, "Oh, if you mess with the letters and move around the letters, it spells media control." And then like there's some memes that say, "Yeah, it also spells all these like random words that
Yeah,
mean something,"
okay.
and it's like you can
Oh.
find endless words that mean that. It was great.
God, yeah, that's not great. I love those when it's like, oh, did you know that if you respell this and if you add a number, but you add 4 because you have to add 4, it's
my
this
God.
now. It's like great, thank
If you
I appreciate
if you
that.
reorganize Omicron, it spells moronic.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, there you go.
see?
Nice.
That's so
Okay.
funny.
No,
That's
but I've
so
been
good.
I've been referring to it as the Omarion, just because, and no one cares about Omarion anymore. Like
Nah,
he had a
they
little
fell
bit
off
of
the map, man. Fell off the map.
yeah, no, not to
had
me.
like it was like a one hit almost, which is a shame because that was that big time of like Usher and Cisco and all of them and
Dude, Cisco. Wow.
Cisco.
yeah.
Enter the Dragon.
Cisco.
Remember that album?
Oh,
It's so good.
yeah,
Oh,
when he
so
fought a
good.
dragon with vibes, he literally fought a dragon with like dance moves. That's
Oh, my God.
art.
So
That's
good.
not music. That's art at that point. That should
Yeah.
be in the Museum of History,
Enter
just
the
for how
Dragon. Such a good
it has
album.
such an impact on my life. That video, you don't even know that, and the thong song. I think it's past a minute.
Oh yeah, dude.
The thong song.
Dong, 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 dong. Dude,
Went through that, put me through elementary school. It
Dude,
taught me about things, anatomy.
Enter the Dragon.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the Cisco video reminded me of the movie Enter the Dragon. Is it no, not
Mhm.
Enter the Dragon? What was the one with Shonuff?
Shonuff.
Oh,
I know
guys.
Shonuff.
Somebody in the chat, say it. It's
Who's Shonuff? What
he
is
was
that?
that dude with the afro that fought that what was the name of that? Look that
I
up.
don't-
Ty, you on that already?
Oh,
That's,
you're thinking of dude. That's Enter the That's literally Enter the Dragon. The movie.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
what I that's what I said.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
I was thinking
Shonuff
okay.
was the bad guy in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Wow, what a specific reference that is.
Oh, dude, that movie is a cult classic. But that movie at the end of the movie reminds me of the Cisco video.
Okay.
Oh God.
Could you imagine if they just superimposed both of them, and then at the end you
Hey.
would, wait 2 hours for an entire movie, and then all of a sudden it just Cisco fighting a dragon with dance moves.
Oh my God.
I love the
That's
90s.
what Enter the
I love
Dragon
the
was all
90s.
about, man.
The 90s were a unique experimental time. Not everything worked, but what didn't work was still memorable. That's for sure, man.
Yeah,
That's
and
the
it's
best,
funny
man.
because you see people bringing the 90s back into now and it
Yeah.
still doesn't work.
Dude, well, I think it's, and not to say that it's bad that we've evolved as a culture, but I think it's tough to
Yeah.
replicate, decades in general. Because again, even in the 90s, if we want to go back and try and pretend it was the 50s, like just wasn't going to happen. The dynamic is different. What's socially acceptable is different.
Yeah.
The 90s was like the end of like, so it's starting to be the end of like, what was really
weirdness
socially
of the
acceptable
80s?
for like a lot of strange stuff went down in the 90s. You still saw people rocking like multicolored outfits in the 90s and you're like, oh, that's weird. But you're like, but I get it because it's the 80s. If you did that now, people would be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Not if you.
No, I'm bringing it back.
Not if you go to Cali Roots. If you go to any of those reggae shows, all the hippies are there still wearing the same shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the hipsters, man. That's the vibe. I've been called a hipster, but I'm kind of like on the lower end.
What kind of do you have a fixie? You have a fixie bike?
I don't have a fixie bike. No, I gotta say, I threw mine. Actually, no, my mom gave away my bike a couple years ago, and I was kind of upset about it. I don't know why. As a 31-year-old man, I got upset, but I'm like, why would you give away the bike that I had in my childhood?
Was it hanging out in her house?
It was in the backyard.
And
she just I know. Yeah, I know. I got unnecessarily irrationally upset, and it made me feel like an entitled brat. But I acknowledged it, so I it's not like I'm not acknowledging it.
It makes it okay.
Yeah, it makes it better.
That's the key.
It makes it better.
I'm
yeah,
aware of it.
For sure.
Yeah,
I'm self-awareness.
That's tough, man. That's a tough thing to do. There's a lot of people out there who are not self-aware. So you're stepping in the right direction. I feel like you're some self-therapy there or something.
Yeah, is this where we start talking about how terrible magicians are? And how
God,
awful?
no.
Okay,
no, we love
there.
magicians. Don't worry. We're not gonna.
Yeah.
Our goal for this episode, we're not gonna be shitting on you at all. Don't you worry.
Dude, I love magicians. I've learned this from a magician.
Okay. Jesse Eisenberg, is that where you're learning from?
Yeah.
Okay. I watch that on occasion as like a workout mix, like in order to get pumped up, just anger. But no, I personally dislike magicians, and every time I meet like a group and I'm involved in a group, it gets reinforced every time. Just the scent, right? The scent, the odor, the ego, that whole thing. Every time I'm within a group, I'm like, you know what, man? I'm gonna give these guys another shot. I'm gonna go to this convention. I'm gonna go to this lecture, and I'm gonna give these magicians. I'm gonna see if I could, join their groups and join their ranks. And then it takes me 2 minutes to realize, no, they're not the same as humans. They're not the same as regular people. So that's a thing that I've realized. And I know, I'm one of them. But at least, again, I'm self-aware. So
that self-awareness.
I'm aware of my own problems. Yeah.
Well, and you can catch yourself in those moments too, and probably correct to some extent. You're out in like a social environment where there aren't a ton of magicians, and you're like, oh man, I'm starting to act like a magician. Let me change my mindset a little bit.
What's this? No, for real. It's a superpower. If you put me in a crowd of 100 people, I could point out in the crowd who are the magicians, guaranteed. Yeah. It's not the ones that are like with cards, because that's easy, right? The ones that are, for some reason, magicians tend to practice their loudest slights in public. What a coincidence, right? It's not like you're trying to get attention on yourself. No, definitely not.
Can I have a hamburger with fries, please?
Yeah. Whoa. Oh, your anaconda suddenly makes an appearance at the line. What a shocker.
Let me get a juice with that.
Oh, yeah. It's terrible.
Are you a magician?
Me? No. Why? Do you want to see some? Right? Do you want to see something that I could show you? Oh, that's great. That was, thank God we're past that vibe. That street magic vibe where David Blaine inspired people to go around and say, hey, can I show you something strange? You remember that?
Yeah, dude, I lived that.
Yeah.
Oh,
actually, you gotta hear this story. You gotta live this.
I've met David Blaine once in my life,
and
I completely botched it. Botched it.
You didn't necessarily meet David Blaine. You had the opportunity to confront David Blaine.
Okay. So I was standing outside of school in the city, and two guys walk up to me, and they look like they had a really like bang up night. They looked a little worse for wear. And one of them goes, hey, man, can I bum a cigarette? I'm like, yeah, not a problem. Like, that's fine. Here you go. This is back when cigarettes weren't like $48 a pack. And I was like, here you go. And he's like, hey, what can I give you $1 or something? What can I give you for? I'm like, yeah, don't even worry about it, man. It's a cigarette. Like, no big deal. Enjoy. He's like, how about a magic trick? And I'm like,
Tyler, before you go any further, you need to tell this story in the Dave Blaine voice when you're doing it.
I can't. Dude, I can't do. I wish I could do his voice, but I'm sitting here and I'm like, all right, like, yeah, why not do a magic trick? I'm not gonna say no to someone who clearly wants to do a magic trick. So he starts going through this whole magic trick routine, and it gets to like the point where like he had me pick a word, and then he had like went through this whole routine, and then like he was going to guess the word, and he asked like, do any president's last names start with this word? And mind you, like I had just woken up. I just gotten off a train. I'm standing in front of like school getting ready to go. And it's literally probably like 8 something in the morning. And I'm like half dead. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I can't think of any. He's like, what was your word? And I'm like, bear. And he's like, Bush, Buchanan. Like, starts listing off all these names. And he's like, are you sure you go to school here? And then he just walks away with his friend. And I was like, all right, whatever. My buddy leans over and goes, yeah, that was David Blaine.
No way.
Swear to fucking God, dude.
Oh, but like actually, wait, hold up. This is the guy that you guys were referring to as David Blaine because he was
No,
like,
it
you know,
literally
modeling
was
Puerto
David
Rican.
Blaine.
Oh, literally David
It
Blaine.
literally was David Blaine. He bummed the cigarette from me and then I shit on his magic trick.
Okay. Wow, that should be a testimonial. I think. for
Yes,
his
and
new
so
show.
yeah, it was one of those moments of my life where I'm like, I think part of the motivation for the show is to get him on so I can apologize, and he's gonna be like,
Yeah.
don't worry, I don't remember you. It's fine.
He probably remembers you because
Okay.
he's like,
No, he was high as
He's pop-
fuck.
he's pop
Probably.
Jewish, so he remembers that shit
Let's
probably.
be honest.
Oh
It's
my
8 in the
God, dude.
morning.
That
It's
was
David
like one
Blaine.
of those moments in my life where I'm like, damn, that sucks. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Wow, that's random though, right? That seems like a
Yeah.
little bit of a random,
it
especially
was like
for
a- it was literally a random quarter in New York City. Like,
uh-huh.
who would have fucking
Okay.
thought David Blaine was walking around there?
Yeah,
So.
he seems like the type of guy to just randomly bumps like cigarettes and then just go, all right, thank you, and then just shove it in his eye and his retina and just go, all right.
So he actually
See you later.
smoked it, and I was like, all right, cool, see you later, man. Like,
Yeah.
like it,
What,
like, it was mind blowing.
What cigarette? What was it?
It was
that,
a
he
Marlboro
bumped on
Light
you?
at the time.
A Marlboro
Yes.
Light. Gosh.
I was going
okay,
through my
all right.
smoke less phase, so I'm like, at
Yeah.
the time, like I was like, all right, I gotta smoke less. So I'm gonna smoke the shittiest tasting cigarette I can think of.
You should have
And-
smoked what my
wait
mom
till-
smoked, and those were more menthols.
I used to smoke
Ugh.
menthols. I like menthol. So.
No, but they're more
Okay.
they're more menthols. They're like this brown cigarette. They just look like
Gross.
disgusting. They look like
Yeah.
chocolate.
You know, I
like
had
little chocolate sticks.
you guys don't have the what because the I guess the lowest quality we have them. They're called 305s, right? And they
Alright.
come in like a little green box. They're like $2, pretty much $2 to $3, and
Damn.
it's
Is
essentially
it
what all
pencil
the
shavings in there, or is it actual tobacco?
you know. I don't know because for a long time I thought that there was grape flavored. Like I'm not even exaggerating because it came in a purple thing, but it turns out it's just extra menthol. Right.
nice.
So I in my head, it made sense because I'm like, okay, you kind of go to certain stores in certain places. That's where you find this particular brand of
Nice.
cigarette. But I've never I actually never smoked until recently a cigarette at a music festival. And it's overrated. Gotta tell
What
you, it's
music
overrated.
festival?
Hype. It was one in Fort Lauderdale with apparently, I don't know if you're familiar with this this music group, Swedish House Mafia.
Yep.
They were supposed to show up. It was their first show, and they didn't because one of them or two of them actually had COVID. But it was a whole odd controversy. It was this and that, and out of depression, I had cigarettes for the first time, and believe it or not, did not shove it through a quarter. So I feel like my virginity was definitely.
Did you put
was
it through a
not
dollar bill?
challenged.
Was it a dollar
No,
bill?
no, no. It was there was no tricks. It was an actual use, right? Because magicians see a cigarette and they go, "Oh, I wonder if I could shove that through a selected playing card." No, not me, my friend. I smoked it out of depression. Overrated. Overrated.
Oh my
I
God.
don't-
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
the
get
worst
hype.
habit I ever had.
Okay,
Like,
you had. So you went over
Yeah,
it.
I quit. I quit like 6 years ago now. So.
Okay, cool,
Yeah,
cool. But
yeah,
did you?
But I smoked
replace
for
it?
like, no, surprisingly not. I actually, well, actually, that's not true. I quit smoking and I got into working out, and I like obsessively worked out for a long time.
Oh,
But
the gains, boy.
yeah,
That's what
but
you
then
need,
I
yeah.
stopped that too, and then I fell in love with Shake Shack, and now I'm just fat. So
Okay, but you got those up there.
yeah. We do have a
Okay.
Shake Shack up here, and they're delicious. So
Okay. Okay.
go
Okay.
wrong.
But I keep getting like in Cali, you guys have what's that famous one that we don't have anywhere,
In-N-Out?
even In-N-Out,
In-N-Out.
right? But
Yeah.
I've never been, but I feel like it's gonna be overrated. Like I feel like if I go there, it's gonna be a little bit overhyped just because everyone says no, you need to have In-N-Out.
So
But to
here's
me-
the thing.
Okay.
I don't
See
eat
ya.
I don't eat fast food at all. I
Okay.
hate fast food or whatever. And
Pinky up.
when I first came to California, my friend was like, "You got to try In-N-Out," and I'm like, "Okay." So their French fries are real, which is good. I mean, but they taste
Okay.
like French fries.
Mhm.
You know, like McDonald's French fries are not real, but they're good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's
you-
science.
yeah, but so In-N-Out, their stuff's real, and I think if you can tell, a lot of people can't tell the difference between food that's fresh and food that's not. So if you can tell if food's fresh, it's gonna taste better for you at In-N-Out because their food is fresh. But if you're just someone who's like, I don't fucking care what it tastes like, I can't tell the difference.
Just want to shove it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I remember being super hyped for White Castle, right? And the first time I had an opportunity, I know. I'm like, oh my God, White Castle. It's a movie.
Who got you super psyched on that? Was it, what movie was that?
Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle?
That's right. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. And
that's the White Castle down the road from my house, actually.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. So you have the legendary White Castle. The White Castle. The only
most people like, they're like, oh yeah, that's the car wash that was in Breaking Bad. Tyler's like, that's the White Castle that was in Harold and Kumar
from 20 years prior. Yeah, that shows the age too.
Yeah.
But I will never forget my experience. And I think it was 3 a.m. that I went to the White Castle and seeing one solitary pubic hair on my burger, just one. And the worst part is that I was
it yours?
No, it was just one solid. It was like a curly hair. It could have been from, like, I don't know, the head of a. I ate through it. I don't care. Listen, I'm sorry. All right, I was hungry. It was 3 a.m. All right, I wasn't about to. Oh, look,
probably made it taste better. Probably made it taste better.
It added fiber. I didn't care.
It could have been a beard here. It could have been a beard.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, it was a very thick curly beard if that was the case. But I still ate through it like a trooper. 3 o'clock in the morning, White Castle pubic hairs, and they didn't even charge me for it. So even better.
It couldn't have been anybody famous then.
Joseph says, "Was it red?" No, it wasn't. I don't think I observed it long enough to determine its color.
He hit it in ketchup.
It was actually during a magic convention. I remember being it was in Ohio, of all places, Columbus, Ohio. Which the only good thing to do there are meth, hookers, and die, essentially.
Yeah.
No, but isn't the the music Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Columbus, Ohio?
There's something there. And I think they mistakenly put it there because there's no way.
Yeah, but it's like, dope. So that's a good thing to do there.
That's in Cleveland. Yeah. That's in Cleveland, not Columbus.
Okay.
Columbus is an airport. Columbus. That's about the extent. Yeah.
There's an airport and there's a gas station. That's all there is to do, and a bunch of magicians every year, which I'm actually missing out on. I think it's this Magi Fest is in 2 weeks. I'm not going because there's the planes that go from here to there are like the size of like a smart car.
Yeah.
And no, thank you. I'm not about to pack in that like a sardine. And for some odd reason,
come on.
I'm aware of my height, but just the I don't know how it is that they managed to find the ricketiest plane with the most turbulence. Every time I've gone there, it's like when they give it to the pilots that are just learning. Essentially, the plane is shaking, and then when it lands, I imagine they have some sort of autopilot system that they just can't afford for this particular plane. And it's happened every time I've gone to Ohio. So I have the association of shitting my pants every time I've gone there. And I don't want to do that experience again.
That's like correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but I don't know if it's San Bernardino or Santa Barbara or something like that, but they have you have to a specific airport because it's too close to housing. You have to literally go straight up to take off. So you get out of the zone, like the zone of the houses, I guess, so it doesn't cause too much air noise.
Yeah, okay.
And it's like
literally
they take off and they go.
Why would you even prepare? Like, how do you prepare for that? It's like one of these roller coasters. Yeah, exactly. Like you have to take something.
The cool thing is it doesn't come down that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
I feel like that would be the more nerve-wracking there if you're dropping straight down. Yeah.
Going up is definitely an experience. It's not as bad.
Yeah.
G-force isn't as bad because you're not going down. But it's just
but still you're okay. Is this okay? And then if it just keeps going, like imagine if you're playing, you're taking off, and then it just keeps angling up, and you go, all right, okay, like it's enough. Like
I mean, think about it. You literally go straight up to what 15,000 feet or 10,000 feet, I think it is.
Yeah.
Are you looking it up, Ty, to see which one it is? All right. Ty's usually like on it. He like looks it up right away when anybody mentions anything. And he knows
I want to avoid this place like the plague. So
No, thank you.
It's
I've
not
realized.
bad. It's in Southern California.
Okay,
I
but you've
want
in
to say
this
it's Santa
particular.
Barbara or something. Huh?
You've been in this particular plane, or you're just saying
No,
from?
no, I've been in it several times.
Oh yeah. Oh
It's
wow.
an
Okay.
airport. It's not a plane. It's an airport.
It's just how they have to take off and.
Yeah, because it's so close to
Whoa.
residential houses. Yeah.
No, dude. No, thank you, dude. Just put
Yeah.
me in
Let me look.
whatever. But I'm not
Yeah.
gonna. Well, you know what? Next time I'm just gonna. I'm gonna try to do my best to, because if you want to take some, like if you want to be hammered throughout the entirety of the experience, you can't do it until after you've gone through the whole rigmarole. And I don't know about you, but with this face, every single time I've gone through an airport, they say, "Hey, excuse me, sir, over here, buddy. What do you think? What do you think? You're just gonna every single time with this face, I've done that." And I always have to say, "Oh no, I'm doing this, or I'm doing that," and then they always do that little thing where they rub your hands with whatever.
Oh, with like the bomb swipe.
Yeah, every time.
Dude, I get that all the time too. It's terrible.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was just me because of the Arab features that I'm like,
Dude,
oh, we got one. We
You
got
walk in
one.
there with the
Oh,
backpack,
guys.
and, like if you walk in there with the backpack, they're on you for it. Every single time I walk into the airport with the backpack, they're like, "Yeah, excuse me, sir," and I'm like, "Yeah, what's
okay.
up?" They're like, little hand swipe, and they put it in the machine, and you're like, "What's this gonna tell them?" Like, there's no explanation either. It's very nerve wracking. Yeah.
That's the worst part. My lady, the last time I went, I said, "Hey, do we have a problem?" And the lady goes, "We're gonna find out." I'm like,
Oh my
what does that
God.
mean? What does that mean? Am I gonna fly to this place or not? Jesus. Yeah, no, thank you. I'm not a fan of that. But just flying in general, just I rather drive, even though, yeah, I know it's like higher of a risk of having some idiot who's on his phone T-boning you, and then having your whole family be like, he was a great magician, and unfortunately, he rather drive than fly, and this is what happened. Like, I rather that than get on a death tube in the sky. Oh, thank you, man.
It's
Yeah, so
scary out there.
This is therapy. I like it. Complaining about things that give me anxiety. This is tremendous. I didn't know this was going to be like this.
We do our best to make this whatever our guests need. So
that's great, man. Whatever. Let me ask you, what has been like? I try to find a way to word this without sounding like, who's been your worst guest? Who's been the worst person that you've interviewed? Is that the right way to say it?
It depends on what you consider worst.
So yeah, I'll say I don't think we've had a bad person, but we've had bad experiences due to technical issues. So our first like 4 episodes, episode 1, we actually had to remove from YouTube because the audio was reverbing so bad that it sounded like auditory torture.
Oh, nice.
So we removed that one. So the first one became like a legend, the lost episode. No one can see it. It's horrible. We have episode 5. Yeah, episode 5, the visual was so bad that it's literally just a sound wave. Like we basically removed the video and just put a sound wave up for the whole time. We had a couple where people just like drop out. There was one where we had who did we have? Pablo Frey on, who's a card designer, and his power went out. And so Steve and I are just sitting there. We're 20 minutes into the episode. We're like, all right, we're just going to talk. You know, maybe he'll show back up. And like an hour later, he all of a sudden reappears and he's like, I drove to my grandma's house and got on.
I took a bus. I chartered a flight.
Dude, it was crazy. So like we've had like some crazy episodes, but we haven't had anyone who's been like a bad, like, I don't say a bad person, but like a bad interview. Like we haven't had anyone come on and just be like straight up boring or like ridiculous or anything. So
Okay. All right. Just, you know, I always like to ask just because who knows, maybe one time somebody's like, yeah, dude, you're not going to believe it. All right. But we're interviewing and then you name a magician and then now it's beef, you know, inner magic beef.
Actually, we've had a couple of those, you know, we won't name any names, you know,
you're not a name
we were really excited to have this card thrower on and he basically canceled on us like
day before.
A week before?
Oh, it's like the day before.
Was like 3 days it was a couple days, I think. Yeah, it was like three days before. And we don't necessarily understand. Well, we kind of understand.
It was a conflict of interest.
It's our guest. He said it was a conflict of interest because the person that he works with and is very close with, doesn't we kind of gave him a bad review on Kickstarter on his deck. Kind of. It wasn't really a bad review.
Okay.
The whack and they all
but he took it as bad.
he took it as well. What I'm thinking is his buddy reached out to him and was like, "Those guys are dickheads." And the card thrower was probably like, "I can't do the show because there was a conflict of interest with the dude that didn't like us."
Okay. I like that there's like 3 card throwers, but okay.
And we had Nick Soriano
It's
on.
the one
He's
you're
really
thinking
dope.
of. It's the one you're thinking of. So.
Yeah, Nick Soriano was awesome on the show. He was fun.
I love Nick. Yeah, no, I met him in Magi Fest, first time incognito. I didn't let anybody know that it was me, right? And then he was one of the contacts that I had there, and he was a super sweet dude. And I remember recording all his stuff, and then just appearing in the background, just like of his videos. And then years later, when I actually decided to show the face right on the channel, I mentioned that, and then people scrub through his video, and they just see me in the back, just like, all the time. I was hiding in plain sight because he did a video in Magi Fest, so that was a good time. But he's a super sweet guy. And now look at what he is. He's doing stuff for Shin. He's doing stuff for himself. He's on TikTok right now, killing it.
He's super talented, dude. His video skills are super talented.
His like video game videos too are hilarious. He's roping his girlfriend into it. Like he's doing some phenomenal stuff. Or I think she may be his fiance now. But either way, like they if not, I apologize, Nick. I'm not throwing you under the bus. But
nice, yeah.
Spoilers,
Nick,
he
does funny as shit with that stuff. So
that's funny. Yeah. So
anyway, he's a super sweet guy.
He wasn't the card thrower I was talking about. So
no, of course not. Yeah, no. There's one, and then there's another one, and he's dead. So let's think.
So we had a good experience with our dear friend Spidey, which was a great experience. So Spidey was one of the first people that we interviewed that couldn't do a pre-video check. So we usually do a check like a week before.
We used to. We've retired at this point.
Yeah, 5 days or so before we would have kind of like a pre-check, just make sure audio.
Check it up. Okay, safe.
Yeah, and Spidey basically was like, no.
Like, I don't have time for that. He's like, if I did that for every person who was on their stuff, I'd have no time in the day. He's like, I'm trying to sleep tonight. And I was just like,
no, he didn't say that. He didn't say that. He said that after when we became friends with him. So we were basically like, okay, so this guy's too busy to hop on the freaking video for 5 minutes.
I thought he was an ass.
Yeah, we were like, it's going to be a fun interview.
And
then
the guys out here like,
met him in the pre-show, and we were like, fell in love, obviously.
Yeah.
Like this guy,
super
amazing.
Guy.
And we, obviously we love him and we're great friends. But now, so after we talked to him about it, we're like, dude, we thought we were gonna have the worst interview with you. And he's like, bro, there's 2 options. There's go to bed or give people my time to do pre-interviews or whatever. And he goes, bed was much more important, I'm sure.
Like, I didn't know you at the time, so bed.
No, he said I was either working or I have time to sleep. He goes, I definitely chose to sleep over that. But
okay,
it was funny.
Yeah. He's one of those dudes that does like 97 shows a day, and you're like, what? How? Like, in what planet
killing it, man.
Are you just doing these? Yeah, I know for sure. Yeah, I remember reaching out. He's super sweet, super nice. He didn't have to, because typically when I reach out to people, they're like, what? What's going on? Security? Like, what's going on with this? Who's this plebeian? But he was super nice, reached out, gave me some tips on stuff. So I was very grateful to that.
Yeah.
But that's good to know.
You're killing it yourself, though. You got 52K subs on your YouTube. Ooh. You're living life. You got a nice good following on your Patreon. You got your own podcast. I would say I'm a little bit established myself. Yeah, man. You're killing it. I mean, you have multiple channels now. For anyone who doesn't know, for anyone who's just following PigCake channel #1, you're missing out on all the other fun stuff like ham radio, like you have the PigCake Plus channel. You have so much stuff that like you're really putting out there.
He has merch too.
Yeah, and merch. Yeah.
Yeah, I got. Look at this. This is one of them. It says "Show up in my dick tall." I
saw a picture of you in that shirt the other day, and I was like, I'm curious where this shirt came from. But I'm glad you made it yourself because that makes it that much better.
Yeah. I always get like people going, whoa, he's a short guy, but he's got humor. He's got humor about it. Yeah, someone that I get all the time. And then I think I mentioned
if they haven't done it already, you got to buy like shortkings.com, bro. Merch the shit out of that.
Yeah, dude. I think I'd be the king of that. Short Kings. Yeah. We're a movement. Notice how I say we because I'm part of that. Part of that group of people. Short Kings. We don't get enough love. All right. What? You step over us, huh? You make fun of us. We're still here too. I don't know if you remember the angry bagel guy. That
why you gotta bring Jewish people into it?
Was he a Jewish guy?
Dude, any bagel guy is a Jewish guy.
You're
that's
right. Yeah.
that's an assumption there.
Please.
Let's behave.
Wow. Wow.
99%
Okay.
of bagel guys are Jewish. Let's be honest. All right, tell us a
Yeah,
bagel
okay.
joke. Tell us your bagel guy joke.
Bagel guy. Well, it's not much of a joke. It's
no,
it's a
story.
situation.
I meant story.
I was gonna say joke. Now you put me in a spot. I have to find a bagel joke. Like, what bagel joke would there be? I'm trying to think now. No,
I'm sure
screw the
there's
story.
plenty.
I think it's better.
I mean, there's a hole in the bagel.
Puns. There's probably bagel puns, right? But bagel
Probably.
jokes. That's rough. But no, it was a guy that he became known as the Bagel Guy, and he was like this really short, I would say like 5 foot, 4'11" dude that he had a outburst at a bagel store, and then he had a cardiac incident, and people started making fun of him because they found out that the guy was like this. Like anytime they interviewed him, he's like, "Yeah, I'm really upset as to what's going on. I really don't like that people are making fun of." But he was like a really short dude. So that's it.
He had a cardiac arrest and people making fun of the dude.
Well, I think he had an outburst at a store, and then something happened to him, and then I just remember seeing him a picture of him in a hospital, just like all with tubes everywhere. I'm like, okay, that guy really kind of not a fun end to that particular story, but he's still Short King, and you know what? I have to represent him in the court of Short Kings as the Short King representative, so I have to defend him. So that's my life. How
often do you go out in public and like just say, "Hey, Short King's," like pound people or something, and people just look at you like you're fucking crazy?
You know, never. I don't like short people. Actually, I'm kind of a self-hatred guy. Every time I see short people, I mean that. I'm not saying that as a bit, because short people typically, when you see them in public, like standing up against the bar, they all have that sort of like, I'm gonna put my spine to erect sort of thing. And they're kind of trying to take up more space. Just embrace it. Dude, just embrace it. Like, you're not going to be able to take up more space. We all know you're 5'2". Like, just take it and own it. Don't try to like, oh, look, I'm going to get my outfit on, my corduroy and my... No, just embrace the height and then have the confidence to rock the height. But don't try to hide the height with your fake stature. We all know how you look like. Yeah. So I don't like short people, and that's a fact.
I mean, you could wear heels. Nobody would ever
know what?
Right?
Yeah, funnily enough, I was just having a conversation a couple of days ago with Peter Turner, who's a bully, and he said, "Oh, I'm gonna get you those heels," because I don't know if you've seen these, but if you're on TikTok long enough, and I think they do this on purpose. I think TikTok knows that I'm short, because I get nonstop advertisements for these things that you put into your shoes that prop up your heel and make you look taller.
Well, you're talking right now, so that's how they know.
That's how they know. Yeah, they're listening. These guys are devious. Yeah. But I get ads nonstop for that. And I keep putting not interested because I'm not going to buy it. Okay, what am I going to have my heel halfway out my foot? Yeah, okay, that's really going to convince people. But this Peter Turner individual told me that he's gonna procure them for me. And I guess he could do that because he thinks he's tall and whatnot, and British and funny. But he's just
how tall is he?
I think 6'4".
There are a lot of tall magicians out there, surprisingly. Like,
I
don't know what's the deal with that. Like, especially because we meet so many people over video, you don't really know what someone's height is. But then, like, we'll talk to like again, we talked to Spidey, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm like 6'1", and I'm like, "What the fuck, man?" Like, I just assume everyone's my height.
It's this. If you do this, you appear taller. That's why PigCake stands so close to the camera, because you can't tell.
It was a 50 millimeter. All right, it's a focal length. Okay, but then I stand here, and then you're like, "Oh yeah, he's like a little empanada." Look at that guy. Look at that dude.
It's funny because we were, we obviously talked about this on your 24-hour about how tall you are. And so, when I was prepping everything for the show, I was running through some of your videos, and I was watching the I Hate Jay Sankey video. And all I could notice was like the door frames and everything around you. And I'm like, damn, he really is 5'3". Like, the whole time, that's all I could focus on. I was like, son of a bitch.
Dude, I saw a video the other day of like, this is what life is like from someone who is 5'2", 5'1", whatever. And it was on TikTok. And then I'm looking at the video like, wow, there's nothing wrong with this video. And all the comments are losing their minds. Like, how do you live like this? What's going on with you? You're smelling butts all day. Like, how do you reach things?
I can C-Dub's at it. PigCake is island with going on in the background.
Oh yeah, great. You know what the meme was though? I hated this because for a while there was a video where I did the Illusionist crew came here. I think I mentioned this, but the Illusionist crew came here to Miami. And I shot a video with them where Peter Turner was showing me this card thing. And then the meme that came out of that was that I was the thin cohorts and then he was the thick cohorts.
Nice.
I don't know if you remember.
You're the slimline B9 and he's the old, whatever.
Because I don't know if you remember that
C7,
picture,
yeah.
but they kind of lied about that, right? They had like the thin cohort and then they had the thick boy. And then they made it seem like the difference was like, you know, oh my God, you're not even going to believe it. But then obviously it was Photoshopped. I don't know if you guys were familiar with that.
With Photoshop.
No, that's interesting now. I'm not surprised
Wow.
because the old stock really was like tough.
It's
Yeah,
good,
no,
though.
I
It feels
had some
good.
here.
Like
They're
I
great.
have the old
bad
Shin
boys.
Lims. I got the old Shin Lim deck.
Like it was definitely thicker though. Like you could tell there was a difference.
Yeah, no, they were
yeah.
way thicker. But the
Yeah.
advertisement, it had like, dude, it was this different. It was like so different.
Yeah.
Like I would even show that to women and be like, look. No, that's me. That's how big I am. But it was a massive difference when it came to the blue and the red ones. And they had to put out an email about that and go, listen, all right, this is just for the advertisement. It's not saying that this is that or that. So I found that funny. But they said that I was the red small cohort. That was the bit. And I was
that's the
I was
difference.
still
for you.
angry. Yeah, look
Have
at
you
that.
ever, yeah, it's. I mean, there's definitely distinct difference there, but you know what? It's funny though too because like my go-to reference whenever I think of like short situations, and obviously I'm also short. I'm 5'6". Like I'm by no means I'm below average as it comes to height for men.
Must be nice.
No, but
I'm
I'm
the
throwing
same.
it out there because like I don't want to have people thinking I'm shitting on short people because I get it.
Yeah.
They're short. Like I look at the positive of it. Like you said, you know, one of the best things about being short is you can get through a crowd faster than anybody else. Like, dude, you're just ducking under armpits and elbows and nobody's the wiser.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite like short instance pictures to this day, and it's a series of photos, is when Shaquille O'Neal was dating that 4'11" woman. And you just Google like Shaq short girlfriend, and it's a million pictures of like them hanging out and hugging, and she's just like got her like nose in his like crotch, and you're like, this is the best thing in the world. Yeah,
Really?
it's so good. Oh my God, dude. Yeah, this is like
terrifying.
Hilarious.
Can you show that?
Let me see if
Share
I
it.
can find one. Yeah, Shaq.
It's a
That way
lion.
everybody can
It's a
see it.
lion mauling a small puppy. Like it's gross. Like you wonder, like how? Like how did that even?
Yeah, that is weird.
This is the best photo of my life. She's literally, it's like nose to belly button. That's what it comes down to. I'm gonna see if I can. Yeah,
I'm out here smelling butts. That's just. Oh hey, and I have a friend and
it was Simone Biles. Was it Simone Biles?
No, it's not Simone Biles.
No way.
Oh, because there's a picture. There's a picture with him and Simone Biles.
Shaq's like 3 times her age, bro.
Yeah,
hey, dude, you never know nowadays.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was gonna say,
crazy.
but Shaq, no, that
Oh,
would
here it
rough.
is. Here it is. Well, it's funny because Simone Biles is a little shorter than his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, I think I'm a little bit taller than Simone Biles, so I could say that. She's
probably stronger than you, though.
She's short. Yeah, maybe. You definitely.
Let's see if I can.
Dude,
Wow, these comments out here, just out here roasting. It's a PigCake roast out here.
PigCake run when Roomba Robot turns on. He's scared he's gonna get
bullying. I did not know that I agreed to be on this podcast to be bullied for 45 minutes. Unbelievable.
You know what?
We're people too.
PigCake, you can say whatever you want to C-Dub. He can take it. That's for damn sure.
He could take it. Yeah, he looks like he could take it.
Yeah, he could take
it. Fucking.
All right, I finally got it. Here we go.
Yeah, that's it.
Nice.
Yeah. Nope.
It's so good.
Unbelievable. It's
so
weird. Like, how does that? You can't. The first thing you wonder is like, okay, like how does lovemaking happen? Like, how do you?
Painfully.
Is it a bear mauling a puppy? Like, what is going on there? And then he's just there. By the way, I love Shaq's like his fit. Like he dresses like he's not a multi-millionaire. Who's, by the way, in everything. Everything. I think I've mentioned this before. The dude's in Office Depot, Papa John's. The guy's, you have back pain. Go to, get Icy Hot. He's everywhere.
Really?
The guy's making so much money from just, being bored. It's ridiculous. HP, I think, is a representative for HP printers. What
else is he doing, though? He's not doing anything else. You got to do advertisements, right?
Yeah, Icy Hot. Well, he's doing I think ESPN. He has a show with it has a crew there, tremendous. But he's just grinding it. Talk about a grinder there.
Yeah.
He actually, I remember back when he was still active and like Charles Barkley was still active. So again, dating myself a bit there. I remember Charles Barkley like went through a whole like slew of financial issues, and he basically, I think they had to declare bankruptcy or whatever, and he was just like mismanaging money. And Shaq rolled in. He's like, dude, every time I get paid, I invest in a new business. Like Shaq was like super financially savvy, even back when he was making like buku bucks. Like dude knew what was up and knew how to make that longevity last.
Yeah, dude.
It was good on
Real
him
estate.
now.
Dude, what's the percentage? I was looking this up. I was talking to a friend of mine about the idea of like when people win the lotto and how 90% of people end up losing it within the next year and a half.
Dude,
like all of it, not just a little bit.
Yeah, that's why people. You know how many people like actual athletes that make multi-million dollars a year end up with nothing? And I'm like, are you that stupid? Well,
yeah, dude. They just go, no, I'm just gonna buy Rolly. Here's my Rolls Royce over here, and then it's like, okay, well now in a year and a half you're not making more money, so how are you gonna pay the Rolly?
Yeah, they basically they get their first contract, which is like a $10 million signing bonus, and then they get $18 million a year. But 2 years into it, they also buy a house that's worth $7 million and 14 cars that are worth $9 million each. And then they break their freaking ACL and their tib, and then they can't play for the rest of their lives, and they're basically making nothing. And then they owe
$60,000 a month mortgage payment. Yeah.
And then they owe all this money, and then they're like, "Oh, cool! I can't play football, can't play basketball, whatever."
Buddy dropped in the chat there. What's up, Omar? How you doing, man?
Oh my God, I'm so nervous that Omar's watching now. My goodness, I can't even tell you the fact that gentleman wakes here. Oh,
dude.
My goodness.
He was the one that recommended you.
Oh, was he?
100%.
He was like, in like the post show of Omar's episode, we were like, man, we'd love to have PigCake on, but we're really worried what direction it could go. And he's like, oh yeah, it's gonna go crazy places. He's like, no, he didn't lie. No, he didn't pull any punches. He's like, it's gonna get wild. And I was like,
but it's
he's
fun.
like, all right.
But
he's like, but it's worth it. And I was like, all right. So we figured it was worth the trip.
Oh God, what I can't even tell you the things
he went to bat for you, man. He was like, have him on, he's dope. Yep.
Well, I want to do things with a bat to him, and by bat I mean my penis. I see the joke. You see the joke? That was a joke. Is that the bat's my penis? That was a thing. No, but I remember as I mentioned before, I remember seeing his video. Right, he had this very well produced video. And I'm like, yeah, I recognize that highway. I recognize that highway. I recognize that target. So I recognize everything about it. And I hit him up, and he wanted to work with me, which is great. And he's like, oh yeah, I want to work with you. It's like, because at that point I had I forgot how many subs I had, but he had like 1,000 subs on his channel. I'm like, how do you have 1,000 subs with this tremendously produced content, effort, and all this time that it takes to edit, and then all the shots that he had, ridiculous. And I met up with him, and sweetest guy on the planet. Unfortunately, right now he decided to move to where all the old people go to swing, and he's a little bit too far off, but
so he's not in Miami. He's in
he's in Miami, but it's like Miami.
He's in Sarasota now.
Everybody, well, Sarasota would have been. I wouldn't even talk to him if he was in Sarasota. I would have been like, nope. You know what? Done, blocked.
Sarasota, Pensacola. Maybe he's in one of those places now.
No. Just a little bit, like a couple, a little bit up, but it's still far enough that it's annoying. Somebody said he moved to the pork and beans area. Now that's a very specific reference to a very bad area in the 305 that used to be called the pork and beans, where you would go and essentially you're asking to get robbed. So that's what you're referring to there. But that's not it. No, that's not where you went. But I miss the guy, man. I miss the guy. It's been a bit since we hung out.
How far away are you?
It's like 30, 35 minutes. But
I miss the guy, dude. It's like.
I'm still waiting for the PigCake deck, which is actually a great segue.
When is it? Where is it? Let's see it, dude.
Well, the prototypes.
All right. We get a sneak peek.
These are the prototypes, right, that I've had. We've been working on the box. We've been working on the other stuff.
Come on.
We have.
So we can see it. It was all blurry.
Let me see.
No, back up.
Let me see if I could put this on
manual.
Put
away your faces.
Put it
Not on
where my
autofocus,
face is. That's
remember?
what she said.
There
you go. Okay. So yeah, so
Nice.
let me take these out. But it's a good thing. I mean, I'm happy with the direction of the deck. The only thing that has taken a bit, my designer, right? Those prototypes were printed 12 years ago. That's true. My designer had a little bit of anxiety about the design of it. He didn't think that he was, it's that artist quarrel that you have, like, oh my god, it's never going to be perfect.
Yeah.
So I always have to reinforce the idea of, no man, it's great, I love it. But I'm a really big fan of the quartz. And let me see if I can show you this. Right, it's kind of a weird little thing, and it's like the raining. Instead of having the little pips in the back, they're more. Let me put this on autofocus.
Autofocus that, yeah. Let's see. So you can hold it closer.
So there you go.
Oh, hold it straight up.
So it's like a raining little thing, and I love the Queen of Diamonds because she just looks like a fat bitch. Sorry.
Dude, she's
term.
in a cake coma there. I love that.
Yeah,
no, she looks like she has a stomach ache.
No, but I dig it, and we've been trying to get it through, but right now he's putting the last touches on the boxes, and hopefully this month we could put them out.
Oh, cool.
So the name of the deck, I called it a TMP deck.
Okay.
Right. I haven't really said TMP. Yeah, because it stands for a certain. I mean, I haven't mentioned it, but
do we want to know what it stands
for? I guess it's kind of because my logo had a missing piece to it. Right. So my logo had a missing piece to it. So this would be the missing piece deck.
That's really cool.
So this is the missing piece of the logo. And I liked we have what do you call this? 3 colorways with it. But I'm thinking this month, man. I'm thinking hopefully put it out this month and put it up on Kickstarter.
That's exciting, man.
So do you have the decks printed, or are you gonna? Oh, it's gonna be on Kickstarter. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So we're gonna go through that route, but it's just a problem that he's had a little bit of anxiety dealing with him. So I always got to be the guy that reinforces it. Be like, no, dude, you're talented. This is great. I love it. I love the way everything came out. And I would have told him. And the worst part is which is what Omar's saying. The worst part is that I mean, my deck was still pretty much like this when he was coming out with his first deck. When he was coming out with these bad boys. When Omar was coming out with these right here. Look at that. Look how quick, by the way, I could reach and grab them, Omar.
He planned that shit. He's like, what if
I
Omar
could be out here?
I gotta have this deck near here.
Right. So when Omar was coming out with his first deck, I was still in that same process with these. So, obviously it's been a while, but I think we're actually nearing the point where we're actually finally going to be ready to put it out. So
nice.
That's going to be a thing. So yeah, so I could have, because the first thing he asks every time we've had a conversation is, hey man, I'm about my I'm about my 97th deck, man. Like, what's going on with your deck, buddy? I'm like, still doing stuff.
Dude,
so
don't let him bully you. He barely just fulfilled his second deck. So
all right. You look at him. You look at him in the eyes and try to say no to that guy. All right. You look at him in his sweet, supple eyes and try to say no to that beautiful man. All right. I'm just like, you
gotta pat him on the delts, and you just gotta, just
pat him on the delts. Well, I mean, listen, my motivation is if let me see if I could find these bad boys. If somebody could come out with this deck, yeah, I'm for sure really sleeping on me. If somebody could come out with the chicken decks.
Dude, that's Will Royo, man. He is the king of
R.I.P.
Gimmick decks. Is that what you call?
Decks,
I guess.
Yeah, souvenir decks, gas station decks.
Yeah, he's like a king of that. I love Will. Will is a dope guy. I met Will. He's super dope.
Yeah. Okay. I've never met.
He's definitely the king of that type of stuff for sure.
I can talk trash. Actually, what my favorite deck is, believe it or not, is these, man. These are my favorite cards. I don't know if you see what these are.
The red
these
Jerry's
are the chicken nuggets. No, the chicken nuggets.
Nice. Dude, Hansen killed it with that deck.
I hate that he got like a little bit of legal issues.
Yeah,
but he still did it. He still made them in China.
Well, no, that's because the legal issue got shut down. They were like, there's enough change here that it's not a violation of the copyright. Like the copyright holder for it actually put like a cease and desist out for him saying you're infringing on our copyright for the design of the logo.
Okay.
And yeah,
I was going to say, dude, there's like no difference. It's like, I thought you had to be within 10% different. This
20%. No, that's why
20?
He couldn't do it through Kickstarter. He had to do it through his own website. He did it through a Chinese Kickstarter, basically.
Yeah.
So he made them.
But no, this is one of my favorite decks, believe it or not. And I know I got a lot of stuff because the thing would go on the edges, but I love the deck. I remember being such a fanboy of the Jerry's when I was a kid. It was like this mythical thing. I used to love watching Lee Asher and his work, and then he would always he was kind of like an ass, and he would just tear up his Jerry's, the OG
He talked
ones.
about that on
not
the show.
care. But I remember watching, I'm like, God, he's so hot. Man, I want that. And then I've always wanted a deck of original OG Jerry's. And that was kind of my kind of like the white whale or whatnot. And then Hanson came out with these. I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. And then now they reprinted them, so they lost the mystique. So it's like, whatever. Everybody has like 20 decks of
the
Jerry's.
Jerry's has 35 decks.
Yeah, already?
Yeah.
I think is it 35?
Within 2 years, I think it was like 35.
I think it's 35.
And that's if you
colors.
count like gilded variations, though, isn't it? Yeah.
Counted gilded and vintage and modern. It's a disaster.
Okay. I mean, I dig it. I get it. I mean, it's a very iconic design, but there's something about having that original one that really says like, man, I got to the trouble of getting this bad boy, this OG one from the 70s with the long flow. So that was my virginal dream as a child was to get one of these Jerry's.
I think
now I have like
everybody's
20.
dream. And the funny thing is
Right?
when I first got into, is that the original?
No, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's I don't have the originals, but
when I first got into cards, they were coming out with the reprints, and I was like, all these guys spending $350 on an OG Jerry Nugget, and I just got one for $7. That's basically the same.
$7
deck.
right there. $7. $7. We would say toma. But yeah, no, you're right. And it was I guess they did what they could.
Mom's leaving.
Bye,
Mom.
See you, Janice.
Bye, Janice. Bye, the worst when you have like if you're in middle school or high school, and when I used to teach, I think I mentioned that in my last when I was with you guys,
which that still blows my mind.
Yeah, I know. But the worst thing was, dude, if you had a hot mom, it's over for if you were, I guess in middle school it's a little bit less, but if you were like a high school junior or senior, right, and you had a hot mom, it's over. Even the teachers, like I flirted with a couple moms just to mess with the kids, be like, hey, watch this, and then I'd bump into a mom and be like, oh my God, I didn't know that was, wait, you're his mom. Oh, it's great to meet you. Unbelievable. Whoa. Like I did that to mess with so many kids.
Yeah,
they were
that's
being
funny.
like,
or their
assholes,
sisters, or their sisters, if they had like pretty sisters, you'd been like, so is your sister busy tonight? Like joking around.
Trying. Okay, I'm trying not to end up with Chris Hansen giving me an interview.
Thank you, C-Dub. We appreciate the support, man.
PigCake standing all day.
Dude, every time I see my mom's last name, Litwack, it just depresses me. I'm like, Mom,
Litwack?
change your name.
Litwack. Yeah, that's a very specific name. A very type.
Every time I see that name, I think of Litwack Paddywhack. Give a dog a bone.
Litwack, yeah. If that was your name growing up, you wouldn't have gone through middle school. Like it would have been over for you at that point. No. Litwack.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't share that name. That was an acquired name for her.
That was my stepfather's name, which she's not married to him anymore. So I'm like, get rid of it. She's like, I have to pay for it. I'm like,
changing your name's a process. It's
pay for that shit. Ass. Who cares?
But you have to. It's not just like you go. Like you got to go to the court. You got to petition the change. You got to go get your social security card changed now. You have to get your birth certificate amended now. Like they've made it a lot harder now to change your name than like 10 years ago. It's fucking crazy.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think she's worried about that. She's worried about the money. Just paying for it.
Nick, we appreciate the support, man.
Thank you so much.
Look at that.
Me and C-Dub Bacon Waffles Fund. Oh my God.
They're saying that I was cooking waffles. Let's do it.
I'd be down for some waffles. That might be my dinner tonight.
I'm sorry.
Beans?
Yeah.
Beans.
Dude, Tyler loves burritos and pizza, and that's all he eats. And steak every once in a while. And hamburger.
You could get jacked. You could get jacked eating that. Like you could definitely get yoked eating just beans and pizza and stuff, but you gotta do it with moderation. You can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna hit up Papa John's and I'm gonna get fit.
Papa John's is such terrible pizza too.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? You don't like it? Okay.
Dude, it's
So
So Steve and I are both from the East Coast, so we've grown up having
Uh-huh.
like what's considered good pizza.
Not
I
considered.
lived
What
in-
is good pizza?
What is good pizza? Yeah, I lived in Florida for a couple years, sadly on the West Coast, not the fun coast. And
yeah.
I have had Papa John's a couple times, and the best part about Papa John's is actually the garlic dipping sauce. That's it.
The garlic dipping
those are
sauce.
gross,
That is
too.
fire. I gotta
I
tell you.
have
I
like
just had
400
Domino's.
pounds of oil on
There you
them.
go. See,
Yeah.
Domino's is like my drunk go-to.
Domino's
Okay.
is disgusting. Their cheese on the top is one layer. If you pull one piece of the cheese off, you can literally pull off the whole round of cheese on the top of the
Okay.
That's okay.
It's
That's
disgusting.
okay.
You know what? But here's the thing: people hype up certain pizzas depending on where they're from, and
Yeah.
I don't have a problem saying that New York pizza. Yes, New York pizza. Let me get really close. Is garbage. New York pizza is hot
all right.
trash.
It's,
It
it's
tastes like
understandable
In
you're
comparison to
jealous.
Papa John's, though.
It's okay to
All
be
right.
jealous, bro. It's okay.
You know that when I'm saying Papa John's is good and New York pizza tastes like garbage, all right, come at me. Come at
Bro.
me. Actually, no. Okay, I'm
Here's the
exaggerating,
thing.
obviously.
I don't care what you think of New York pizza because I'm from Boston, so that's fine.
Oh, Boston.
Ugh.
Fucking but no, but New York pizza is not bad. It's not terrible. But what it is, I think, is that there's this like loyalty to where you're from. Like, no, it's that New York pizza. Or like wherever you get Chicago, you get that deep dish, which is it's more of a pie.
That's like a cake. That's
less-
a cake. Yeah.
Yeah, AKA,
Yes.
I don't know why they call it Chicago. It should be called Sicilian because Sicilian pizza is
It's
deep
different though.
dish.
Chicago's still
Uh-huh.
deeper, and it's still different. Sicilian is.
I mean, it's
Okay.
relatively the same fucking thing. It's like
I'm talking about
less-
Sbarro's.
yeah, Sparrows is not bad for airport food.
dude, if you need a pinch,
Yeah.
Sabaros is actually
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
one of the better chain pizzas.
Their
I'll be
pizza is
honest.
actually
Yeah.
as good. Yeah, it's definitely eatable for
But-
sure.
I okay, but here's the thing, Papa John's, right? And if what I'm talking about is I look at the overall picture when it
Yeah.
comes to availability, right?
All right, which is a big one.
Nationality. It's you could go anywhere. I could get a Papa John's pizza if I'm in rural Montana. I could
Yeah.
probably have a Papa John's pizza. I could get a Papa John's pizza in the big bustling city of Miami, but I'm not going to be able to get a New York style slice here.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
find some weird dude. Like that's so I'm talking about availability. Like the
And-
best
all right,
burger.
If it was up to availability, and
Uh-huh.
you can quote me on this. Unfortunately, I'm
Okay.
saying it. But if I'm gonna get shitty chain pizza, I'm gonna get
Uh-huh.
Little
Yes.
Caesars.
Hey, Little
You're gonna
Caesars
get
is
Little
gross.
Caesars. Okay.
And the reason
okay.
why, the reason
Mhm.
why it's $5 and you can walk in and you don't have
Not
to wait.
anymore. Not
$6
anymore, dude.
$6.
$6.
$6 for a large pizza, and you can literally walk in and say, "Can I have a cheese?" And they're like, "Yep, here you go." Literally
Okay.
2 seconds.
Yeah,
don't have
that's
to
what I like
wait.
about it.
The cheese
Well-
doesn't pull off in one layer. It's actual. It's considered pizza.
Well, here's the thing, right? I don't know about the fancy Little Caesars where you're from, but here, in order to get Little Caesars, you got to elbow about a group of people, my people, right? You got to elbow a group of my people, essentially families of 8 that decide to join. And I've gone to Little Caesars where I've seen whole families that are barefoot. Right, they're just barefoot, and it's not like, oh my god, they're homeless. No. They came in a car, right, a really nice Astro van of the year, right, and they just came into the establishment barefoot, and they're there opening up the fridge, closing the fridge, grabbing the bottles, shaking it up, putting it back. So you got to cut through that and get to that where you get your $6 pizza. I would
That's
argue
crazy.
that it's on par with 7-Eleven pizza. It's the same
Dude,
thing,
No,
right? They
here's
put it
the
in the
thing.
microwave.
Dude, here's the thing. They're not cooking with their bare feet, so I don't care. Right?
Okay.
They can walk around on that dirty, nasty floor all they want, as long as my
Uh-huh.
pizza doesn't touch the floor.
Okay,
Or
okay, so you
they're
care
not
about that.
picking dough off their feet and then making my pizza.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Or,
All right.
listen,
Okay. I'll
this
give
is
that to
also
you.
coming
I'll
from
give that to
someone who
you.
ate a pubic hair out of a hamburger.
I had a pubic hair. Dude, I was first of all hangry.
Don't
right?
shame him. Don't
Hangry,
shame him for his White Castle
was-
experience, Steve.
hungover. I was hungover during. When you're my height, you get hungover during. You're drinking and you're like, I gotta drink water. I have a headache. Like I'm gonna
Oh,
wake up bad in a little bit. Like I get hungover during. It doesn't take much.
That's
to go
also a
around
function of
this.
age, though. As you get older, you get hungover during the event instead of
Yeah.
after. Yeah.
No, that's the worst. Not a fan of that. And it's the instant you hit 30. The moment you hit 30, you just start feeling it. You're like, I'm not as spry. as I used to. I remember
your
trying to do a
hangover
front
recovery's
flip.
terrible.
I tried to do a front flip the other day. I'm like, I still got it. I remember being able to do this. Just no. I was sore for a week. Just out here thinking, I'm like, no, I still got it. Trying to do a cartwheel. You gotta realize, man.
You're old when you're sore getting out of bed.
Yeah. Oh,
I roll over out of bed and I'm like, oh.
Man.
Like I remember getting out of bed and I used to be like, ready for the day. Now I'm like, oh, I'm tired. Like right when I wake
Where
up.
the ladies at? You get out of bed.
Start being susceptible to the things you see on television, like the teeter hang up, because you think it'll like help your lower back. You're like, oh shit, I need to get that. That's when you're like, oh man, I'm definitely getting into the geriatric phase of my life.
When you start looking at the New Balance, that's when you know. You know what I'm talking about? I call them.
I can't buy New Balance. I can't buy them.
No,
they have that big like whole
the
anti-gay thing that I'm like, can't buy New Balance.
Nope, can't deal with that. Okay. Well, I call them the SO7s, right? So you know the ones that all the people wear in Disney's. Do you know what the SO7s are?
It's a New Balance.
The sex offender.
What?
Sex offender sevens, because they look like the shoes that you would get on the registry. Like they just have the thick soles and they have that fat end, and then you go, all right, you either wear that because you got that as like a gift from like a daughter who doesn't love you, or you finally reached your peak in terms of dad phase. You're like, I'm gonna do this. This is it.
Can't do it. Actually,
they don't like them.
No, I can't. First of all,
I didn't know that.
Ugly. They're ugly.
You okay with Nikes though? This is what kills me, and I feel like we all probably went through this because we're all similar ages. I remember growing up and everyone like shitting on Nike for like all of 6 minutes because it turned out that they were using like child labor. And then all of a sudden they're like, no, we'll do better. But I'm still pretty sure they're still using child labor.
Here's the thing. I'm not for child labor. Okay, that's why I don't eat chocolate as well. But let's be honest. If I had to boycott every company that used manual labor, sweatshops, child labor, whatever it is, I obviously
be living in the woods with like plants as your covering.
The history of all these companies. I literally wouldn't be able to go out. I wouldn't be able to eat. I wouldn't be able to do anything because I'd be naked and I can't eat food. So I'd end up dying.
But then New Balance, you're like, that's your limit.
No, I pick and choose what I want to like support and what like I haven't had any cocoa products, any products with cocoa in it for the past 15 years.
See, Steve, I feel like you could eat your own like Pharaoh and then wear Birkenstocks and you'd be fine.
Dude,
what do you mean by cocoa? What do you mean like cocoa? Like the bean?
First of all, no man should have open-toe shoes on ever. What?
Well, I'm a Vans guy, man. I'm a white Vans guy. I have like 14 pairs of just white Vans. That's all I get.
That's
okay.
So
it's literally that. Okay. That's one pair, right? This is another different pair.
I used to wear Vans. You get them at Payless. You buy one, you get like 36 at half price, right?
By the way, Payless. R.I.P.
Dude, I love Payless. You know how many pairs of shoes I bought there?
Dude, I got so many like $6 pairs of shoes that lasted me forever. It was phenomenal.
Oh God, the Shacks.
I bought all my Vans at Payless or whatever the other store is called.
Dude, see, I'll go even more old school. I remember when the Vans competitor Airwalk was still a thing, and I was an Airwalk guy. I miss Airwalks still.
I got roasted for wearing Airwalks in school. Those Airwalk. Damn, man. Yeah, I know your mom was poor, dog. Like, I would just get it. I went to like a predominantly black middle school and I just got blasted. I didn't even know. I used to think like, what's good when somebody says, hey, man, what's good? Like, I'm so white that I just go, oh, not much, man. Everything good with you? No, you can't do that. What's good are fighting words.
Yes.
What's good is usually followed by, oh, yeah. And I didn't know that. So I learned that through my course of George Washington Carver Middle School.
Nice.
Oh my God. Now, were you born and raised in Miami?
Born and raised, man.
Nice.
305 till I die. Dale. Like Pitbull. Everyone, the stereotype here is, I think we've mentioned this before, that you have the Tony Montana, everybody's on coke, right? Which is true. That is a fact. Everybody here, right? Not me. I'm not. I've never done that, thank God. But you get offered everywhere. You get offered literally everywhere. You could go to a grocery store and be like, "Hey, you want some?" No, I'm buying, bananas. I don't need Coke for bananas.
I'm buying Mentos. Leave me alone.
Yeah, but they do it for everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely everything. So they'll go to a Cheesecake Factory and take a little bit of the nose beer before going to Cheesecake Factory.
Dude, what's up with their menu? How the fuck can someone cook that much food in a restaurant?
You know what? It came from, I feel like it's just everything comes in bags. Everything is just literally put it in a pot, boil it, and then go.
Yeah,
That's
that has to be it. My girlfriend, my fiance won't eat there because she's like, they don't cook that shit. It's literally all frozen. And I'm like, listen, chicken marsala from Cheesecake Factory is bomb. It is so good. I don't care if it came in a bag. I don't care if it came in a whatever. I don't even care.
Yeah.
It's so good. Anyway.
But that brown bread though.
Bro,
let me tell you.
The wheat bread with oatmeal on the top.
That's how you know, by the way, the true measure of people you shouldn't hang out with. So if you go to that place, you go to Cheesecake Factory, they bring that little bread. Whoever grabs the white bread first, like unironically, cut them off your list. They're
100%.
serial killers.
No,
like it's.
I love it.
Here's the thing, though. So there's kind of a duality to that because you want to have those people around because you don't want them to fuck with your brown bread.
You're right. No, you're right. Those are the people we need in a group, but at the same time, they don't belong there. Like if I'm a boss, here's a bit, right? Here's a bit. And I remember seeing this, but I'm stealing it shamelessly, right? If I'm a boss, I'm going to get half the resumes and throw them out because I don't trust unlucky people. It's the same thing with that, right? We need them. We want to have the white bread eaters, but at the same time, you're disgusting. You know, they pass that around because nobody eats the white bread. So they just grab the same thing and put it in a new basket.
That's why that's why when I don't eat something, I rip it up. I'm one of those guys. If there's like 2 pieces of bread left or whatever, I'll literally like rip it apart so they can't use it.
Dude, that's going to go down to table 46. All right. And the little kid's going to chew on that.
Or you do, or they probably turn it into croutons. Or you just take it and pour water on it so it gets all soggy and gross.
That's the only way you could eat it, to be honest. That white bread, I don't know what they do, but I know that at least here's how you know they care about the brown bread because at least they go through the trouble of microwaving it.
Yeah, it's warm a little bit.
Bread,
so good.
Stiff. It's like a brick. You got to go to the dentist after. No, thank you. And if you ever see anybody eat it, I don't care how desperate or hungry you are. You know, they're a serial killer and they don't deserve your group. They don't deserve your effort.
Here's the deal. You can always ask for more brown bread, right? But you don't want to ask for a ton more. So here's the thing. The only time I'll eat it is if there's no more brown bread, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to get more because you'll keep eating it and you'll just eat bread.
Which there's nothing wrong with.
I'll break off a little piece of the white bread and you put a pound of the butter on that they give you, nice soft butter. Dude,
stop. I'm about to roll over there right now. But how many times, let me ask you this. How many times have you asked for a refill of that brown bread?
Oh, every time I go.
No, but a refill. Like, hey, okay, so one.
No, every time I go to Cheesecake Factory.
But he's saying how many times in a visit do you ask for a refill? Like, do you go there and you ask for 3 refills? Do you ask for one refill?
No. So the most I would get is 1. And the only reason is because I get chicken marsala and it comes with pasta.
Okay, that's cool. Listen,
so I can't have.
You gotta
I usually go for 2. So
give me some more.
I can't.
Give me some more.
So it depends on how many people I'm with. If I'm with like 2 or 3 people, we might get 3 or something. Because
that's a fight, though. That's a fight. If there's more than enough people, they better bring 2 baskets. I mean, I'm not a Karen when it comes to like places and restaurants, but if there's more than I would say 4 people and there's 1 basket and there's brown bread, there's blood.
Look at Joseph.
Like, there's bloodshed.
Joseph says it's brown after you toast it.
Brown after you toast it. You don't know what it is.
This actually takes the cake for me. Is this video sponsored?
Leslie literally hates when she's like, if I ever am taken to, well, now she doesn't have to worry, but she's like, if I was ever taken to Cheesecake Factory on a date, I would never go back on a date with that person. She hates Cheesecake Factory that much.
I love their food, but I hate the fact that afterwards you always feel like trash.
I don't.
Yeah, no, I don't. Sure, hot trash.
Like, their low-calorie menu is 500 calories for an appetizer. Like, you go in there and you're eating like 42,000 calories for the day. You're gonna take a brick of a shit later that night. No question about it.
I take a brick of a shit no matter what I eat. I can eat like salad and take a brick of a shit. Dude, I'm telling you, if you eat their chicken marsala, it's so good. You won't feel like trash.
I've never had it. I've never had that. Okay, I might do that.
So good.
See, I
bet
usually go for some sort of their tacos, and I go for the avocado, Southwest avocado rolls.
Tacos. Oh, so you try to go the healthy route there.
Yeah, yeah.
You're a man of class. Okay.
I try. Because I want to save room for cake. That's what it is.
Have you ever gotten hammered at the Cheesecake Factory?
I've never been hammered in my life.
I've been buzzed at the Cheesecake Factory, but I've never been like hammered. I've been hammered at medieval times, but that's about it. So,
medieval time. Wow.
I love medieval times, dude.
Dude, they have cheap drinks and they pour strong at medieval times.
You know, I think there's one in Orlando, but I've actually never been. Is it actually worth the hype?
Oh, dude, you have to go.
It's a blast. It's a blast. If you roll in with minimal expectations, it is gonna rock you. It's awesome. Like, you get to roll in there and it's dinner and a show, but you literally sit there and it's like a bowl of soup and you just pour it in your mouth like you're eating a chicken and tearing it apart with your hands.
They give you big piece of chicken.
It's very like visceral and very like all formalities are out the door. That's the best part about it.
Here's the thing. I have a feeling that PigCake would have an experience like no other because you call the waitresses wenches, right?
Oh.
Yeah,
you
call them they're wenches, and
I already do that.
Dude. And like if it's your birthday, they'll like shout you out, and you get like everyone gets a crown, like you feel like a king there. But like you can get like VIP boxes where they'll like really hype you up, and it's very like, oh, my lords and ladies, like you'd love it. It's an ego trip.
Oh,
it's 100% an ego trip.
It's funny.
I'm gonna snapping, throwing glasses.
But the food is good. The chicken's good. Like it's good.
Okay, there's a place here called Bacon Bitch, right? I was talking to someone about it, but the place is called Bacon Bitch, and their hook is that all the waitresses are trained to say bitch at the end of everything, right? So you know, you go and then they go, hey bitch, do you want something? Like, what do you want to get, bitch? And then you go, oh, like if you don't know the vibe, like when I first went there, I was so fucking confused. They didn't tell me that it was like this thing, dude, right? The person I was with didn't tell me.
I hope someone from prison doesn't go in there expecting like,
sup, bitch, sup, what do you want? And then you go, hey, let me get that. But the most embarrassing part is that I got the vibe, and then I hit him with a bitch myself, but it was the most weak, like terrible. Because at the end I go, yeah, let me just get that. Thank you, bitch.
Did they slap you after that? Like
so rough. I would have preferred that, but it was definitely a weird experience because they just say it nonchalantly, and then I'm gonna say it like awkwardly because I'm not used to calling people bitch to their face like publicly like that. You know, and it was just weird, but I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed the vibe. I think I maybe got a fetish from that or something, but it was a weird vibe. And the worst part is that it's Miami Beach prices. So everything is just souped up. You're gonna get like a little coffee for like $9 just because it's in the beach. What a trap! But
that's like Dick's Last Resort. C-Dub was talking about it. Have you ever been to Dick's Last Resort?
Is that the one where they put the thing on your head and they say, hey,
they literally write horrible shit about you and your friends, and they throw the menus at you. They like, oh yeah, they give you the worst service. I always wanted to work there when I was younger because I would have loved to just shit on people.
Just rant on people. Sounds like my mom's house, to be honest. They go there and they're like, you're just a mess. I'm a magician. You could have been a doctor, huh? Oh, you could have been suddenly my mom's older Jewish woman. You could have been a doctor. Yeah. Instead, you're a magician. What I love about my mom is that she's been here. She came from Cuba, right? But she's been here for 50 years, right? And she still has an accent. Like, you know, she'll still be like, no, Papa. It's just that you don't know. I'm like, what do you've been here longer than you were in Cuba. Like, how is it that you still have that Cuban accent? It's ridiculous. And sometimes
because there's enough Cuban accents around her still.
Yeah. So you know what it is? This actually has intrigued me, and I don't know why. I know random shit sometimes. This has actually intrigued me. Basically, you have an age cutoff where if you're immersed in an accent until about the age of it's like 12. It's like 12. Okay. So up until 12, you're malleable with your accent. If you live in England for the first 8 years, but you move here, and then you're likely to lose the accent. But if after 12 you move somewhere else, you're stuck with that shit.
Okay. Yeah, that's it.
And it'll slightly diminish over time, but like you maintain it. It's crazy.
I guess that explains my accent.
Yeah.
Your accent, why? Because you came you're because you have like kind of like a but are you still living there?
I'm in California now.
Oh, you're in Cali. Okay, I forgot that you're in a cesspool. That is California.
No, dude, I'm in Northern California, not Southern California.
Oh, okay. So it's like Washington, almost.
No.
At that point, because
He's
we
like
have
the
the
Bay
same
Area.
vibe.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
what?
for what I was gonna say is that here there's a lot of like, you're the Florida man. Look at the Florida man, but there's the difference. If you're south of Fort Lauderdale, it's Cuba. North of Fort Lauderdale is Georgia, and it's literally that. Like, there's no connection. It's if we're in a third world country, essentially down here, just a nice little bit of Cuba is what we got here. But as I was reading the comments, I definitely didn't realize that Miami's has an accent. Like the Miamian has a particular sort of like trashy accent.
Versus like the rest of Florida, yeah.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way.
I didn't notice that.
I always thought
very
Florida
bad.
was like the filming of the next Cocoon movie.
Yeah, that was here.
Everybody,
that's
like God's.
claim to
Everybody used to
fame.
call it God's waiting room in Boston.
Dude,
Uh-huh,
well, that's because it used to be like a lot of like that's where everyone went to retire, and they still do. Florida, I think, still has like the largest population growth every year out of any other state because people retire there.
That's because the weather's perfect. It's like it's a lot of.
The weather's predictable. It's predictable, yeah.
For old people. My dad moved there, and I'm like, well, okay, Dad. So
I've you
it's about that time.
Yeah,
You're gonna be there to retire and die.
If you're gonna move to Florida, though, you have to move to the East Coast. You can't move to the West Coast because the West Coast is literally like I lived outside of Tampa for 2.5 years almost, and it sucks. Like it's terrible
because there's nothing to do. Because there's
nothing to do. Yeah, and this was before. Like this was like right when like Ybor City was still like hype, but people were also getting shot 3-4 times a day there, so you didn't want to go to Ybor City, and then like. That was the only thing to do in the Tampa area was like, oh, you can go to Ybor and go to the clubs, but there's a chance you get shot. So have fun. And I'm like, all right, so Florida sucks. Like, or you go to like Clearwater Beach.
Okay. But
Yeah,
was
like-
it actually called a city? Like, did it have city in the title?
Ybor City, yeah.
Okay, that's how you know. That's the giveaway. If it has city at the end of the title, like
But it
chances
wasn't.
are
But
you're
all
gonna go there.
the weirdest thing about it, though, Ybor City is just like several blocks inside of Tampa proper. That was just like they thought it was a cool name. Like, oh, we're gonna give it a whole new name, Ybor City. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Dude,
no. Go ahead, sorry.
I've been to Florida. I've been to Miami. I can't do I could never live in Miami.
God,
I could never visit for more than 2 days. Miami for me was
best.
like a disaster. Ugh, I hated.
Yeah,
Miami.
dude, it's a cesspool. All
Yeah,
right, you gotta thrive in mediocrity. That's what it is. You gotta wallow in the muck. I love it. I'm just there swimming through it every day. Like I visit a friend of mine, actually my partner in ham radio, that if I don't mention, he'll be like, "Hey man, yeah, I noticed that there wasn't enough Daniel on your little interview there." Yeah, fucking. But he lives in a place called Sebastian, Florida.
Word out to Daniel. Hi, Daniel.
There you go.
Daniel.
There, shout out to that.
Daniel. Okay, now you don't have
piece
to talk about
of.
it anymore. No,
I was getting me angry, but he lives in a place called Sebastian, Florida, which is the capital of swingers in Florida. Jesus. To this day, listen, I went up there to visit him. There's nothing to do. The average age over there is dead, right? And I made an account. This is how committed I was to figuring out the swinger situation there, because it's all old swingers. I made an account on a swinger website, and it says the proximity of people around you. And there were 25 people within 0 miles proximity. So less than a mile from his house, there were swingers there. So
how many were in his house?
He doesn't. I believe it.
Wait,
I believe
were
it.
you in a swingers party?
You know what? The account that I made.
Like, okay, I just got into the swinger party. Let's see how many swingers are here.
He goes outside his building, and it's just like the swingers apartments is the name of the place. Like,
listen, the reason I made such a big deal about it was because a lot of the houses had pineapples on them, and pineapple is a symbol for swingers, right? So then I saw some of them were even upside down, which is an even further symbol, which means that they're looking for a party. Right. So I'm like, this is a thing. Look at this. This is crazy. So I looked it up, and turns out, yes, there were a bunch of swingers. And my profile said that I was a 66-year-old hottie that was single and ready to mingle. And I haven't checked it, but I'm sure I probably got some responses. But
dude, you know what you should do? You should do a YouTube video of that. Go through your responses.
Oh, well, listen, that one, I considered it, but he lives there. So if he didn't live there, then I would have done it.
Responses of the responses that you got on your
like
account.
the actual from weird wrinkly couples that are like,
Yeah.
oh, and the worst part is about the couples, by the way, they post pictures there,
Of course they do.
explicit pictures
Oh, do they?
of body
on site?
parts. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah,
There's
it
like
was
old
great.
balls on there and stuff.
old balls, dude. Everything, leathery skin, just
Ugh.
leathery, worn,
Dude,
dry.
Miami balls.
Sounds like
That's
Omegle.
disgusting.
No. Sebastian balls, Sebastian, Florida balls, which is
Oh my
worse than
God.
Miami. What I was gonna say about the city is that
Ugh.
it's like that. Like the vibe is not like the big city vibe. Everything's quiet, everything's calm, nobody honks. Whereas here, you could get ran over walking. Like you
Yeah.
don't even have to be driving in order to get into a driving accident. They would launch you into another car from how bad they drive here, and I love that. I want to
That's
be a
funny.
part of the mediocrity and thrive in the terrible stuff that is Miami. So I wouldn't want it any other way. But I
It's
understand how
like
people hate it.
in Sebastian, do they eat pineapple pizza?
I the only time I had pizza there was at like a biker bar.
Oh. See,
And
that's like about like if you anybody who eats pineapple pizza is like the white bread of
yeah. Oh my God, I love The Office. I love pineapple pizza.
No, it's like the whatchamacallit. Whoever eats the white bread, there's serial killers who like pineapple pizza.
Yeah, no,
I don't-
you're right. You're right.
I don't
Yeah,
trust
it's a sign. Like you like pineapple pizza, you're definitely on some sort of you have a list of people that you want to take out in the next purge, like on your
Oh my
phone.
God.
You should use that green screen, says Lance Allen. That's the worst part. I use it like 90% of the time, and then the rest of it is just a backdrop.
Yeah.
It's
a
a half.
solid
It's a
backdrop,
half
though.
a backdrop. It's not even a full backdrop.
It confirms for people that you are a video creator. It does a
Yeah,
job.
there you go.
Yeah.
Well,
Does
people
its
walk
job.
in and they see the people that have come over. They see the weird, like some props around here. I put my watches on a wrist thing here. I don't know if I could show you this,
Oh, like it's like
but I have like
convenience store.
Oh, geez, that's
so
great.
awesome.
Oh, that's creepy. Look
So
at the
awesome.
fingernail. Look at the
Yeah.
fingernail.
Like a Halloween store prop. I love that.
That's where I put my watches. They just have like a bunch of stuff. I also have like magic props here, like weird ones that I've got from like wish.com.
Oh, Jesus.
Like look at this right here. This is what
That's
I'm talking
totally
about.
convincing as a real rose.
Well, I mean, this you're supposed to put lighter fluid on this, and then you
Oh,
hide this here, and then you go and then they're supposed to throw their panties off. But the only times I've done this, they've just called the cops. So it's not really like a cool trick in that sense. It's more like hey, how could you do time really quickly? It's like a speed run for going to prison.
Now, how fast do the cops actually come if they call the cops because you're in Miami?
Well, that's the thing. They don't. The other day I was on a walk, right? I walk on occasion as an old man. I'm out here trying to get my calories off.
Now, how old are you?
31.
Truthfully, how old are you?
31. 31.
Really?
I'm 31 years old. Yeah. 1990, dude. Your boy's out here. Just 1990. It's the height too, right? The height is the also part.
It's the beard, man. It's good.
Is it?
You probably look 12 if you shaved your beard.
If I shave it, I could eat free at Denny's. Like I'm convinced that they're not going to charge me,
dude.
Yeah.
If I shave this, which is why I
We
keep
need
it.
to
And I
see
kind
you
of
trying to sneak into Disney as a child. Like someone needs
yeah. Well, the other
short joke. That's fucked up.
Yeah, that's a little bit messed up.
It's the he would look young joke without his beard.
Right? Omar says, to be 31 again. Yeah, tell me about it. I think PigCake's young enough to be my kid.
But Gentleman Awake's got like that DILF look that I want. Like I want to look like a DILF.
Listen, we all want to look like Omar. He's killing it.
He said he's gained 20 pounds too. So
God, more
pure muscle. He's full of shit. He's still looking better than all of us.
He said it's from Papa John's.
Oh God.
No, it's we call that's thick with 2 C's. Yeah. That's what I like. I don't want to just a skinny. 20 extra pounds cushion for the pushing. That's what I see it as. I don't see it as weights. My goodness, I love every time. Even the first time I met Gentleman Awake, just make him uncomfortable again. I think from the first conversation, I was making him uncomfortable, and I was convinced that he didn't want to continue working with me because he was afraid that I was going to diddle his Skittles. But no, no, we did a couple of videos.
What color Skittles do you like?
What color Skittles do I like? Well, they sell an entire bag of strawberry ones. Those are my favorite ones because everything else is just
that sounds
rough.
delicious.
Yeah, they sell them by the bag now. Like whatever you want, they have now. Before, when you were like a kid, you used to want stuff. Now they have all marshmallow Lucky Charms. They have it.
Well, you remember like when Eminem started
I
doing
love
that?
how I was just joking around asking a question, and we just all of a sudden started talking about Skittles. He says he's uncomfortable as ever.
So you remember when M&M's though started doing that as like a marketing thing where they're like, oh, you can get an entire bag of just blue M&M's if you want. And everyone's like, this is the coolest thing ever. I'm like, dude, M&M's all taste the fucking same. Like,
you want to hear something
Skittles
funny?
at least have variation in flavor.
So Leslie does these quizzes all the time. Like these quizzes that don't mean anything.
BuzzFeed,
It'll be like,
right? Like the
what's your favorite mythical animal? And then they'll ask questions that don't have anything to do with anything. And you'll be like, and it doesn't have anything to do with What? I frozen?
Yeah, you're cutting in and out.
I thought it was me. I'm like, oh,
can you hear me?
What?
Yeah, Steve's internet is
Okay,
terrible. So
we're all back. So, but the crazy, do you know which M&M, which color M&M was not an original? That's in the bag now. Blue. Do you know what color was originally before blue?
Yellow? No, they have
yellow's
yellow
in there.
Okay. Huh. You know, I'm not sure. That's an odd one.
Light brown.
Light brown and dark brown?
They have, light brown.
What kind of uncreative motherfucker came up with that? That's terrible.
Yeah.
No, dude, it makes complete sense. Milk chocolate color, dark chocolate color. Then you have your yellow, and you have your green.
But they taste the same, and they're both milk chocolate.
Yeah, that's a scam.
People don't fucking know that, dude.
Light brown M&M's. This is the what?
We used to battle M&M's when we were in high school because I think we actually might have been special needs. So we used to take M&M's and then like press them against each other, and then whoever would break, we would eat that. And then we would keep the strong one for the next round, and we would keep doing that until we found the strongest M&M. And I honestly think that we should have taken a short bus to school because of that.
Check this out. So I don't eat chocolate anymore, but when I did, this will change your life. I'm not condoning everybody to go buy a bag of M&Ms, but the next time you do buy a bag of M&Ms, pour the whole bag into a little microwave safe bowl.
Okay.
Right? Put it in the microwave for like 15 seconds. But when it's about 6 or 7 seconds, take them out, mix them up, put it back in, and then take it out like when it's done. But make sure when you take it out, you see very little cracks in some of the M&Ms.
Okay.
And then bite into you don't even have to bite. Put it in and just press it against your like the roof of your mouth or whatever. They're melt. They are so amazing. Thank me.
I'm glad
everybody
that went
can
that
thank me
direction.
later. Try it. Right on the
I was nervous. Yeah, I was nervous. Thought he was gonna tell us like get a bowl of M&Ms, throw 7 Skittles in, leave them out for people to eat, watch while people get the Skittles.
No.
I was afraid.
Literally.
I'm like, this is a fleshlight. Yeah. It's gonna turn into a fleshlight.
A chocolate fleshlight.
Dude, you want speaking of chocolate fleshlight, I was watching what's it called? SVU last night or the other night, and I noticed that Jason Biggs was on there.
All right.
And I'm like, okay, first of all,
American Pie.
I was like, I can't take anybody seriously who had sex with an apple pie on a SVU episode.
So you see the guy as the apple pie fucker, and you're like, no,
He's literally
can't.
Yes.
That's his forever, like that's his forever, like remembrance there. Yeah,
but it worked because he was obviously the whole purpose of the show was it was a hate crime show. It was a hate crime episode, and he was.
Now I feel bad about laughing about it.
He was a Jewish cop. So, but
yeah, you got me hyped with chocolate fleshlight.
I can't look at him in any way other than the apple pie. But anyway, try the M&M thing. It will change your life. And thank me later.
Well, look, you get 2 sponges and you put them together like this, and then you get a rubber glove, and then you put it around it.
No.
And then you stick that in a cup.
No.
And then you
a water bottle.
No. You pour cocoa butter. All right. Water bottles when you're first starting. When you're first starting, you want to use water. But then eventually, once you get to level 7, you want to put squirt some cocoa butter in there. And then put it in a microwave on low for 20 seconds. Yeah, that's the key. And
That's
then,
not long.
you
20
could-
seconds is a lot. That's going to burn yourself.
Yeah, no, for sure. You don't want to end up chafing or burning or blistering. Those are never
20
things
seconds
you
will
want
burn
to.
your ass. That's for damn sure.
Well, that's why on
Jesus
low.
Christ.
Yeah. So then that's how you end up making a magician's girlfriend, as I like to call them, because Lord
Well, you
knows.
make like a prison Fifi.
A Fifi? What the hell is a Fifi?
It is what it is, man.
What's a
Sometimes-
Fifi?
In
Listen,
prison,
you got to do what you got to do. All right, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, you take a doctor's glove. Again, it always goes back to the doctor's glove. You
Mhm.
tie it a certain way, and it turns into like a balloon with a hole in it.
No,
And you
but what-
fill it with
what-
hot
the
water.
Word Fifi. Where the fuck-
the
who
word
thought of
Fifi is like
Fifi?
their slang for like a fake vagina.
Really?
Yeah,
Is it really a fake though?
I mean,
Right? Is it really fake?
it's just a hole in a glove. I don't really think it's like it's not like
You think
textured
hard
or
enough.
anything. But like,
I'm not gonna lie, but I'm gonna feel
It's
more
fake.
like more ashamed of myself to create a Fifi than just doing what.
I mean,
is
they're in
natural.
prison. They're in prison.
Yeah.
is what I'm saying.
Bro,
Most of
just
these
picture
point-
yourself sitting on a bed with a doctor's glove and a sponge.
Yeah, dude.
Are
It's
you
hard
gonna be
times.
proud
man.
of yourself?
You're doing 20 years in prison. I'm sure you don't
Yeah.
care either way, man. Like,
Bro, I'm
I think
always
we're
gonna
well
care,
past
man.
the care point.
Yeah,
we're well
like,
past the care point.
listen, if you go to jail for 3 months and you're making fifis, you probably got an issue.
No, dude.
but
I'm
but if
gonna
you're
tell
in
you
for
right
like
now.
life, it is what it is.
Now, there's some things that you just don't cross, and that's definitely one of them for me.
Yeah.
I like, by the way, hold on, because the Magic guys said, "Hey, you guys get, well, am I 8? I'm 420p right now. I set it specifically to 420p, but they're saying that on their podcast I was like 180p, which is factual because I did it off my phone for them. I gave them literally the worst quality, and I kept stopping on their podcast.
Oh, dude, that happened on ours unironically.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Yeah, a
funny.
bunch of sweeties from Australia. I want to do this
Dude,
to
they're
those
great
lads
guys.
over there.
Dude,
Do
Josh and
that.
Jake,
Give them a
hilarious. And then Doug Kahn on there now. He's a dope dude
just
too.
shows up.
Are we gonna be
Yeah,
on there?
what I
again?
love.
Yeah, we are. We are going to be on there
We're
again.
gonna be on there soon.
Because our first
So
episode
it's
was
gonna,
a
like a tag
disaster.
team.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
What?
I was gonna say like it's gonna be like a joint effort. It's not gonna be like, hey, we're gonna interview Steve and then we're gonna interview Tyler. Like it's not gonna
No.
be one of those. It's gonna be like,
no, it'll be
oh,
the both
here's
of us. It'll be the both
Okay.
of us. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Meeting
don't
at the
get one
same
of us,
time.
man. You get both of us. That's just the deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's well, what I like because I did a podcast with Daniel, and Daniel's so full of shit, right? That the other day I was on a walk and some guy goes, "Hey man, I recognize you from the show. Like, hey, I love your stuff." Right? Some sweet guy recognized me, I guess, from the channel. I'm like, "Oh man, this is cool."
That's dope.
Right? Because here in Miami, we don't get there's not a lot of magicians, and especially somebody to recognize my channel. So then
Yeah.
I tell this to Daniel, and he goes, "Oh, from our show, from Ham Radio?" I'm like, "No, dude, not from fucking Ham Radio, where we have 14 subscribers and they're your parents.
They're
Like,
your
no, dude.
parents.
It's like your parents."
They're not your
whatever.
parents. They're from the
Yeah,
pineapple.
he's putting
district.
flyers out to the swingers in the neighborhood, being like, "Check out our show."
Unbelievable. I can't go over there and show my face. When I went over there, we got roped into putting mulch for some reason. Like putting mulch on in the morning on little spots, I guess, that needed mulch.
Jesus.
And all the people that were there helping were old people, 70 years old pretty much. So when they see me and him, right, they go, "Oh, look at the youngins, give all the work to the youngins over there." And I'm like, I feel like meat. I feel
Yeah.
like meat to all these old ladies that are salivating, seeing young people for once.
Nice.
Right, where they're holding bags. I'm like, oh, this is just, I feel gross. And they're looking, and I'm just pouring mulch on a thing for
Wearing
these
your white
old,
Vita.
yeah, dry lady, just sweat. Oh God, that
God.
was a weird time. So I know for sure they're into some weird, nasty stuff. And
Dude, I hate-
some of them,
I don't trust anybody who puts down mulch either.
yeah, that's the other one too, right?
Dude, that's just,
Especially,
like the minute wind hits, it all blows off onto the
it's
sidewalk.
pointless. It's a pointless thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's an
looks
old
horrible.
leader, like it's an old person thing. Like, oh, we're
Yeah,
gonna put
it's
mulch. We're gonna clean our no. You're just that place itself. I get weird vibes when I go there. He
Yeah.
wants me to go up there again and visit, but I'm not gonna
Trust your
get
gut.
roped into an orgy, like an old orgy.
Dude,
Oh.
trust your gut.
Yeah.
Trust
Go-
my gut.
Go with what feels right.
Dry. I think that's the best way to describe that. The people that live in his little community. It's a community. It's not just like oh my goodness, I live in, in Sebastian, Florida. I live in a community in Sebastian, Florida with a bunch of old swingers. And then a young guy shows up and they're salivating because they haven't seen one in, since the revolution.
You gotta just dress up somehow so they're just like turned off.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Maybe wear like a clown mask, a creepy clown mask or something.
Yeah. Do you think that'll deter the old bags?
Something will.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you dress up as Freddy Krueger or something. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you can do something that people will be like,
yeah, next time.
It's creepy.
Next time I roll around. But I just found that really funny. This dude is like, oh, for my show, because his goal, he's really funny. Like, don't get me wrong. He's really funny when he's not trying. But when he tries to be funny, I rather get like a root canal colonoscopy. Like when he's attempting to have humor and trying to just like give the bants like as a co-host on a podcast, I can't think of anything that I'd rather stick my head through a window. Like I rather you know what, I'm not gonna mention gross things that I would do to myself, but I'd rather do that because it's just so unfunny. Like it's painfully unfunny. And I tell him this and he goes, oh no, dude, that's the show, that's part of it. No, it's not. You're trying to be funny and it's annoying me. But thankfully we haven't done one of those in a bit. But I feel bad if you were trying to do some research and you happen to have looked up some ham radio episodes. Like those aren't
Dude, I've actually so I watched ham radio when you first started doing it.
Oh,
and then you stopped.
No, I've enjoyed it.
God, with the mask?
Yeah, with the mask, with everything. You guys you had some fun stuff going on there.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty bad. My favorite one was every once in a while his mom would also comment, but his mom doesn't speak English. So his mom would be like, "Oye, me gusta. Wow, guys, todo bueno." I'm like, thank you, Claudia. Muchas gracias. Like,
Rob
weird.
Rob Child says he misses them.
I really miss ham radio. Those were times.
Yeah, we're trying to do it back, but he's apparently busy taking pictures of like tires or something.
Old people.
Like
he does car photography, right?
Yeah, he's been taking pics of like he's been doing car videography and he keeps trying to get me in it. And I'm like, I don't care about cars. Like I'm not gonna go there.
Dude,
and
you don't
pretend
care
to
about
be
magic
like,
either. You should do it anyway. You know how much money you can make on that?
But I at least, I think that I'm a little bit of a competent magician. I've been doing it for quite a bit of time, 22 years now, right?
Nice.
Just get a little bit of that magic love in there. So at least magic I know, but car stuff. I don't know anything about cars. Like I don't know about like.
You know what? Here's the funny thing. So I don't like cars. It's like a weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they suck.
It's weird. Tyler's a big car guy. And I'm like the complete opposite. I'm like, I will never own a non-hybrid car in my life.
Okay.
Like, I don't care about muscle cars. I don't care about, I'll look at a nice car, like whatever, Lotus, Lamborghini, whatever. And I'll be like, oh, that's a dope car. But I would never in my right mind spend that much money on a fucking automobile that I can't even drive.
Yeah.
Right. Or whatever, so it's like, I'm the complete opposite of Tyler. So car-wise, he's definitely the person to talk to. I'm with you on.
I mean, listen, I don't have Lamborghinis or anything. I wish I had that kind of money. But like at the end of the day, no, I think a lot of it with cars is what you do with them. Like I drive a lot. Mm-hmm. I enjoy cars. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I go to like the track and I'll like race and stuff too. So.
Okay. See that's what he's been getting into. I went with him the other day to the track. And it's like, okay, so the first 10 minutes that you're there, okay, crazy. Whoa, this car's going in at like 100. And then you see another car and you're like, okay, I just saw that. And then, it keeps happening.
You got to be the one in the car. Like you got to be driving the car. That's what gets you amped on it, man.
But then they got to add a thing so I could actually reach the pedals. And then at that point, it's just too much.
The seats nowadays, all your seats move forward.
I like the cars that people try to make sound like motorcycles.
Okay.
I'm like, why did you just turn your car into a motorcycle?
Well, my dream car per se would be a smart car, right? But they do this thing where they put a Hayabusa engine in there, Hayabusa engine from a motorcycle, and then you can't take it off. Like you can't take off on that car without the front tires just lifting up,
flipping over.
So that's what I want. I want that bad boy, that smart car. And then just every time
buy a Hayabusa?
No, because it needs to be like a really small, hysterically sized car. Like
Why
that,
don't
I
you just
think
buy
has
a
the humor in it.
Hayabusa and make some weird bubble kit over it?
Okay,
I,
yeah,
uh,
that's
I'm
That would
gonna
be
well
like
find
you
within
could
the.
this.
turn. You know what you could do? You could buy a Hayabusa and then put like a unicorn kit on it, so it looks like a unicorn.
Okay, yeah.
Jesus
So you're
Christ.
naming a bunch of things that would make that the uncoolest thing on the planet. Like,
That's
hey, dude, have this really cool
dude, you
thing,
can
and
make
then
you can make a pig out of it.
I could.
So that
Yeah,
would
that's
be so much easier with the smart car. So there's actually, I'll have to find the picture. I'll send it to you after. I actually, when I used to work in this like small town, there was someone who used to park their smart car on the street all the time, and it was a bright orange smart car with like the clown from like Twisted Metal on
okay.
the car. So
Yeah.
like it was the craziest shit, and it was like an amped up clown car. But yeah, you can have fun with smart cars, and a Hayabusa engine, the thing would probably fly.
That's
Car
what I
weighs
want,
like 7 pounds.
I know, dude. We used to have them here. Like, there used to be a rental thing. I forgot what the company was, but you used to be able to rent them, right? And I had a buddy who crashed it, and then they didn't even cancel his account, and it was his fault.
Jesus.
Well, if he has insurance, they're not going to cancel it, right?
Well, the cars have insurance, so when you agree to sign it up, it's like a rental thing. But I beat those cars up. I used to take them on the highway, drive like at 60, they start shaking.
Yeah.
Once you start like revving up on the cars, and then just park them in places where they don't belong, go like off-roading on the grass on them. They were great. And the best part is they weren't yours, right? They were the company's. So you just rent them out and do whatever you want. I can't imagine they were around for much longer. Because
yeah, that seems like a bad business model.
Yeah.
They actually have it in San Francisco that they're basically you park them all. Well, they're not smart cars, but they're like small, tiny cars that basically it's just renting them. It's
like
Zipcar?
It's a Zipcar, yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. You fucking drive it, you drop it off wherever the hell you want. And
Yeah. It was a great service. I used it every time it was like raining because I had a scooter back then, one of those little 50cc sewing machines that you would just drive on the road. But then
didn't we talk about this in the last episode? The 24 hours
alluded to it. I think I alluded to it because somebody just mentioned before PigCake better watch out for Acadias because I got hit by a lady texting on a Acadia.
On the Acadia, yeah, you did mention that. Yeah, that's how you lost the one motorcycle.
That's
how I lost my favorite orange fluorescent fake. By the way, it was a very fake motorcycle because it was like a knockoff, like a Korean knockoff of a Honda Shadow. But that bike was one of my favorites. And then unfortunately, that lady texting, she still got out of her car on her phone. I'm still salty. She got out of her car like this. I'm like, oh my goodness. If I knew where you lived right now, Scarlett.
Lady,
if I knew where you lived.
Scarlett, you eat white bread, don't you?
You eat white bread. And then the first thing she was screaming was, I have papers. I'm like, this is just a nightmare. I'm here with a broken ankle. This lady's over there telling the cop I have papers. Her whole family's there. Within 5 minutes, literally 20 people. And I'm just there like, I don't know what's happening right now. I don't know what's going on. And my only witness was a hooker, like some hooker with busted teeth that saw the whole thing. And then funnily enough, people that I went to school with eventually pulled up and they go, oh my God, I just saw you like flip in the midair and then land on the floor. And then now you're here. I'm like, yeah, that was me. That was me. Thank you guys. That was great to watch.
Nice.
So that was a fun time. But I learned a lot about legal proceedings after, because you had to sue the insurance.
Right.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot about a bunch of stuff, but it was fun. It was fun. I do it again. 10 out of 10.
Nick, we appreciate the support, man.
Thank you so much, man.
Hey.
Hashtag white bread, scarlet, and hookers.
Oh my God. I was about to throw this chair. But there was a drink on it.
So are you not able to find your Korean knockoff Shadow anymore?
I did. I think I specifically mentioned this the last time, but I tried to get the higher end of the bike that I had before, and I couldn't reach the pedals. So I tried riding it, and I couldn't reach the pedals. So
that's a tough one.
Yeah, it's a tough pill to swallow when you gotta. The guy goes, "Oh no, man, the bike is great." And I go, "Yeah, it's great. I just can't. The brake, I can't break the. I can't break the.
That's a problem.
Because
you know what you need to do. You just need to have them make you a custom 250 version of it.
I know. What I love, man, it was just the best part is that the one that I tested was an orange upgrade of the bike that I had, and then I couldn't reach the pedals. So then instead, I ended up buying a V-Star 650 which is a really nice Yamaha from, I bought it from an Argentinian who ripped me off. So I ended up having to replace the whole motor, replace a bunch of stuff in it, which by the way, when I was looking for bikes, my thing was, I don't want a project bike. I just want a bike that I could ride and use and I'd be happy. And instead I ended up buying a project that I ended up having to put double of what I put into it, just to fix the motor and miscellaneous issues. I could have gotten a new bike for the same price, but
that's crazy.
You know what? We all learn, my friends. We all learn. And I learned with my Spike handlebar motorcycle. So, you know, at least I still have one.
I'm a ninja type guy, like a
ninja. Okay, the crotch rockets.
Yeah, I'm definitely I'm all about those ZX7s.
Okay, that's a very Cubano thing here. Like all the young Cubans, they all get the same Honda CBRs, the ninjas, and they're just like, oh, the ladies love it when you take the muffler off. I'm like, no, they don't. Yeah. No, they don't. They don't like
nobody likes that.
Nobody likes
that.
No.
But I remember I've been told that by several young Cubans. And I'm like, you're going to die at some point. I just want to let you know that before it happens. You're not going to make it much longer. No. I make it. No, they don't.
Oh, my God.
Not here, dude. Just get a kid's 50cc. What is the roast? Huh? Is this a roast?
Dude, that's C-Dub's always roasting.
This is Lance Allen out here.
Oh, Lance.
Just roasting me for my poor stature that I can't control. Well, I can actually. There's surgery. There's painful.
Where they can extend your legs.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, dude.
They extend your leg bones and all your like veins and everything. Yeah, it's super fucked up.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I think you can get up to like 3 inches.
Mm-hmm. They get your femur. They break it, and then they add an iron rod that extends your femur.
No, hold on. What the fuck is wrong with humanity? Seriously.
Dude, it's a vein culture these days.
Dude, and what is wrong with people?
The recovery is painful because imagine it's almost as if you're broken both your femur is the most painful bone that you could break.
Yeah.
You're breaking it purposely and then putting an iron rod in there. And then now guess what? You're not 5'3". Now you're 5'6".
You have to relearn how to walk too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it's there's a song by Ben Howard and the lyrics in it has this world gone mad or is it me? I literally ask myself all the time when I hear all this stuff. Like what?
We're in Clown Town. No, thank you.
Is that okay or is there something wrong with me? Like what?
No, everyone's messed up. Right? It's
people are making themselves taller. Is that so they can go on rides in Disney or like what's the point? To be a model?
Rides in Disney are overrated. All right, let's be honest here. As a short person, all right. No, it's not because I can't get in most of them. All right, it's because they're overrated. All right, they suck. They're not good. Yeah. Whatever. If I could get into them, I still wouldn't. Okay, so it's not that they're
Dude,
not me.
I remember when I was younger. Actually, I wasn't that young, but when I went on the Jaws ride, that was pretty fun. Jaws is fun, but it's not a ride. Okay, that's the thing. It's an experience.
Yeah. It's like Twister. Twister was the best one, and then they took that out. Listen, Bill Paxton is a legend, and to this day, I'm upset that they replaced that with what? Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon. You get Jimmy Fallon instead of Bill Paxton.
Dude,
and in that,
I like Jimmy Fallon though. I'm a big fan of Jimmy.
I know, but over Bill Paxton and Twister, what? In that ride, they had the best intro video because Bill Paxton stands there wearing a blue shirt like this. Right? Let me see if I could do the pose. And he's coked up, obviously. And he goes, tornadoes are the worst thing that could happen to humanity. And today you're going to experience what it's like to be inside of a Category 5 Twister. And then the screen shakes, and then it cuts, and then you go, oh, shit. And it's literally like one of these walking things. I don't know if you've ever been to Twister in Disney, but it's like a walking tour thing. And then the cow floats around and then lands and then buildings break, but you're just standing there. Like it's nothing, like it's not a roller coaster. It was terrible, but nostalgia makes it tremendous. So I miss it.
Dude, I don't know what's wrong with this world. I really don't. It really depresses me sometimes. Like I don't get depressed, but I just I'm just blown away the fact that you can make yourself taller.
Yeah,
why
dude, you're still stuck on
Earth. We even know that can be done.
Oh, now you could do it. Now you know. Now you know. In case you ever need that information.
Blows
All right.
my mind.
I'm not gonna use it. Why would I want to? It's like 90 grand too, by the way. I think on the low end. Like if you
Dude,
go to like Turkey.
It's funny because I like another thing I don't know. You ever see these? I mean, I'm sure you have TikTok, you've seen it.
Mhm.
These women with lips.
Oh
that
yeah,
are
yeah. Like the inflated ones. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
Bro, it's like, do you really think that looks good?
No, they do, but it's also a little bit of like body dysmorphia that you don't really see what you see on the mirror.
No, for
They
sure,
look
it's
at,
definitely a sickness. Because I think, I mean, 100%. And I'm
Oh.
sorry, I don't mean to be picking on someone who's
Yeah.
struggling with like some type of mental health issues, body dysmorphia or whatever. Like, obviously that's the
But-
word. I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
oh my
it's different,
god,
like, No, it's rough. It's rough because they get it, and then it's not like you could just get it once. You got to get it updated. So they got to inject it every once in a while, like every couple months. You got to go in there and get the thing up to get the lip. No, thank you. It's not worth
some
it.
of
And
these,
then
like, do you watch
bags.
90 Day Fiance? Either one of you?
You know what? Yeah, you're talking about like the Russian one.
Bro, no, hold on. So,
She's like,
I am not gonna lie. That is one of my favorite shows to watch and just
so good.
make fun of people. So there's what was her name? Is it it starts with a D. She has her own show now with her sister.
Oh, the one that sells farts in jars.
I don't know about that.
Did you not hear about this? There was a person that went on 90 Day Fiance. She was, I think, one of the people, that they featured on the show. And I think she ended up selling farts.
Is her name Darla?
I don't remember the name. I mean,
Darla.
I try not to think of the name of a person who sells farts for money and is, able to make a full time selling.
What is it? Darla? Is it Darla?
Jeez.
Yeah, it's Darcy. Her name's Darcy. It's bro. If anybody watches if you don't watch 90 Day Fiance, it's a disaster shit show. But anyway, there's this chick on there. Her name's Darcy. Just type in Darcy 90 Day Fiance and everybody will understand what I'm
How old are you, Steve? How old are you?
I'm 46.
46. Okay.
Dude, I'm gonna be 47 in March.
Damn, dude. Yeah, that's rough, man. I thought I was bad, but you look good though. You look. It's not like you don't look that, So that's at least a compliment, right?
Thanks.
So I was gonna say Marcy Darcy, but that's a reference
Oh,
that I'm sure
dude,
you get.
Yeah, Marcy Darcy.
Okay.
Yeah, I know
yeah,
that.
she was bad. She was bad. I mean, people kind of underrated her. Like they slept on her. But Marcy Darcy, man, she was kind of bad back then.
Yeah.
Right? Am I alone in that? Marcy Darcy?
No, 100%, 100%.
Okay.
But the new Darcy, just look at just Google Darcy from 90 Day Fiance.
Mhm.
Oh my god, disaster.
Oh, is she like that bad? Let me check it out.
Bro.
Okay.
Look her up. Pull her up. Can you pull her up, Todd?
Steve, you can pull her up.
I don't know.
Cool. So you guys both. Yeah, I was gonna say
I could
both.
just share my screen. Okay.
Oh yeah, both of you have that. I can't do that, can I?
Yeah, you can share your screen. It's down at the bottom. Yeah.
Wow, I wouldn't want to because you'd see nothing but CBT.
That's fine. That's fine.
All right.
That's a pre-stream joke. Marcy.
I want to try to get a before and after picture.
Dude, those are some crazy lips.
Bro, she's had so much work done. Let me see if I can find a picture.
Oh, okay. That's pretty rough. Yeah, that's I don't I mean I get it. Obviously, you have like a certain, perception of what you look like, which is not in tune with reality. But man, I know a young girl that did that. Like a girl, I think she's 19. And she looked great before and now she got that done and she looks 47. Like I don't understand why you would do that to yourself unless you have some sort of problem. Like unless you actually have some sort of psychological problem. So
yeah, no, for sure. And obviously I feel sorry for people that are struggling with that stuff. And I probably shouldn't be making fun of people.
I mean, the tough part about that too is like there's no way to really go back. It's not like you can be like, oh, let's undo the things I've changed. And you at some point get to it where you're like, man, I look terrible. Like I think it is a progressive thing because like you never look as good as you want. But at some point, do you say, damn, I just looked better in the beginning. I shouldn't have done all this, and you can't go back.
Well, I think what it
is
I think you're trying to play catch up after that, right? So I think you do something and you realize it doesn't look as good as you wanted it to, so you have to fix that. So in fixing that, it makes it look worse, and then you try to fix that. And I think it's a constant struggle that they're trying to get to a point that they're never going to get to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're fucked at that point.
It's definitely sad.
Have you seen dudes? Have you seen dudes that do that? That have the thick boy lips?
No, I thankfully have not. I've seen guys with like calf implants though, and
I've
neck
seen
implants.
that. Yeah. Ones that don't move, they're always flexed.
Yeah, always. Yeah, you're just like you got like a Charlie horse going on there. Like, what's going on there, buddy? Like, yeah, right.
You're really tense, buddy. You are really tense.
It's all right. We're just hanging out. You don't have to be so worked up. Like,
dude, here it's everywhere, man. Plastic surgery.
You're in Miami. What do you expect?
So common.
Everybody year round has their shirt off.
Yeah.
They're in like those tight
Brazilian
shorts.
Well, the Brazilian one is the worst one because they go around. And here's the thing: I'm kind of dumb. I used to think that it was just like padding on your underwear. No, my friends, they go to wherever it's cheap, whether that's Colombia or Venezuela, and get the surgery done. They can't sit for 6 months. So you have to finagle your way. If you want to, use the bathroom, you're going to have to finagle your way around that. And you're essentially with this, lifted fake butt that looks ridiculous because your thighs are like this. And then your hips now have grown.
It's crazy.
And it's the weirdest thing in the planet, but that's so common here. Everyone has it. You could put a cup on their left butt cheek. And it's just like, okay, I guess it's just going to stay there.
Oh my God.
It's rough, dude, but that's so common down here.
That's so sad.
Yeah,
the 305. That's what but that's what I want to stay in. That's what I keep defending. I'm like, no, Miami is the best. It's the muck. It's the cesspool. I mean, that I like to live in.
It definitely gives you something to talk about.
Yeah, that's true.
It kind of, you know what it is? I think people place themselves in the muck because it makes them feel better about their own life, right?
Yeah.
Well, and like the whole vibe down there though too is like no one's bullshitting you. Like you're not going to see people being like, "Oh no, I didn't get a BBL." Like they're proud of it, And I think that probably resonates with you because you were very truly and authentically yourself all the time. And so ultimately, like you're surrounded with people who also their authentic selves, just maybe not the authentic self that you understand. You're like, what the hell? Like, cool. Or butt lifts,
I think it's for magicians. I think that's even worse. I'd rather be truthful for butt lifts than what do you do? You know the conversation that I have every time somebody asks me what it is that I do? I go, oh yeah, I just, I'm a video editor. Oh, you edit videos. That's great. What do you edit videos for? Well, people pay me. I edit their videos and then I do other stuff myself, What do you do yourself? Oh, yeah, like magic tricks. You do magic? Whoa, no way. Show me some. No, I don't like magicians. They're bad people. I always get into the conversation of essentially pooping on magicians during that. Whenever somebody asks me, hey, what do you have to do? Yeah, it's the best. But I think it's needed. Especially in our field where ego is just such a, it's so massive.
Yeah, there's a lot of ego in it. And you know what, though? I think at the same time, too, like, you wonder how much of that stems from, like, the first point of magic for a lot of these people, where they were kids, they were the nerdy kid or the bully kid who didn't have anything else to do, so they do magic because it's cool. And now they're on top and they're crushing it and they're like, oh, fuck everybody out there. And it's like,
they're just that because they hear it. Oh my God, you're the best magician I've ever seen. Whoa. And then, really, they're pretty much neglecting their wife and kids.
I'm just really bummed out. I didn't become a plastic surgeon and end up in Miami. You know how much money
Dr. Miami, dude. That guy's making a killing. This dude's out here.
Is there just one doctor there, or is there a lot of doctors?
There's a lot of doctors.
There's
I know.
A doctor every block.
You don't actually want to be you don't want to be the plastic surgeon. Who you want to be is the anesthesiologist.
Yeah.
Because he's the guy who doesn't have to do the surgery.
He just does this.
He just rolls in ahead of time. He's like, now count backwards from 10. And then he's out making $650,000 a year.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's entry level.
Entry.
That's a good point. You literally, it's
there's a lot of liability because you might get that shit wrong, but at the same time, like you got malpractice insurance, you're making millions of dollars a year. Like
you're gonna do less wrong than the actual plastic surgeon who might actually put bigger boobs in or something.
I mean, dude, think about that dude who they arrested who was like he was clearly insane, who was like carving his initials of people. Like Yo,
No
you get
way.
bigger boobs. That's a win. Yeah, dude. There was a doctor. I
Are
can't
you
remember his
talking
name.
about are you talking about the Nexium guy? No.
No. Hold on. Surgeon.
Is that the Colts? Is that
Yeah,
the one from
yeah.
Smallville?
Carving.
Oh gosh,
Dude, that guy was crazy.
that guy.
But he
And
had
then
all the
initials.
women
Brand
fire-
themselves.
brand themselves. Yeah.
Oh no, it's a symbol of peace and love, and then
Dude,
it turns
no,
out to be his.
You and your chick's initials, you dumbass.
Yeah. Oh my
What a
goodness, what a
disaster. That was so funny.
scam.
My,
That guy was such a
my
ridiculous dude.
fiance Leslie is like a cult pro. She like loves
Yeah?
diving into that. Oh yeah, she knows.
No, they're
everything about
great,
every
man. They're
cult.
great to look at, and especially
Oh.
a study like the case studies for that, like Jonestown, to look at that,
Oh.
like to look at the ones. Because then imagine it could be anyone. That's the part that's interesting. It could be anyone.
No,
it could be
there's
literally you.
Only
like,
a specific person gets pulled into
Uh-huh.
a cult. It couldn't be
I don't
anyone.
think so.
Here you
I don't
go.
think so.
Alan,
100%.
I think it's
a
anyone.
person that's looking for like the answer. It's a lonely
Yeah,
person.
you're
that's-
lost.
Yeah,
to get into
you're
a cult.
lost, and you're looking for that. Like,
Wait,
"Oh,
did
I
we
feel
spin
wanted."
off from Smallville into the woman from Smallville who did the sex
it's the
cult
same
thing?
shit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So,
Nexium.
so Dr. Alan Zarkin in 2000 was charged with carving his initials into a patient's C-section scar after giving a cesarean section, and he put
Swag.
he put AZ on her stomach afterwards.
That guy's got swag. He's out here. I mean, at that point, he's signing it.
Yeah,
Is it
I mean,
really
super
that bad
fucking
when he's
crazy.
signing it?
Is that illegal to do that?
yeah, it's assault.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, right. I was
And he
wondering,
pled
but
not
what
guilty.
if
I think he got jail time, but like, yeah, crazy shit, right?
Dude, people, what is
But
wrong
is it
with
assault?
people?
Like, is that the actual crime, like assault? Because they're not doing it. There's no consent there. Like, it's not like, oh yeah, please put your name on my fucking
yeah, it's
scars.
totally assault or something, right?
Okay, wild. Yeah, no, thank you, dude.
People
That's
are
kind of
fucked
nuts.
up. Like, people are fucked up. Seriously.
That dude, but that branding dude, he would brand their initials, and then they would
No,
say,
it wasn't.
no,
it
it's
wasn't
a
him.
symbol.
He wasn't the one doing
No,
it.
yeah, it was. He was doing it through that
Yeah,
the
it was like a
Smallville
Charles
chick.
Manson type thing. He would tell
Yeah.
his
Other people.
his women, his follower women, to do it
Yeah.
because it was a women-run part of the
Mhm.
cult.
Even though
So
he was like
basically-
the sex leader.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was. The
Yeah,
it
little
was
did I
his
know,
girlfriend, which
he's
is
there like this.
It was Allison Mack.
yeah,
who
He's
was
just
the
there like
Smallville
this.
chick, right?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So, yeah, it was Allison Mack, which she's going to jail now. They're all going to jail. So
Yeah.
yeah.
basically,
I
what-
think
what
she's
would
been
happen-
in jail. Like she's been held in jail.
right, but she's just got convicted. I think.
Mhm. It's all recent. It's all recent stuff. which
3
is
years.
nuts.
Dude, yeah, she got a 3-year sentence.
Oh, those fucking idiots.
Oh, they're gonna toss her around.
Should have got more than that. If she was a dude, she would have got 20 years. But
Uh-huh.
it's so crazy. Like everybody is. You need to watch that documentary.
the
It's
HBO one, right?
crazy. It's crazy, dude. The crazy thing is, you know how many famous people get caught up in cults?
Yeah, man. They're looking for valid. Well, first of all, like celebrities and actors, they're a certain type of person.
Right.
Like to be a theater person, you're a very
Yeah.
particular individual when it comes to that.
Yeah,
So
sure.
imagine you're going to be a little bit prone to, wanting to find a little bit more significance in your life. And if somebody comes at your door and
Yeah.
says, "Oh, hey, guess what? I have all the answers.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look
Yeah.
at this door." L. Ron Hubbard. L.
Dude,
Ron
I was
Hubbard
just about to
happens
say, you're across the state from St. Petersburg, which is the headquarters for Scientology,
Yeah.
which is
Well-
literally based off of a dude who is a world-renowned science fiction author.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah, it's right
What
here.
the fuck?
2 blocks away, like a couple
Yeah.
blocks away, we have a massive new Scientology building that they
It's
built
fucking
4
crazy,
years
dude.
ago. Here,
Fucking crazy.
by the way, with our mayor. Our mayor is over here with a picture with that guy, David Miscavige, and I'm like, this is so corrupt.
That's so
This
fucked
is
up, man.
so
He was like hanging out with whatchamacallit? The
Tom Cruise.
fucking Gandhi dude. No, Gandhi.
Oh,
What
yeah?
the fuck's wrong with me? Gandhi.
Dolly.
Thank
Dalai
you,
Lama?
Dalai Lama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to say the Pope. I was like, the Pope. No, Gandhi.
I
Wait a
believe
minute.
it.
Yeah. Anyway, Dalai Lama. They have like videos of him with the Dalai Lama.
Yeah,
You know,
dude.
it's-
No, I believe it.
like-
It's
dude,
crazy.
such
It's
a
crazy.
scam.
I mean, I
They're
just
trying to
don't,
recruit people.
I just
Dude,
don't understand.
I mean, think about the whole thing that went down with shit, the dude from that 70s show who got canceled, who I can't remember his name.
Eric Masterson.
Yeah, Eric Masterson. When he was on The Ranch, he got nixed from The Ranch
Yeah.
because all that shit with Scientology came out that he was like raping women and they were covering
Hey,
it up.
whoa.
Yeah.
Allegedly raping women.
Allegedly. Nice. Legal. Cover your legal grounding.
Oh,
I mean,
but no.
you could say that. You could say that. I'm just. Don't they like? Doesn't YouTube like totally fuck your whole video if you say that word? now?
No.
I thought
I
the
don't
same.
think so. Well, you
'Cause
can
it's always
dispute it.
big-
and
Oh,
then
Danny Masterson. There we go.
Danny,
Yeah.
I don't know. I said Eric.
They're
Eric.
they're
I
all
don't know.
fucking
He
creeps.
looks like an
man.
Eric.
I think there's so many fucking creeps in
Mhm.
the mainstream. I mean, whatever celebrity.
But who do you fault? Who do you fault? Do you fault them or do you fault the? Because I mean, at the end of the day, Scientology is taking advantage of a market which exists. The market that exists
dude,
is
I'm
idiocy.
saying people. I mean, obviously, each one of them, they're all at fault. You know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you have Scientologists, right? L. Ron Hubbard,
Mhm.
and you have the people that are under him. Well, not anymore; he's dead. But
Yeah.
like people that
Yeah.
were under him, and they're obviously it's like an MLM. The
Mhm.
idea of an MLM, right? The more people you bring in, the more money you make. You know what
Dude,
I
Let
mean?
me
I
ask
just
you.
like
Uh-huh.
that dude's literally sitting there. Like, you know how it went down. Was he sitting there being like, yeah, I've conquered being an author. I've written these dope books. I'm just gonna fuck with people now. Like, I'm probably gonna die at some point anyway. Like, let's see how many people I can get to believe that all this shit's real. And he's probably sitting
Yeah.
there on his deathbed being like, man, people are stupid.
Got him.
Yeah, like,
Got him.
I just
suckers.
it blows my mind, you know. And it's funny because I get in these disagreements with Leslie, and she's way more compassionate towards
Mhm.
people who get caught up in cults than I am. I'm like, they're just stupid.
No,
I
get it. I get it to some
combination.
extent.
No,
I
I
get it
get
to
it.
some
I get it.
extent
100%
at the
get it.
lower levels where you have people who are clearly being taken advantage of. But again,
Yeah.
you look at the higher levels, again, the Danny Masterson situation, and again, alleged, but he's also, like, as a human being, you have to realize you're doing something wrong, and then you see your organization covering up you do something wrong. So, like, you're now taking on some of that culpability. You're stepping back from the I'm a naive follower to I'm now a participant in this, like, scam and in this illicit activity. Like, at that point, it's when you have to sit there and be like, yo, like, yeah, I'm a bad person too. Like, the people who are getting picked up off the street and getting bilked for all their money to see what their thetan levels is or whatever the hell it is. Like, that person, that's the same person who's buying 50,000 lottery tickets a year and never winning. But, like, you still feel bad for him because you're like, ah, man, like, they just didn't know any better.
Yeah,
but
no,
like,
for sure,
yeah.
for sure. Yeah, it's just for me. And obviously, I understand, and I can be compassionate to that side and be like, you know, and she'll just say anybody can get caught up. And I was like, no, not anybody, because I would never fucking happen to me. It would never happen to me. Because and the problem why is because and Tyler can understand this because he deals with me all the fucking time. Is I do what the fuck I want. If someone tries to tell me I need to eat a certain way, I need to brand myself, I need to do something, whatever that I don't believe in, I'm not gonna tell them to fuck themselves. You know,
but it's never like that. It's never all at once. It's never, oh, look here, now you need to start doing this and making these changes. It's gradual little changes. And I
don't
think
like
any one of us,
I'm not going to do a gradual little change. If
you're not going to do gradual. Okay, then maybe you might be the exception.
See, you're in a prime position though, PigCake, being in Miami and being near the Scientology hub, where you need to flip the script. You need to be like, listen, guys, stand outside the Scientology center and be like, listen, guys, fuck going in here to get rid of your thetans. I want your thetans. Give them to me.
Give me them.
Yeah, give me $10 and I'll give you $10 and you give me your thetans, and then you just roll in there and be like, I am the thetan master.
Dude, that's brilliant. You should
start doing.
What you should do is start like get into Scientology, right? Get into the building.
This is how bad things start.
No, and then talk to them about you're just so good at like receiving thetans and taking bad juju, whatever you want to call it, from all
I'm
these
the new one.
Scientologists.
I'm the new David Miscavige. Yeah, just come in. I could point. You don't even need the little fucking cans that you hold. I'm the can. Just hold me. I'll tell you what you need. It's such a fucking scam, though, and the fact that they still keep up with the
MLMs, it's all such a disaster.
I rather hang out with somebody that's a part of Scientology or a cult
an MLM
than a fucking MLM person. Dude.
I'm gonna tell
I've been roped in to a guy who told me, "Hey, man, listen, I have a new job. I need a, you know, like a training. Like what we need is someone that we could do a training on. Do you want to help? I'll get you some lunch." I'm like, yeah, sure, fine. You know, doing a favor to my friend. It ended up being like a Primerica thing, right? Where this dude that's wearing a mismatched suit, he's wearing like striped blue pants and a black charcoal jacket, takes me into a room and he starts asking me questions about real estate and percentages. And he starts telling me about all this insurance stuff. And I'm like, I don't I'm not going to be anything near this sort of thing that you want. And then at the end, they just said, hey, do you have any 3 people that you could send this, that we could send emails to and then correspond with? I'm like, oh, so this is a fucking scam. Like, this is literally what this was. Yeah. I've known a couple people like that, and I rather deal with cultists than deal with the MLM creepers.
Dude, the only people who win in MLM are the top level. Yeah. It's so while living in Florida,
of course,
I met a guy who his whole job was he basically was like a figurehead for MLMs. And I'm talking like dude was making millions of dollars a year, millions of dollars a year. And every couple of years, he'd start a new MLM with this group of like founder buddies. Like their MLM is one of the major reasons that the acai or whatever you call them, the acai berries got really popular in the US because they started an MLM like 4 years prior to that started like shilling them out to everybody. And then all of a sudden everyone's like, pliables, this and that, acai berries. And like now it's everywhere. But like that was
funny because like the Brazilians have beaten the acai for
there you go, acai, whatever it is. Yeah, dude, and that's what I'm saying though. Like his MLM is that's how it all started. Was an MLM tried to bring him in and being like, like everyone's on the superfruit kick, let's get on it too. Yeah. And fucking dude making millions of dollars a year doing that shit. Like so if you're in an MLM and someone's inviting you to it, you already failed. That's the truth of it.
Yeah. No, that's the best part. But you're right, man. The people on top are making money. So legitimately, it's a way of making money. Like it's not until in that sense.
Until all of a sudden the SEC comes in or someone comes in and totally like dismantles it and takes all your money.
Because you don't pay the right person their kickback to look the other way and say you're not a pyramid scheme. Yeah. You're an MLM. That's fine. So the distinction is quite hilarious.
That's such a disaster.
Yeah, that's the issue. The issue is not that it's oh my god we care. It's the tax.
Yes.
Once they start getting to the tax, then you can't. Because imagine if you're, let's say you're one of these people and you're trying to get clients and stuff. You're trying to get, oh my God. But if you get 2 people and they get 2 people, then now you have all these people under you. So you're a boss. But then you're not realizing you need to pay $5,000 in order to buy in your package.
Here's the crazy thing. So the problem with it, which these fucking people don't understand, right, is. And it happens with all like the big MLMs, right? The ones that are fucking humongous. Is
fucking
so let's say me and PigCake and Tyler all live on the same street, and I'm selling this clothing brand that's an MLM or this these vitamins or whatever the fuck it is that you want to sell, right? It's vitamins, and I'm like, oh, PigCake, these are great vitamins. They'll help you grow. Or whatever, they'll give you.
Oh, nice! Wow.
They'll give you a boner for 45 minutes instead of 43 minutes. So
oh my god,
it's like whatever. And then you're like, oh, that's dope. So you buy some off me, and you're like, whatever. Oh, cool, it worked. I'm 5'2" now, and I have a boner for 60 minutes. So it's like, cool, these things work, and I want to start selling them. So and then you sell them, and we bring Tyler in. And now I have 3 people in my circle, network level, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And it's like, okay, now there's 3 people in the same neighborhood that are all selling. Right? So who am I going to sell to now when my 2 only friends who bought my shit is now selling for themselves?
Yeah.
So they don't realize that.
No, of course not.
Now there's 3,000 people in a 1 mile square radius that are selling dick pills and how to grow. And it's
everybody's hard.
Everybody's hot up for money. That's for damn sure.
Yeah,
and they're like,
that's a nice philosophical point, right? If everybody's hard, is everybody really hard? Not really, because now it's hard. It's different. Definitions changed.
It's crazy, dude. It really is crazy, and it's just like it's like what 1%, 99% of the business makes absolutely nothing. And
but then the ones that make the money are the ones that. Oh, look, you have to pay $500 in order to buy this package. Now you can start selling. And that's a require any fucking job that requires you to pay is definitely a little bit of a scammy thing. And the funny thing is that it'll never stop existing. There will always be a market for it. There will always be. It's like psychics. There's always going to be a market for it.
So
people don't like uncertainty, but we live in uncertainty, and everyone wants our get rich quick scheme.
Yeah, 100%.
Leslie, man.
But Leslie's like super into MLMs too, like anti-MLM. And she just texted me. She's like, "What are you guys talking about?" Because she can't talking about MLMs.
I'm an expert.
Yeah, she's like, "What are you talking about?"
I'll come in and talk about it. No,
It's
but
so
you're
funny.
right. It's such an interesting thing to look at because it really is a good again, like a nice case study as to why it is that we deserve everything we get. COVID, we deserve it, right? Every bad thing that's ever happened to humanity, we deserve it because look at what we do to ourselves, right? We give
Dude,
ourselves
it's
like
so
these
sad.
stupid scams, this wasteful shit of MLMs and all this stuff. And then the great one, if you haven't seen it, is the Lula Roe
Oh,
documentary.
dude,
I don't
the
know if you've
clothing. Yeah, that's why I said
Yeah.
clothing before. Dude, that is crazy. Do you know
You've
how many
seen it
people
happen.
bought those? Dude, those are just MC Hammer pants. That's all they are.
Yeah, but then at the end of the day, they're overcharging for these stupid, like worn, moldy clothes that they used to
Moldy
have.
clothing.
Just get rained on,
Dude,
right? And it's
that is-
just the biggest scam. But people made money though. That's the thing. People
Yeah,
made
but
millions of
not
dollars.
anymore, they
These
don't.
scammers.
That's for sure.
Well, yeah. Now it's a tanking thing, but it's so interesting to
Well,
look at,
well,
and it's Go, sorry.
No, I'm saying like it's crazy, right? The amount of people that
Yeah.
the amount of money
Yeah,
they
well,
lost.
you said it. You said it. It's there. People are trying to do these get rich. It's like the same thing as, oh, look, you could lose 10 pounds in a weekend. No, you
Yeah.
have everything that involves money. You have to earn. There's nothing that is get rich quick. Even the lotto, right? You assume, oh, look, the lotto you get out. No, you don't. No, because you still have to pay the taxes on it. You still have to make sure that you're not losing all of the income that you're putting in. So yeah, you might buy a house, you might buy cars, but then what's going to happen when you need to have taxes on that property? What's going to happen when you need to pay taxes on the cars? Guess what? You don't have money anymore. So you still need. So it's all that
Joseph.
people don't tend to think about. But
Joseph said the theme here is to subscribe.
Hey,
100%.
there you go.
100%, Joseph.
Just
But
wait,
there's no-
just wait. The PigCake Steven Tyler MLM is coming soon.
Yeah. No, you can buy your playing cards. Buy
Dude,
your
Magic needs an MLM. It sounds like that's what I feel like
Dude,
we're taking
it
away
does.
from this.
You
Bin
buy
Wangs.
you
We could
Dude,
sell Bin
we're gonna
Wang
sell
playing
the
cards.
best fanning powder out there. This fanning
Yeah,
powder is gonna
you
make your
need
dick
them.
hard for 45 minutes.
Yeah. What's up with the dick hard? Everything's about getting your dick hard here. God damn, man. I didn't know.
I mean,
this was-
shit. That's what half the internet advertising is, right?
dude.
Look at this. I found these. These are the red ones, by the way. These are red
Nice.
Bin Wangs.
Oh,
Right. These
man.
are trash cards.
Nice.
Taking financial advice from a guy who lives in a closet. Well, here's the thing about rent in Miami. Rent in Miami is absurd. All right. You live in essentially, if you pick a bird's nest, like you decide to look for like an apartment, like a nice building, you're paying $3,000 for a closet. Right.
Yep.
So if you pay, if you look for places to rent outside of that, like let's say you've, find efficiencies or whatnot, you're still going to pay a lot of money for what is a closet. Like real estate here is absurd.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you're right. But these what I love the most about the Bin Wangs, I don't know if you guys have had these style of cards in your collection, but there are like 10 Bin Wang style cards. There's Beer Wang, there's Bin Wang, there's Bean Wang, like BEEN Wang. There's so many Bin Wangs. I've only gotten 2 types. But Lee Asher,
Is there a
sent
limp?
me a
Is there a
picture.
limp wang?
There's no limp wang, unfortunately not. No,
Damn.
no. Just I don't think they're gonna go for anything that makes their brand look negative. But Lee
Leslie
Asher
just texted me. She said, "I paused my anti-MLM video to listen to what you were saying."
she just watches MLM videos all day.
Oh, dude, she's ridiculous.
Oh God.
Anyway,
No,
so what's your favorite Wang deck? Bin Wang?
Well, I've been looking for all of them, and these, funnily
Wang
enough, what
hunt?
ended up
He's
happening.
on the Wang hunt.
We went to the Wang hunt. Me and Daniel went all around Miami looking for Bin Wang playing cards, and he sold these on his website. Like he sells playing cards. And what happened is that we ended up having to go to a warehouse, like a shady warehouse in a really like bad part of town, to look for these.
That's
and
funny.
we ended up finding a manufacturer here of these Bin Wang playing cards.
And Sebastian.
But then afterwards, well, no, surprise. Well, no, you can't even find fucking. There's no KFC in Sebastian, so you're not gonna find Bin Wang playing cards. But we ended up finding a bunch of these, and apparently people started sending me pictures from everywhere.
Wow.
Beer Wangs. Lee Asher is the one that sent me that one. But there's so many types of Wang decks, and they're just all knockoff bees.
That's funny.
But I wanted to collect all of them. That was my goal, was to collect them. And then we actually made I didn't make a fucking dime, but he actually ended up selling like quite a bit on his website, and being surprised as to how many people bought this funny, phony fake knockoff deck just for the meme of it.
Yeah.
What's funny is if I search Bin Wang on YouTube or
Mhm.
on Google, one of the first things that pops up is your video talking about Bin Wang.
Hey, I'm the only Bin Wang representative. They should throw
Oh
me
my
some
God.
shekels, man.
They should, yeah, dude.
I'm
Just get
out
some
here.
Bin Wang shirts.
Yeah, all for the fake intellectual property knockoff that is
Like
this
Big
Bin
Wang
deck.
Big Wang
Oh
deck.
my God.
Pig Wang.
Uh,
Yeah,
No,
I thought
Big
of that.
Wang.
I like Pig Wang
Okay.
better though. Actually, I'll
Yeah.
be
You know what
honest.
you should come out. You should do your own Wang deck. You can do Pig Wang.
That's down the road. We have there's a funny part, by the way, which what Omar was shitting on, is that we've had like a bunch of decks down the pipeline. Like this missing piece deck is one of them. But dude, we have like 5 decks, and one of them is a Pig Wang, like a
Nice.
knockoff of the knockoff. But unfortunately, here living in the States, I can't get away with just ripping off intellectual property. So, you know, they're made in China, essentially. Jordan tried to sue some people in China for ripping off his logo, and he lost.
Yeah.
So what chance does little old piggy have? You know, so I can't do that. So I'm gonna have to find a creative way to get around that. But I'm gonna try to do a Pig Wang deck at some point.
I mean, ultimately, can't you do it? Even though it's, I mean, if it's a China
Yeah,
thing,
no. I mean, if I'm stealing from them, I imagine there's gonna be no issue. But because they're stealing from so many other people, I'm gonna have to kind of finagle around that in order not to get my nice pigtail sued by the USPC. But
I mean, you just don't put the B on there. You'll be fine. Put a pig on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, pig with like wings and a little
Wang.
stinger. You'll be all right.
You'll be fine. Yeah.
But what I love about them, and the reason that I use them is an honest reason, right? I actually have them on the channel, and I've used them on occasion for a while because a lot of people were telling me about, oh man, in my country, I don't have access to good playing cards. You know, I can't learn this trick because my tricks suck. Dude, these cards suck. Like you can't fan them. You can't spread them. It's hard to double lift. And I did a lot of videos with this deck to show, listen, it's practice. Yeah. It's effort. You know, you can't just think that the deck is what's making you a better magician. It's the effort that you put with the deck. So I use these a lot just to show the fact that, dude, if you could do this with Bin Wang decks, you could do this with any fucking deck you want. Yeah. So that was an excuse that I would get from people like, oh, I can't learn this. I can't do that. It's like, yes, you can. Yeah, there's virginity in everything. You just got to take a little bit of time.
It's like, just
make
do
sure
the fucking work. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
You know, if you can't do it, it's because you don't want to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
No, you're right. You're right.
There's
no shortcut. There's no shortcut. And you know, as much as I shit on Magic, I still love it because you know, why would I shit on something, or why would I honestly hate something that I've been doing for 20 years, so 22 years at this point? But
I mean, you can ask a lot of people that.
Yeah, some people do it out of necessity, but Magic is such like a niche thing that and it's a weird thing because I've been, you know, doing it as an amateur for 22 years and as a professional for 5 years now, doing YouTube and then doing other stuff around Magic as you know, a performance art. And it's this weird thing where I didn't know that it was such like a weird toxic environment until I started trying to make money in it, you know, and you realize that all these Magic companies that you looked up to when you were younger, like, you know, I watched Illusionists religiously, Penguin Magic, I would watch, you know, their stuff, I'd buy stuff from them, same thing with Illusionists, same thing with all these companies that were up, you know, it's such like a cutthroat industry. And I didn't know that, you know, I was so disillusioned. And then now that I'm in there and I know people, it's like, oh God, fuck, old little piggy would have had his mind blown by all the stuff that's taking place behind the scenes. And, you know, you look up to all these people and then, you know, they're reaching out to you and it's a weird thing, but I'm definitely happy and I'm humbled to say the least, having done this for at least the time that I have.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so it's weird.
There's a lot of people in the business that doesn't care, right? They're just, just like any freaking, they're just here to make money. They're here to put out their shit. And that's but what I've referred to that is virginity, right? And like that there's virginity in everything, and I didn't realize how much there was in Magic until you're in it. You know, there's another thing that I love is cigars. Like I love cigars, and I didn't realize how much virginity there was in cigars until I started smoking cigars and taking it a little bit more seriously. But honestly, nothing compares to Magic because it's such an art form that is reinforced constantly by people that don't have the qualifications
to review it. Like, let me give you an example. Like, if you're a magician, right, you're performing for lay people. Lay people are going to say, oh my God, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. To the right type of magician, that's going to get to your ego. You know, it's going to satiate your ego. You're going to be the type of person typically that's going to go, oh yeah, this is I am the greatest person. But, you know, that doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
This lay person has only probably ever seen you perform. But then you carry that ego and then you treat other magicians like shit.
Yeah.
So it's this weird self-perpetuating thing. And I'm just starting to understand, you know, how to approach this in a way that I think is productive, at least for everyone. And I know that I've, you know, as far as what I've been doing, I think my goal is obviously to make money, right? That's the thing that you have to do, because you got to pay your bills.
Yeah.
But I'm just happy that I'm in a place where I can make money doing it, make a living, you know, not have to have a conventional job, but still be able to do this full time. And you know, be able to help others in a way that I would have wanted to be helped when I was younger,
right,
learning this thing. So
I mean, you could always join an MLM.
I'm happy about. I could join an MLM, right? Start my own LuLaRoe.
Or start one. Just start one.
Start one. Yeah. My own Primerica.
You could be in an MLM for like a year and a half, 2 years, and then bounce.
Yeah. I just get my whole neighbors, right? All my old dying neighbors, and be like, no, look, if you sell these pills, all right, you're gonna be your own boss. You don't get it.
Yeah.
All right, just trust me.
Dude,
so what a
fucking
brilliant.
Well, let's all start one.
Magic Kit MLM. I'm telling you.
I think Jabrizi might have been on that too. Jabrizi might have been on
he's
that.
Probably already created that, hasn't he?
Oh,
you know, I turned around on him. He sent me a message, right? Because I made a video, like a really long form video. I don't know if you guys have seen it or seen that, at least a thumbnail, but he had a live stream called 5 Reasons Why Magic is Dead.
Yeah.
Right. And then I made a response video to that, like a response reacting essentially to his whole live stream. And because of that, he sent me a message going like, dude, we need to have like a podcast together. Like, we need to talk about this stuff, because his opinion is that, you know, magic is dead. Yeah. And the reasons that he gave why magic is dead is the reasons that he gave are kind of retarded, to be honest. But so in my video, I'm just shitting on him, just, you know, making fun of him, saying he's dumb, pretty much just really roasting him as anyone could be roasted. And you know what? Now I've turned around on him as of late. I've turned around. I got to say that I'm a fan of Jabrizi. I think I used to hate him. I used to think he was an idiot, and I still do. But you know what? I get it, right? I get it. The guy's out there hustling, right? He's trying to do what I was saying earlier, trying to make the money, right? Trying to make it work. Is he doing it the best way? No. Would I change things? Yeah, because I'm not an idiot. But at the same time, I appreciate it. And I think now I'm a fan. Like,
you have to respect the hustle.
You know what?
I respect the hustle.
I look at it this way. You know what? I understand that people need to make money. I get it. Mm-hmm. I totally get it. Okay. We all live in the same world, right? Mm-hmm. Some of us, maybe not, but we all live in the same world.
Yeah.
And we all need to make money. Just don't be a fucking dick. Don't be a dickbag.
Yeah, you're right.
If you're a dickbag,
some of the most successful people in the world are dicks. That's the problem now.
No, but that's my point. Like, you can hustle. You could do all that and make money. Just don't be a dick. There's plenty of people making money that are dope people that aren't dicks. You know, if you want to be a dick to make money because you're hustling and making money, like, I'm not going to respect you at all.
So,
yeah,
I'll give you credit for making money and being a dick.
But a good dick. A nice, he's a nice a BBC dick. No.
So the one thing I will say though is, if you're rolling into a situation like that, thinking like, okay, I'm gonna be a dick and I'm gonna make money, Steve, he doesn't care about your opinion. That's the truth of it, and like that's why it doesn't matter.
I don't care that he cares about my opinion,
but you do, because you want him to feel bad for being a dick.
No, I don't. I don't want him to feel.
Then you shouldn't sweat on it.
That
being said, the real question is, I see PigCake going down here. I know you said you respect his hustle, but how do you feel about his music career?
How do I feel about his? Well, I mean, his music I'd rather get audited, honestly, than
dude. We already have one Kanye. Why do we need another?
Well, that's the thing. Look, I've done some research on his stuff, right? I've dug in, I've looked into some back end stuff. I don't want to get into it too detailed because I'm sure, it's bordering on legality. However, what I can say, right, is I've noticed that there's some weirdness when it comes to his existence, right? And I keep thinking that it's a character. No, dude. He's just gonna come out like Andy Kaufman, and it's gonna be like, "Oh, hey guys, haha, I roped you all in."
Yeah.
But here's the thing: I think he's too stupid for that. I think he's too stupid.
That was the original plan, but then he bought into the character himself.
Now he's just dick deep in there. Like there's no looking around it. He's just that, right?
Yeah.
But I still like it, man. I gotta tell you, he doesn't like magicians. I don't like magicians. He's into like, Ankhs and Egyptian stuff. I'm literally Egyptian. I'm into the whole symbology stuff. So, there's lots of connections, right? We're both black, right? We're both African American. So there's a lot of connection that me and Jabrizi have. But man, Lit, his song Lit. If you ever hear that, like legitimately, like imagine you're getting pumped at the gym and you're gonna try to do some bench, and you're pumping yourself up with Jabrizi's Lit.
Didn't they remove it? It doesn't exist anymore, does it?
It's still there, and
it's still there. So is Bad Note and like a bunch of his other ones. They're tough.
I mean, it's terrible. Whatever.
I love
it's
it.
Craft.
Oh.
It's not. Let's just say we'll say it in Deckin Around fashion. It's not my style.
Yeah,
it's not your style. That's a nice political way of saying.
Yeah, we'll be polite about it.
Yeah,
Dude, I agree with you though. I respect the hustle for anyone out there who's actually doing well for themselves and living the life they want to live for. Because how can you, if you're hating on someone for that, there's a jealousy aspect to it, and that's fine. But yeah, he's making money. If that's what he wants to do, and if he's doing it the way he wants to, cool.
Yeah,
power to him.
Yeah,
but yeah, at the end of the day, like a lot of what he puts out is trash, though.
It is, but I'm just jealous. I'm so jealous. I see him posting videos of like really attractive women, and like I'm like, dude, how do you do? First of all, who are you scamming? There's no way. Like even if he's
all he's doing is paying fucking models or whatever to do it.
He's still paying them.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
They $10.
No, I mean they're paying. Those people make money. Yeah,
that's the best part. Whatever he's doing, whatever trash it is. Like even if he's doing these fake terrible pranks, I'm like, dude, this guy's hustling though. He's making it.
Dude,
so that
good
interview,
on him for hustling. Me personally, and this has nothing to do with anything because my opinion, like it doesn't matter. It's only morally for me. It's like you can hustle and don't be a dick.
Mm-hmm.
Be a good person, and that's all it is to me.
No one's a good person. Throughout their entirety.
There's
nobody. No, hold on. You didn't let me finish my sentence.
You
didn't let me finish my sentence, Steve. Fuck right off. What I was gonna say is, no person is a good person 100% of the time.
Of course,
every person out there has done bad shit, and when you focus on only when they're doing bad shit, you're missing all the good shit that they may do behind the scenes that they don't get credit for. So that being said, is we only see one side of any person's personality, and at the end of the day, that's the tough part.
I think to his friends, he's probably a great dude.
He may be a great dude 100%, and we only see 2% of him when he's shitty.
Oh yeah, so Danny Masterson is a fucking great dude.
Dude, in some aspects, he may be.
You guys are
cool,
fighting.
But I'm
Stop
not talking
fighting,
about the
guys.
great dude, and I'm not talking
about
hurting
each other.
Dickhead. Like that's my point.
No, we're not hurting each other.
People,
Steve and I have a good
guys.
How do we? There we go.
It's what it comes down to is like I'm
being stupid.
And this. Oh, hold on.
Took you a while.
No, I think what it comes down to, and this is just where Tyler and I are different. Is and it's okay and it's cool. Is me personally, I'm just
Steve's
be a
very
good
opinionated.
We both are. We all, for sure, 100%. But in my eyes, I just don't want people to take advantage of people or be a shitty person. Not that he's taken advantage of anybody, obviously. But
I think he has.
No, of course, I'm sure he has because he's a shitty person.
I mean, let's hold on. Let me raise an interesting counterpoint to that, though, Steve. You have an iPhone?
Hell yeah.
You have a Mac?
Hell yeah.
For all accounts, Steve Jobs was a fucking dick.
But you ready for this? 100%. 100%. I agree with you. He was a dick, right? But why was he a dick?
Because he just didn't. He thought he was better than everybody.
Right. But what I'm saying though is this is the thing. Steve Jobs was a complete dick, and I don't agree with that. But the
Okay.
one thing that he was really good at, while he was being a dick to people, is he literally made people's lives better, and he made them way more
Subjectively.
successful.
Is life actually better because of technology? Yes or no? This is a real deep topic. We're not going to go down this rabbit hole, but I think there's a very subjective take to that where you could say, is it really better?
You're going to Unabomber around here.
He made them do things that they never thought they could do. That's what I mean by that. Right?
Yeah, no, without a doubt.
I mean, his children didn't even like him. So he's clearly a dick.
So what I'm saying, though, is you're subjectively choosing to focus on the 1% that he did that was good versus the 99% where he was just an asshole.
No, I'm saying he's an asshole.
Yeah.
Just like I'm saying, if Jabrizi came out with the next fucking iPhone or whatever, it depends. Depending on how he was an asshole.
I would love to see that shit go down. Talk about an MLM.
He has a fashion line. Dude, no.
Oh, my God.
Listen, again, part of the rabbit hole that I've looked to was at his schemes, right? And he's had a bunch of these like weird projects, like magic related stuff that was never successful, but then he attempted, and then he had his friend come in and do some other shady stuff. But there are all these click funnels. Like, oh, click here. These are top 10 things. And then I've gone through these, right? And you can't buy them anymore. I mean, I wanted to just for the meme of it and then to do a video, but you can't. But at the time, people did. Yeah. So I'm wondering, like, what is the weird scam here that people would grind on? But what I was going to tell you, just to add on your point there, I get into arguments all the time with people about Di Vernon, just to get really virginal here, as to Di Vernon being, one of the best magicians of all time. He's contributed so much to the art form. But personally, I think he's a shitty dude because he neglected his wife.
Michael Jackson, perfect example. The guy changed music, literally.
Yeah.
But he was a fucking, like, let's not dive into that, okay? But, like,
Skittles.
Look at R. Kelly. Perfect example, R. Kelly, right? Who was...
I Believe I Could Fly, though. Come on.
Bro. A genius in music.
I feel like there was a period of time where Ignition Remix was the theme of Miami.
Dude,
well, that should have been in the court case.
It still is. But
that should have been in the court case. It would have been like, listen, Your Honor, I know he's done all these things, but dog, come on, man.
Dude,
let's be real though.
There's some things that are just not. There's some things that are just not acceptable, right? R. Kelly.
No, you're right.
You're an amazing creator within the music industry, but you're one of the biggest fucking shittiest people in the world.
Yeah.
So have fun in jail, do your thing. I'll never listen to your shitty music again. Dude, I saw R. Kelly live. I remember him bumping and grinding with a fan. And back then I was like, yeah. It's like
until you realize later he peed on her. Allegedly.
Drip. God, what a weird. That was another fun documentary.
Seriously. I get it. I get the hustle and I respect the fact that they're hard workers. Just don't be a shitty person. That's all I say.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
Well, I don't know. I just kind of I guess put a little pin or a bookend on that. I don't know. I've turned around Jabrizi. I still want to do an interview with him. He offered to do an interview with him, and I want to. And there are two approaches to it. Either to do it demolished, like completely hammered, and just make a joke of it, or to actually take it seriously and argue with his points as to why magic is dead. But then I found myself agreeing with him. He's like, oh yeah, magic's dead because magicians are douchebag, egotistical assholes. But I agree. Yeah. But yeah, magic's dead because whatever. Okay, I agree. So then it's just going to be us, essentially.
Dude, what's the difference between, like, let's be honest. You can say rap is dead. There's a lot of egotistical assholes.
Well, no. So I think part of, and not to define or anything with that. I think a large part of the reason why magic is dead is magic gatekeeps still. And
That's
you
true.
look at many communities where gatekeeping is no longer a thing. They thrive. Music, rap, music, all of these industries. Anyone can go be a rapper today. All you need is something that records, aka a phone. And dude, you don't even need auto-tune. I didn't say good rap. And you just throw it on SoundCloud. There's no cost. There's no gatekeeping. You may not be successful. You may not be good, but anyone can do it. there's
Yeah.
still this weird underlying aspect to magic where like they gatekeep. Oh, well, you didn't learn from a magician. You learned from, you didn't learn from a book. You learned from YouTube. You're not a real magician. That's the one we hear all the fucking time. And it's like, dude, what did you do before books? You learned from an apprentice magician or whatever the fucking like.
The diddler.
I mean, I don't understand how. I don't understand how magic is dead. I mean, like, there's more magic now than there ever was.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like, it's the dumbest fucking statement ever.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's making such a branching, like a generic statement like that. You're setting yourself up to be argued with and to be destroyed. But
that's probably what you
at
want.
the same time,
he
was saying it.
Breezy's a rapper, so there you go. Rap and magic is dead. What the fuck did he do? Create stupid like segments. There you go.
That guy was rapping in front of like a Honda Avalon, like unironically. Like that dude's rapping in front of a 2005 Honda Avalon.
If nothing else, you can say that dude has no fucking shame. That's for sure. Like,
good on him.
He in his mind, he is the greatest thing to ever grace Earth.
I want to meet him though. Like the content would be unbelievable. Like to go to show.
Tell us about Di Vernon. What were you gonna say about Di Vernon?
He's just a shitty dude. Like I think he's one of the best magicians of all around. But then you hear about the neglect that he did for his family. Like at the base, I think, and this maybe comes from my own daddy issues. But if you have the responsibility of making a family, having a wife, making kids, yes, at the same time, care about your art, care about what you love, make sure that you're putting food on the table. But give to your family, be a father. And Di Vernon was the most negligent person to his family. And what I love is that I've had arguments with all these old-timey magicians. Like, I met Di Vernon in a magic castle, and you have no idea what you're talking about. It's like, yeah, you met him when he was drunk in the magic castle, and you showed him a fucking card trick. That doesn't mean shit. He was a bad father. I generally connect that two together. If you're a bad father, I think you're a bad person. But people aren't willing to see that because of his tremendous contributions to magic, and you can't take those away. But I think he was kind of a dick. Like,
I think I don't know Di Vernon. Obviously,
I don't think any of us do. But okay,
I don't. Right, but I'm saying I've never dived too much into anything he does.
Okay. I thought you meant in person. I was like, I think we're all safe to say we don't know him.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I haven't dived into much of his stuff, but obviously I've heard about him. I've seen some of his stuff. But I think whatever the neglect, he was a terrible father.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, what made him neglect was he like not being able to give to his family, so he felt like pressured to make money and bring home and be a father and put food
push
on
the
the
art
table and all that. Who the hell knows? Did he beat his kids? Did he beat his wife or whatever? I don't know. I think. If his intentions were pure, it's different. You can have good intentions and just be an overworker, work too hard, and not realize that you're neglecting your family. I think being told that you are and then changing that is a different story than continue to do it. But I think if your intentions are good and you're doing something like that, then it's different than just being a shitty father.
Well, his intentions were for the art. His intentions were trying to push the art forward, which, yes, I think in any art, anything that could be considered an art, you need people like that. So there need to be Di Vernons. Not a lot of them, but at the same time, I do think that there's conflict with me, because if you are an individual that you have, you make the responsibility of having fucking kids, you marry a woman, and instead you go on a whim to do stuff to, learn a fucking card move. And you don't hang out with your family. And I think it was a great story by Richard Kaufman that was talking to one of Vernon's, I believe one of his kids. And he goes, oh, man, isn't it great that, your father was a great Di Vernon and he's getting all this praise? And he goes, I wouldn't know. I've never met him. I'm like, oh, that's so fucking...
that's like, obviously a shitty. Yeah, no, that's tough for sure.
Yeah, but I don't know. It might just stem from my own daddy issues and just being raised by my grandmother, my mother. But I don't know. I just think that there's something to that. And he gets a lot of praise and a lot of like adulation. And then these old fucks, to be honest, giving me shit in the comments. And I go back and forth. I remember I made a video.
I mean, let's be honest. It's not like he pees on people, right?
It's not like he pees on people. Yeah.
It's a little different than pissing on someone.
Guy Vernon also didn't make I Believe I Could Fly. All right. He made Triumph, but whatever. That's stupid. It's a terrible trick. But I remember getting into beef with old people on Facebook because of that, because I made a video about Guy Vernon, and then one of them goes, "Oh, what's his next video gonna be? Why Guy Vernon was an overrated hack?" And my next video was why Guy Vernon was an overrated hack. All right, Gene on Facebook, you old fuck. I hope you saw that and had a heart attack. That fucking guy. We had such an argument back and forth. Oh, you don't know. I've met him once. I showed him a double lift in '94. He's like, oh, you fucking, you can't even do a fucking change your diaper by yourself, you old fuck. God, I just hate it. I get angry. But no, that was just a little fun little thing. I had like maybe 4 or 5 videos on Guy Vernon, and I would always get positive feedback, and then you'd have the people that actually met him and knew him in the context of him as a magician.
Yeah.
And they didn't understand my point of, yeah, he was a great magician, but to neglect your family is really a massive telling as to how you are as an individual.
It's a downfall for sure. Yeah. So
that was just my little point there.
It's a downfall for sure. You know,
it's not COVID. At least I don't know. I don't think so. I'm past it.
Hopefully.
Right?
Dude.
Oh my God. Tuesday.
While we're out
so
there,
messed up.
Were you really?
Dude, so messed up. Just like I thought it was a bad hangover because I had a whole bottle of soju. I don't know if you know what soju is.
Yes.
I don't know what soju is.
Soju is Korean. Yeah, it's like a Korean rice wine.
Yeah.
It's like sake, but good.
Gotcha.
Oh, like a bottle of apple soju. Just this sugary. I had a whole bottle, and then the next day I had a wine hangover, which I've had before, especially when you have shitty wine. And I didn't realize. No, dude. Omarion hit you with the icebox. That's what it was. But I'm sorry. What were you saying, Tyler?
I was gonna say, does anyone in the audience have questions for PigCake here while we're at it? I know some people have been sneaking some in throughout, but I wanted to give people a chance to see if they had anything specific they wanted to ask you. Not about
like what's it like from down here?
What's it like
from that's my biography, The View from Down Here. Hey, what's going on? Hey guys. Oh my God.
PigCake's original feature-length film is coming out next year. It's called Don't Look Down.
Don't Look Down. Oh, nice. Topical.
It should be called
Tremendous.
Can't, it should be called Can't Look Down.
I can't look down.
Oh, dude, Mateo says, can you do a backflip?
Not here. I'm sure in the grass I could probably do a backflip.
He can't do a backflip because he bangs his.
I feel like we talked about this earlier. You're like, I swear I could do a front flip, man. I was hurting for days.
I could do a front handspring, right? Where you prop yourself up with your hands. I could do cartwheels, obviously. I could do rolls, but if it's matted, I could probably end up doing like a front flip. I'll probably land on my ass, not on my feet.
Were you like into gymnastics as a kid, or what prompted a lot of this?
Yeah, I was obsessed.
Nothing wrong with that, dude.
Professional wrestling. I was obsessed.
Okay,
with,
no.
So I copy everything.
Have you watched any of The Rock's show on TV, Young Rock?
Actually, no. Surprisingly not.
So it's kind of like it's all right. It kind of reminds me of similar to what they did with Everybody Hates Chris with Chris Rock, with Chris Rock, where it was kind of like a little like corny look at his past, but a lot of it deals with like his family's relationship with like Andre the Giant. Yeah, dude, it's been interesting to watch so far.
It was sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say his book sucked. Like The Rock, I remember he when it was really popular for wrestlers to write autobiographies. There was one written by Mick Foley, which is a classic. I think it's a great book. Not even if you're not a wrestling fan, it's still a great book to read because it shows you behind the scenes as to what it's like to be, a professional wrestler. He wrote it, I think, in '97, and The Rock, I think, came out with his in '99. Man, you could tell. First of all, it's not the fucking Rock that wrote it. It was a ghostwriter. Yeah. But even then, just a terrible book. So it's funny to see that his show is actually like decent.
It's not terrible. The whole premise behind it is in 2032 he runs for president, and it's kind of diving into his background through the presidential kind of like snooping aspect, and like he's on talk shows talking about all these life lessons he learned as a kid. Yeah, it's very like cliche, but it's interesting to see that whole dynamic with like what wrestling was like back then and the interactions and all that shit. And I'm like, damn, like crazy to think. So
it's so
I can't imagine his biography would be a page turner.
I mean,
God, no, it was
him
rough.
personally, I'm not a big rock. Like, I think that dude is a hustler, 100%.
Yeah.
He
Dude,
fucking
he's been like the top paid actor for like 3 years running now.
That motherfucker hustles, and he's a good fucking dude.
Mhm.
What I know of him, I haven't read his fucking book. I probably won't ever. But I'm not a big rock fan. The whole eye thing, it's creepy. It reminds me of like a creepy dad that would be like, ugh. You know, so
that was when he was a bad guy. He was doing that to get.
I can never get into that shit, and he creeps me out. But he has a pretty smile. He's but
he has a pretty smile. What the fuck?
Like he's a good looking dude. You know, he's
he's jacked. He literally has a portable gym he brings with him everywhere. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean,
God.
I just can't get into The Rock, man. For some reason.
There's something about him. I think there's an authenticity thing that he lost when he started becoming a little bit more of a like a significant actor. Yeah. And funnily enough, my mom has a picture with The Rock because my mom used to work at this hospital that's nearby here, like a children's hospital, and he visited, and it's hysterical because my mom's like 4'10", and The Rock's like fucking massive, so it's just this like thing where it's like one of these.
Look at what's
and then my mom's there. Oh, so funny. I wish I could find it. I'm gonna have to ask her for it. But it's just a weird picture to look at. And that's back when he was doing he had like that weird hair, and then he was all full with the eyebrow. He had hair,
he did. He had like a little flat top, like Kid and Play, like a smaller one.
Yeah, dude. Oh, so rough.
He looks much better bald. He's really is like jacked now. I mean, that's clearly steroids, and that's fine. But like,
well, that age too, and that's be that like that
lean and that jacked. Yeah, like that's.
No. But I mean, that is what it is. Steroids at its finest, right there. That dude.
Yeah, but you know what? I was gonna say that's okay at that point. Like, I feel like if you're,
I'm sure if you asked him, he'd be fine with it though. He'd be like, "Yeah, I'm on steroids." That's he wouldn't bullshit. He wouldn't bullshit you like at like a bodybuilding convention where he's like, "Nah, dude, I'm all natural." Like,
yeah, he'd be at an NPC contest, and they'd be like, "Are you on steroids?" He's like, "No,
I'm not. I'm natural."
You're on an NPC show, and you're not doing drugs. All right, buddy.
Yeah, and it's for wrestling too. That's so I get steroids and the illegal thing, but for wrestling, it's not like a real sport. It's simulated combat.
It's entertainment, yeah.
But they still make it a huge thing, I guess, just because steroids by themselves are illegal here. But it just doesn't make sense as like they treat it as if it's a performance enhancing drug for professional wrestling.
Yes,
it's like it's gonna help you lift the person better.
Yeah. Whoever's the crowd favorites winning the match, no matter how big or small they are today. Like,
yeah, but I think when it comes down to it, it's illegal,
which is also kind of a little ridiculous, all things considered. Though, like the detriment of the illegality of steroids is minimal. The only person you're doing harm to, you have like roid rage and shit like that. But like at the end of the day, people aren't out there like for crack, like robbing places to get steroid money. Like if you're on steroids, you probably have enough money you have disposable income. Yeah, like no one's out there being like, man, I became homeless because of steroids because I needed to sell my house to buy steroids. Like it's not a gateway drug. Like. And it's prescribable. Man. That's the interesting thing about it. It's illegal because it's controlled, but it's prescribable. If you went to a doctor, they could give you steroids in certain medical situations.
I mean, they just don't too, though.
But they just don't want jacked people out there running around all day.
Everyone just like sideways. Everyone walks in the doors like a monster.
Yeah, the worst thing that happens with roid rage is like property damage and someone gets fucked up a little bit. But like,
oh, jeez. Yeah, you're right. I was gonna name drop Chris Benoit, but that was a weird one. That was definitely
didn't he die like die or some shit?
Oh gosh, that was but they said steroids for a while there, but it wasn't. It was his brain was that of an 80-year-old woman when they did the autopsy.
He died falling on the mat, right?
No, that was Owen Hart.
Oh, Owen Hart, right.
Yeah, Chris Benoit died. He murdered his family.
Oh, that's right.
That's
right. That's right. Oh my god!
Oh,
and
that rough one.
Might have had something to do with steroids.
I mean,
he did everything. Yeah. His finishing move was literally dropping his head, right? And then you would watch it and you would think, "Oh man, what's the trick on that? I mean, how does he do that so he doesn't hurt himself?" He just did it. He just dropped his head from the turnbuckle, and then you would just see him constantly do it. And eventually, his head literally was that of an 80-year-old woman when it came to the autopsy, which is just insane. because he's this jacked, fucking baldy. Like he's like he wasn't super tall, but he was still swole, doing this crazy move. It's just a scary thing. What a constant trauma does to your head.
Oh, dude, then they start blaming. It's so weird. Like, what is that called? What's that thing called?
CTE.
Yeah, they started blaming everything on it. Like Aaron Hernandez kills 2 people, and they're like, "Oh, it's because of CTE." It's like, go fuck off. The guy's literally a fucking dickhead. He's a murderer.
He's a dickhead. Yeah.
I mean, just because you can put a name on something that's been happening for 100 years doesn't mean you can use it as a legal defense.
The guy was a murderer, and he was a piece of shit. Just because he played
a lot of
football
factors.
and made millions doesn't mean he was a better person than the next murderer. There's no difference.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Him and fucking Ted Bundy, like they're both murdering assholes. Get over it.
Yeah,
he was good at football.
Ted Bundy
though.
was funny though.
Dude, you know what the crazy thing? I remember when he first got arrested. He first got arrested, and I'm totally gonna throw my niece under the bus here. But he first got arrested, and my brother-in-law and my niece and nephew, they're into football, and my sister, so they go to like football games, Patriots and stuff. And after he got arrested, I remember talking to my niece, like texting her, being like, "Oh my god, your boy got arrested," and she's like, "Oh yeah, he's innocent." I'm like, bro, just murdered 2 people.
Yeah.
Like, you're sticking up. You're like, "Oh, he's hot." Like, you're sticking up for
that
someone
why?
Who just murdered 2 people.
He was conventionally attractive, but I don't understand why people would find him hot. Like, hot is
Dude, he's
a
a
model
football player that makes $50 million. Of course he's hot.
What are you talking about, Ted Bundy or Aaron Hernandez? What are you talking about?
Ted
Aaron
Bundy
Hernandez. Okay, I
didn't
thought you were talking about Ted Bundy. I'm like, wait a second. Am I missing something here?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like-
okay.
Dude,
You're right.
Let's be honest. Look at Mick Jagger. That dude can get any girl he wants.
Yeah, but he looks like a dehydrated prune.
Dude,
You know?
So
Same
what
thing
I'm
with
saying
Justin
is
Bieber.
It doesn't matter what you look like. You're hot if you make a lot of money and you do
You got-
cool things
yeah.
and you run around in tight pants. You know.
Yeah. No, you're right. But that was an interesting one. But hold up? I was going to tell you something about it wasn't Chris Benoit, Ted Bundy, about him being hot. Oh, Richard Ramirez. That was another documentary. If you guys are a fan of that one, the Night Stalker one.
Dude, I'm all about true crime. All about.
Dude,
I've seen everything.
Yeah, but look at so you look at the Richard Ramirez documentary when they go to court, right? And you see his teeth all mangled up and busted, and then you see all the groupies that are in the night, like all the in the court, waiting for him because they're in love with him,
dude.
like attractive people.
There was just I just watched it on YouTube. Actually, it's married with a murderer or married to a murderer or something like that. There was this woman who was writing to Richard Ramirez, and she like literally was infatuated with the dude after he was in jail, and she went to go visit him. I guess she was in love with him. She went to go visit him, and she said, just sitting there through the glass, obviously, sitting there with him, she just got freaked out. And I'm like, it took you to sit in front of the dude to get freaked out?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? What cult are you going to belong to, and what MLM are you going to join?
Yeah, we deserve COVID. We deserve COVID. If you are there in a courthouse looking at this mangled teeth, ridiculous looking dude who's murdered and also done nefarious things with underage boys, and you go, oh my God, but he's so hot. What's like, evaluate yourself. If I was president, I'd make sure that I put those people out as well. Like,
dude,
you'd be just as liable as he was.
I remember when Chris Brown had his issue with Rihanna. Rihanna?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Rihanna.
Yes,
with Rihanna?
when he punched her, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember, I don't know how many people, you probably still find it, on Twitter was like, all these fangirls were like, oh, he could beat me anytime. And I'm like, what is wrong with people?
People are fucked up. Like, we can be honest. As a whole, people are fucked up.
Oh my
God.
Well,
I think once you could front flip and turn into a Lambo, then I think you could do whatever you want. I don't know if you've ever seen that music video.
No.
Of Chris Brown. He's I think it's called Transformer.
Yeah, it's
that
right.
He does a front flip and then he turns into a Lambo, and I'm like, oh shit! Like, I lost my mind. So I'm like, you know what? I might give him the benefit of the doubt. But you're right. No, you're right. It's stupid. There's no sympathy.
What is wrong with people, man? I really don't.
Oh God, what a
the CGI on this video is so terrible too.
On the Lambo
Oh
video?
yeah.
Yeah, Chris
Are you
Brown,
looking
I
at it?
can transform you. Yeah, it's.
Okay, he's just there like, and then he
Thanks
does a
for
front
joining us,
flip.
Laura. Laura, thank you so
Oh, there
much.
We
you go.
appreciate the support, Laura. Much love.
Thank you,
Go.
Laura.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of the name though. I got an ex that broke my heart named Laura.
All right.
So I can't. Every time I'm like, oh shit. So I really
Oh
can't
my
do
God.
that.
That's funny.
But
Dude.
every time I like your air horn though.
Well, this one?
Your air horn. Yeah. There you go.
Huh?
Yeah. And you know when you hear that at the club, you've gone to the right club.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Every club in Miami.
Oh, you gotta pay a $40 cover.
$1 million
God.
drinks.
Dude, oh my
$9
God. You know how many times I heard that?
Corona.
The rap horn. They call it the rap horn now. It's actually the
Yeah?
reggae horn, which was way before rap. But it's like
Okay.
every reggae concert you go to, it's always played at a freaking like the DJs and everything. Fucking
Yeah.
hell, man.
Oh, good. Yeah, no, it's not. Well, here there's a couple songs that they play every time that I'm like, I'm leaving. Like, I don't care if I pay the cover. Like, I'm out of here. There's a couple. There's one called Danza Kuduro, which is like a very trashy South American song. I hear that in any club, like, or I'm leaving. Like, I'm walking out of there. No, thank you. But then there's a standard club mix. Like here, it's a weird sort of environment. And what I don't like is that there's a difference between the beach and Miami, and people assume that the beach is all of Miami. No, there's more to it. There's nuance.
There's a lot more to it. Yeah.
Yeah. There's people walking around with boa constrictors wanting you to pet them.
That's in the beach, right? Like
Yeah.
that's in the beach. We don't have that here.
Right.
Like there's no pythons in Little Havana and literally Little Cuba. My goodness. And then I one of the places that I walk by is called 8th Street, right? And 8th Street is a massive street, but then there's a good portion of it that's like a tourist trap. And you got to walk over the people that are taking pictures of. We have chickens. We have chickens that people take pictures of because they're like tourist things. And you see them with the hat and the cigars that they paid, $15 for just because they're rolled by Cubans, which could mean anything. Like it could mean a guy that's like, it's not a Cuban cigar. It's rolled by a Cuban dude, which here, I mean, you yell Miguel anywhere and you're going to have 20 people go, huh? ¿Qué? Like it's not a thing here. But man, let me tell you, it's a weird vibe here, but I dig it, man. I really do dig it. I can't imagine every time I leave and I come back, I miss the city. So I can't imagine myself anywhere else.
I went to Miami once and that was enough.
Yeah, but you went to the beach?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's what you do when you're younger. You go to Miami Beach, but you go to... I mean, if I went there now, I wouldn't go to the beach. I'd probably try to find some cooler stuff to look at.
Go to the cool spots. Yeah, hit me up. I know the spots, man.
That's what I'm saying. Now that I'm older and understand what is actually cool, I'd be like, okay, find a local, take me some cool stuff. I don't want to hang out with locals because
some coladas. I'll get you a colada.
It's funny because when I went to Thailand, the person I went with was like, oh, let's go to Phuket, and I'm like, I grew up in Massachusetts, and Cape Cod and Nantasket was an hour from me. Why do I want to go to Thailand and go to a prettier Nantasket? Like, I'm going to go to a beach where there's a bunch of white dudes from the UK and the US hanging out, drinking, acting like a bunch of douchebags in Thailand.
Yeah.
Steve also does not like the beach at all. Let me preface that Steve is not a beach person.
No, you
what
missing
am I
out, man.
Go hang on a beach for and just sit in the sun? It's boring as hell.
It's relaxing. You bring a book, you relax.
You look at the shotties, right? There's plenty of shotties depending on where you go. Because I imagine up north,
Dude,
the beaches over there are a lot different than the beaches over here.
Jersey Shore is a little different down in Miami. Yeah,
yeah,
a lot of grenades. A lot of grenades up there.
Just a little bit different.
Yeah, no, it's something up here. That's for sure.
Yeah, I've never been to Jersey.
You should swing up, man.
Yeah, I actually
have New York style pizza.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I might just go for that.
All this talk of pizza, I'm ordering pizza for dinner tonight for sure. So.
Yeah, no, I'm hitting up the pizza so hard right now. Every time I talk about it, I've been trying to eat right. I had like a hernia scare for like 2 months.
Oh shit.
Where I didn't work out and I just ate like shit for 2 whole months. And then I ended up going to the doctor, and they said, no, you're an idiot. You're old, you don't stretch, and you have what do you call this? Lactose intolerance, which is why you thought you had like growths. It was gas.
Oh,
You idiot. You idiot. So then I took.
Oh, you have a nice doctor calling you idiots that much.
Oh my God. And she was so attractive too. That's the worst part. It was like some lady, she's like, what? You think you have a hernia? Do you know what a hernia is? I'm like, yeah, I know it's a protrusion. And she goes, yeah, you don't got that. You don't have that. You're an idiot. I'm like, wow, I paid for this?
Oh my God.
You know, like unbelievable.
Oh, you paid a lot for it, I'm sure too.
No, because I went to a doctor and then I went to the urgent care. It was like $20, or $25 for the
That's
urgent
not bad
care.
for being called an idiot.
Yeah, no, I liked it. I got kind of a little bit turned on from it too. So I was like, okay, all right, $25 for this. That's well worth it. Well worth it. Jesus, do we have any questions?
Said, did she give you a balloon and a lollipop when you left?
You know, she didn't give me a balloon and a lollipop. She gave me a suggestion for. She gave me a prescription for these muscle relaxers that did a good job. But then apart from that, she also called me an idiot. But you know what? She was attractive, so I'll give it to her. Literally,
it works out. So one of the questions we did have come in earlier from Rob Charles. Rob wanted to know, Piggy, are you ever going to do some videos on tourist scams in Miami? Would love to see those.
That'd be fun. That'd actually be fun.
Yeah, well, you know what, I've for at least the ham radio stuff, a video idea that we've had forever is I wanted to go, but unfortunately COVID put a stop to a lot of these good ideas that I wanted to do. But I wanted to do like man on the street stuff where I have a mic. I mean, I love this thing, where it's like a little dumb with the PigCake logo. But I wanted to go up to people and ask them regular people opinions about magicians. Like, hey, let me ask you, serious questions. Would you ever date a magician? Like, have you ever had any interactions? And get people's stories with magicians and do that sort of vibe. But and obviously you'd have to do that by the beach because that's where you get a lot of tourists, a lot of different types of people. But we never had a chance to do that because of COVID, unfortunately. But then Miami, what I've realized about Miami is that we closed down for like 3 weeks. Is when we closed down. Yeah, and then the rest of that was like, oh shit, okay, we're just gonna kind of, chill out for a little bit, but it was never fully locked down.
Yeah.
So I could have done
Florida
that.
was one of the worst in the States.
Yeah, no, we got fucked for a little bit, but then we came back. We've never left. First of all, let's just think about it, right? We've never left. Florida gets a lot of bad rap. All right, we got a lot of shit. The what do you call this? The Florida man. All right, Florida man's a myth.
Yeah, that's not true.
Definitely not true.
You can Google any date in Florida man, and you will get a news article. That is fact.
Okay, but then where's the California guy coming in? All right, there's much more California stuff than there is Florida dudes. But we get all the news. That's not fair.
It's because the Florida stuff is just so out there. Florida man alligator 2-year-old dies, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, how did this happen?
We lived in America.
Yeah,
I thought we lived in America. All right, I thought we had freedom here.
Here's the California stuff going to be. California man gets caught for growing weed. Like what? Seriously?
I mean, let's be real about it though too, and let's all take a step back here. We like to point out the Florida man stuff because that makes us feel better about our states. But in reality, the rest of the world looks at it and says, "Florida man, these Americans are idiots." So they're lumping us all together anyway.
I think it's different. Most people see the
California men are they have different names. They're called like Night Stalker. They're called Ted Bundy.
LA does seem to like breed serial killers.
Yeah,
so.
they have actual different names. They don't have California men. They have killer names.
What's that hotel that with Lisa Lam? You know exactly what I'm talking about.
What hotel is that though?
Oh my goodness, the Lion Hotel. No,
no, it's not the Lion.
It's gonna drive me nuts. Cecil.
Oh, Cecil Hotel.
Yeah, Cecil Hotel. Yeah, that they changed their name now. They're like the
they changed it like 3 times.
Yeah, come to the Modern Inn. This is not the one that you found. What, people in water tanks dying?
Dude, did you see the there's this like big it's like a documentary on the water tank theory, and it's all about like every so many years. It's like an Asian thing that happens
every once in a while. Somebody ends up dying in a water tank,
dude. Yes, and it's like a suicide thing. Like look it up. look it up on YouTube. There's a documentary about it where they talk about all these
Alex
different
Jones stuff.
these differences.
That's
Yeah, I
crazy
mean,
shit.
I looked at it. I was like, this is a conspiracy theory. It's trash. But I looked the stuff up, and the stuff is like the incidents are real. Obviously,
Yeah,
how they
okay. I
tied
have
them
to
all
look this up.
how they tied them all together might be a conspiracy theory, but it was
See,
super interesting.
Okay, I have to look that up, and I'm sure it's gonna put me in like my recommendation list is gonna be the weirdest thing after looking that up. But it's
That's how you learn fun shit, though. That's how you get into new hobbies.
Oh my god, PigCake. Leslie's in the chat. She never comes to the show.
She got intrigued by the MLM. So
yeah, she was psyched on the MLM. She said she lived right down the street from Cecil Hotel.
Yeah, okay. That's I don't know if that's a good thing because they're like a block away from Skid Row, and then close enough to like all the fun stuff. Like I don't know.
Oh, she used to shoot shit on the right down in the street all the time. I remember being on the phone with her and her being like, "Oh, hold on, someone's yelling outside."
Oh, yeah. That's normal. Yeah, I complain. I mind you, the earlier in the stream, I'm like, yeah, Sebastian, Florida, where everything's super quiet. I like living in mediocrity, where cars are honking all the time. There's always ambulance.
Oh, it's like New York
driving. That's here. That's
like,
right. There's
like
always
New York, same thing.
New York and New York too. I won't forget when I went there, just being in an Uber, as the guys just pretty much just perusing through, and then cars are like pretty much ass to ass on each other, or ass to, I guess, front, just a ridiculous length. Like every,
I feel like you want to say ass to mouth, but that's fine.
Ass to mouth. No, I'm not trying to out myself. Dick to butt. Yeah. Dick the butt. Every car in New York has a ding in the bumper, the front bumper, and the back bumper.
That's like, why they make those stupid black like rubber mats that hangs on the back of the bumper guards.
Okay.
Like if someone smashes the back of your car, this 1-inch thick piece of rubber isn't going to protect your bumper that well.
235 says the centipede. Yeah, it's literally the human centipede.
Human centipede.
That you have.
The traffic centipede.
I didn't realize that, man. But they're aggressive. Here, I thought they were bad. But no. Over there, they're forced to be cramped because you guys are not you guys, but in New York, you have like it's essentially millions of people living in one sneeze fest.
Yes,
it's like one block and a million people.
It's so weird because it all smells like piss there, and it's all literally trash everywhere on the streets.
I like on garbage day there is trash everywhere. Yeah.
It's fucking horrible. It's
so
terrible.
The funny thing is though, growing up near New York, I'm maybe like 35-40 minutes outside the city. I grew up there. Like I used to go there as a kid. I always hated cities because I thought they were all like New York. And then like when I started to travel the world a little bit and I'd get to go to like places in Europe where they have like actually clean cities, I'm like, holy shit, this is amazing. Like there aren't people throwing up on the subway. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And then you come back to New York and you're like, oh my God, like, oh no, it's Tuesday. Don't be in the city on Tuesday because it's garbage day and there's 48-foot mounds of trash everywhere.
You're walking on the sidewalk and you're like, oh, watch out for the dog shit. And you're like, that's not dog shit. That's actual human shit. Like
it's human shit.
It's fucking miserable.
That's just normal. I didn't realize that too when I went to New York. They just like gross. You just grab the garbage. Here we have a thing. It's a canister where you put garbage in.
Yeah, that's where most civilized cities do.
Yeah, no, but in New York, you just
bins that they come and pick up.
The problem in New York is because there's no alleyways and there's so much garbage, they need dumpsters out front, and you don't want to just leave dumpsters on the sidewalk all day.
Dumpsters
so instead, they just
literally trash.
I mean, yes, sure. So I'm listen. I'm not an advocate for or against city planning in New York, but they fucked it up. We can say that for sure.
Yeah, there's too much.
Such a
they just can't handle it. There's way too much trash too often. It's just New York is a fucking disaster.
I miss it, man. I miss it. I went there twice, and I want to go back just because, like, I thrive in that mediocrity. Like, I want to go in there and then swim in the cesspool and enjoy it. And I liked when I went up there. Sorry,
there's a similar vibe there between Miami and New York, though, too, where it's that whole thing of like, I'm broke as shit, but I'm in Miami, so I'm renting a Lamborghini for the weekend. Like New York has the same vibe, you know?
Except
it's like,
except you don't rent a Lamborghini.
No, but in New York, you live in Manhattan and you judge people based on where they live, and you may only make $30,000 a year and you spend $3,000 a month on rent, which means you're going into a hole just to say you live in Manhattan, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. That's exactly it. Here, I love it because you see like S-Class Mercedes parked outside efficiencies. Like you see, these really nice fucking $90,000 cars parked outside a 1-1. And it's because people are paying, they're working 3 jobs to pay off just the car. That's it.
But you know why? Though? It's because most people are seen in their cars, and that's how they basically show their status. Is this person has a nice car, so they must have a lot of money. Whereas they drive to a church and they sleep in that car because they don't have a house.
That's it. That's all they got. Yeah, you're sleeping in your M3 because you don't want to take her back to the efficiency and be like, no.
Kyle has an M3.
I have an M4, but yeah.
M4, sorry.
There you go.
I was one
Sick
number.
Wow, fancy.
Oh yeah, dude. There's a picture somewhere I've seen of you floating around with the blue M4. So.
Oh yeah. That was
that was Jabrizi's car.
Yeah, no, Jabrizi has a used Corolla from 91.
That was his Avalon in the video. He was saving budget by using his own car.
Yeah, but Danny had a friend who was selling the car, so we took advantage of it for some commercials.
Nice.
And what I love about it was Danny drives like he steals cars. Like when he drives a car, I know it's his friend's car, but man, I remember he pulled up on the highway and he just fucking redlines this shit. I'm like, dude, you're selling the car. Like you're trying not to junk it before you even get to put it up on OfferUp. But I love that idea of I mentioned that both of you have that. That's nice.
Yeah.
Damn, man, you got it. You guys got it like that.
I don't have a fucking BMW. I have a Lexus.
So you lied to me. Is this what it was? Here I'm thinking.
I have an M4. Yeah, that's my.
I have a hybrid. Mine is a Lexus hybrid, which is technically a Toyota Prius.
Okay. Yeah, I've realized that.
It's like a taller Prius.
It's a better looking Toyota Prius. It's basically that's the CT200.
Okay, that's not bad.
That's what I got. Dude, I'll never have a non-hybrid electric ever.
Okay, but I'm making a lot of electric sports cars now.
Bro, for sure. I mean, my next car, I'd love to have a Tesla, but like, I literally get 42 miles per gallon.
Cars.
42 miles per gallon is amazing.
Polestar,
but the hybrid, that's the part that sucks.
Dude, the Polestars are so dope.
Which ones are those?
They're new. They just started coming out.
Polestar is actually backed by Volvo, and it's an electric car company. And they're actually, I mean, they're expensive. They're stupid expensive. I think they start at like 80,000, but they're actually making like luxury electric vehicles. But unlike Tesla, because they actually have the backing of a successful brand, the interiors are actually nicely done. They don't break all the time. They're not like chintzy and shitty inside.
Okay.
So like I think that's where a lot of people are going to go on the higher end. You also have like the Lucid Airs. Like there's a lot of higher end competitors now because the biggest complaint for Teslas is like shit breaks inside all the time, like cup holders breaking, dumb stuff. So
because no quality for
the cool thing is though is Polestar will definitely have they're pretty new within the past 2 years or something.
I mean they just started putting out rolling out their production stuff like 6 months ago.
Yeah, so basically it's going to do the same thing as Tesla did. They'll have affordable models for people that don't have stupid money that want to spend on cars.
They just want to get them out.
It starts at 80,000, but if you want like a steering wheel, it's probably 120,000.
Whoa, that's what I like about the Teslas is that it's like an iPhone. Like what I like is like, oh no, you really want to go fast? Well, buy the $2,000 extra package. We'll send you the fucking update.
Yeah,
we'll send you the update on your your phone that you
car with 3 wheels, and you need to buy the 4th to get it to drive.
It's so true.
Like.
But how cool is it though that you literally just press it on the screen, which is the size of fucking 42-inch TV on your wall, and you literally just press it, and within fucking 10 seconds you can go faster. Your battery life can last longer. You're going on a trip that you need to drive 12 hours. You can just upgrade your battery power in a matter of like
plug it into your house. My goodness. But the hybrids though, I get the full electric ones, but the hybrids sound like a pain in the ass.
They are. But here's the thing. So the hybrid side of it on the Prius, I guess, or the Toyota Lexus is in my car, it doesn't make fucking sense because you can't you can press a button to go into electric mode. But you can't go over 25 miles per hour.
Yeah, it's because of battery conservation and because of how the whole like charging system works.
Yeah, and if you push on the gas too fast, it turns off the electric. So it's basically made for driving through parking lots
or like stop and go traffic.
But so here's the thing: if it's stop and go traffic, it won't last for that long because of the battery. So it has to transfer back over. It's useless. I don't even know why they make it. I think the best reason for it is I'm allowed to get 42, 43 miles per gallon on it.
Okay.
And that's just hypermiling, is just making sure I'm not driving like an idiot.
Or you could get 90 miles per gallon on a Yamaha V-Star, all right, and then get hit by a GMC Acadia going at 15 miles per hour because she was texting and she dragged you under her car and then said it was your fault.
Well, you know
That's
what?
fucking crazy.
If you had a crotch rocket, you might have not.
Yeah, you're right.
You might have driven right past her, and she would have
Yeah.
fucking hit some idiot on a V-Star.
That is true. Yeah, that is true. I could have just my way through that, but instead I'm like, oh no, let me get on a 250 cc and get hit by a woman. Unbelievable, man. And she kept texting and said it was my
That would have
fault.
killed me. That would have killed me.
I'm still salty. I'm
Honestly,
still so salty.
Driving in Florida is its own special thing. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no,
it's
yeah, but you know what?
dangerous. Yeah.
I'm a reserved driver when it comes to driving. I'm not swerving. I'm not breaking lanes. I treat it like a four-wheeled vehicle, right? And sometimes I get honked at. I'm like, nope. I'm not gonna go past cars. I'm a four-wheeled vehicle. Is that
Yeah.
what a four-wheeled vehicle would do? No, then I'm not gonna do it. That's how I treat myself. And then I always give myself space. Like I'm not one of these aggressive assholes. But the worst part is that I've pulled up next to aggressive motorcycle assholes. I don't look at them. I just look forward. I just look aggressively forward. And I'm like, I'm not gonna acknowledge you. Like
You don't do one of these. You don't do one of these.
If they pass by and they hit me with
Okay.
it, I hit them with the thing, right?
Okay.
Whatever. But I've rolled up in a on a stop thing, a light, and then you get the group of like 6 or 7 motorcyclists just come in doing wheelies, right? Just revving it up, and I'm not looking at them. I'm like, I'm not part of you guys. I'm a different thing. Yeah, whatever. We rode the same thing. But I don't care about you guys. It's like magicians, right? Imagine if they go, hey, we're magicians too. I'm not a magician. I don't know what you're talking about. I've never done a magic trick in my life.
I'm a fool.
Well,
I'm a fooler.
Oh God. I got it. Yeah, I do a different thing. I got into beef with James Brown, the magician. Not
Dude, you've met
singer.
James Brown?
Yeah. I'm actually older than I look. Yeah, I met James Brown. But
I mean, that guy was probably
beef.
an asshole too. I heard he anyway, we won't get into that.
I think that James Brown was the coke. I think it might have been the coke that made him an asshole.
But
an
asshole.
James Brown, the British guy, the British magician, who's tremendous, great guy. But
it's like Mario Lopez, the magician, different than the other Mario.
I know.
Lopez.
Then Mario Lopez, the greatest wrestler, or what do you call this? Amateur wrestler, and or what else did he do on
actor? Saved by the
I want
Bell.
to say actor. Yeah.
Saved
But I'm trying to think of what he did in Saved by the Bell, and I think it was just a wrestler.
Dude, he was the hunk.
Yeah, he was like the hunky wrestler.
The hunky dude, yeah.
That Jerry curl though was terrible. Even in the 90s, that was bad. Like that was so bad, and even in the 90s, and you're sitting there and you're like, all right, cool, like he's the jock, but like what the fuck's up with that hair? Like,
all I hear is
he just came out with a new
jealousy.
show. My friend
Jealousy.
No, I never wished I had a Jerry curl.
My friend is homeboys with him, and my friend is a jiu-jitsu black belt, and he trains with Mario Lopez. Because Mario Lopez is like a blue belt now, I think. But my friend is like good buddies with him, and he was just on his new show, the Mario Lopez show or whatever it was.
Oh wow!
So let's be real too. If the Jerry curl was that hot, he'd still have it, and he doesn't. So
you're right.
I mean,
but the mullet's coming back.
A little fro though, in a way. Maybe it's not a fro. It's kind of like a
little.
It's like
with
a
the
pompadour.
Cheekbones.
Yeah, it's like a pompadour.
That guy's gonna be set forever. Like all you have to do is just host
chilling.
a show.
He's
and
chilling.
He's good.
Bro,
he'll be the next. He'll be the next host of after Steve Harvey gets kicked off of Family Feud. He'll be on there.
Oh, God forbid. Steve Harvey's been doing such with that mustache. He paints the mustache. I hope you know that.
Dude, I remember when he had hair and like he wasn't like terrible looking, but now with like bald, he just looks something just looks off.
He doesn't look like The Rock, huh?
No.
Yeah, there you go.
Not everyone looks good bald. Sorry, Steve.
I didn't mean to interrupt. What were you were talking about? What's his name in the UK?
Oh, James Brown. Yeah, I was like, how the fuck did we get to Mario Lopez?
Yeah, but everything always gets to Mario Lopez. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's the 7 separations of Mario Lopez. It's not the what is it? The 7 separation of bacon. But
it's 6. It's 6 degrees of separation of bacon.
6 degrees of separation. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, semantics. But I remember I was making fun of magicians and how they refer to themselves as other things. So like instead of being like a magician, they'll say, "No, I'm an illusionister." Right? And you're like, "No, just shut up. You do card tricks." So
you're
one
barista?
of those, yeah, barista, fucking whatever. They'll come up with some weird name that's like, all right, dude, whatever. But James Brown referred to himself as a professional opportunist. And he made a response video being like, yeah, okay, I'm a professional opportunist, but what the fuck's a PigCake, huh? You stupid fuck, you little bitch. Huh? What do you do? No, but he didn't call me that, but he pretty much came back at me. But that's the first time I had an interaction with him. But super sweet guy. I mean, we messaged back and forth. Sweet dude. But what I love is that just when magicians refer to themselves as anything other than magicians. Oh, I'm a perceptionist.
Yeah.
What? The fuck is that? Try to put that up in your tax bracket. Try to put that up when you're filling up your taxes or you're trying to open up a business account and you have to write your employment. Are you going to write perceptionist?
Well, I mean, ultimately, isn't a magician, illusionist, and all that? Aren't they just con men?
That would, yeah, I would technically.
Would that go good on the taxes? Can you put that in taxes?
I don't
you're
know.
You're not technically a con man because at the end of the day, you're not grifting anyone out of anything necessarily.
Yeah.
Like if you like pickpocketed their watch and kept it, sure. But like,
what you're scamming them out of time. That's what you're doing. You're essentially scamming them out of.
Yeah, but so do telemarketers, and you wouldn't put them in the same bucket as magicians, would you?
I mean, they're definitely con men. But they're definitely.
I think more people hate telemarketers than magicians. I think more people hate telemarketers. Yeah,
100%.
And now there's not even real telemarketers. It's all fucking robots.
Yeah.
Nah, you would think, my friend. All right, unless you live the life that I do, where I pick up every fucking phone.
Why? Why would you do that to yourself?
I do the same thing. But they start with telemarketing. They'll be like, wait. And then you wait a second, and it takes probably like 10 seconds for a real person to click in.
You got to press 1.
No, you don't even have to press 1 anymore. You pick it up, and if you say hello.
Yeah, there's services that recognize voice.
No, I know. Yeah.
And it waits that 5 to 10 seconds, and then they're like, hello? Steve Rosenfeldy? I'm like, yeah, that's me. You know how to say my name.
I waste their time, dude. I don't give a shit anymore. I call them. I go, hey. I call them back. If I don't pick up, and I call them back. Usually by that point, the number is already expired. But sometimes I get through to a human, and I go, hey, you called me. And they go, no, you didn't. I've had a lady hang up on me. I'm like, I'm so upset. I kept calling her until at some point it just said, hey, this phone has been disconnected. The other one is I always get this Amazon scam that says, oh, you've bought an iPhone 13 for $1,300 and we're pending it off your account until you approve it. So make sure to call back or press 1 to talk to a representative. I talk to the representative, always an Indian person, right? And I go, oh, man, I don't know what's going on. I didn't buy an iPhone, and then you guys are calling me. What can I do? And I always get to the point where I have to give them legitimate information. And then I say, fuck you, don't call back. But I waste their time because what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're scamming.
There's a guy on YouTube that does that. He's a big time hacker. You know?
As he should. Waste their dumb time.
He acts like an old grandma, has the accent, and like totally makes these guys think, and he's like knows their real names. And he calls them by their real names, and you can hear him kind of get stuck. He's
predators.
like, oh, I'm not Pravar, I'm Jason or whatever. And he's like, oh, okay, Pravar. Like, it's hilarious.
Yeah, Microsoft.com somehow needs for me to buy gift cards to redeem my own password. Yeah, okay. All right, thank you. That's so the way any company. Ridiculous. Same thing with the Amazon stuff. But I waste their time. I talk to them. I don't care anymore. Like, and
that's good. You're preventing them from scamming other people.
Yeah. That's what I'm taking the hit here. I'm just, hey, oh my God, crazy. I think the longest that I've had is maybe 9 minutes. It's not really long, but
that's not that long.
Dude, who knows what they could have done in that 9 minutes? So that's good.
That's crazy. They could have advantage of some poor 80-year-old woman, you know?
Yes, they could have been scamming my mom, who would probably be the type to be like, oh, what? My phone? I need to renew my phone, and I need to give you gift cards for Outback Steakhouse. I didn't know this. My mom would do that. My mom would get scammed 100%.
That's
so hilarious. If I could prevent one PigCake's mom from getting scammed, then you know what? I think I did my job.
Yeah, you did your duty there. Yeah. So we did have a question that came in here from there we go. That was from Sasha SJT. Sasha says, PigCake, when's the next collab with Gentleman Wake? We need to see you hitting on his wife.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I don't hit on his wife. I hit on him, right? And I would never hit on Lady Wake.
Yeah.
like that. That's just
Not smart.
disrespectful.
That's not smart.
Right, that
Omar's listen, nothing against his wife either, because she is the most delightful person and a very
Yeah, I know,
talented
wonderful
musician
woman.
as well. But Omar is
Yeah.
the dreamboat in that situation there. So
Yeah,
they're just
Omar's the
both
dreamboat.
very he's
They are
he's a
both
good-looking dude.
Miami. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
No, I love it. Yeah, I remember watching because we went to his wife did like a show, like she actually did like a thing, and we all went, and I just remember seeing that, and it was just so funny because his wife is this lively, very outgoing, and then Omar is just this very reserved, like kind of serious dude, and this weird connection that they have. But I love it. I think they're a power couple.
Yeah, that's
No
cool.
doubt.
But
no doubt.
I mean, I'd be every time he's come out with like a gaff deck, I've done a video with him. Right, the last one I did was for his. I forgot what it was, like a master class that we did on his the deck that was coming out at that point, which was a fun one. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I'd love to do it, but I don't think we haven't talked in a bit, and I think that was my fault because I haven't responded back maybe to him. I'm a terrible texter,
Get on
but
there.
I gotta hit him up. Maybe slide into his DMs and see what I could
Send
do.
him some pictures of Skittles. He'll respond.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that'll get him enticed. As what he said, 20-pound fatter man.
Just
How
send
do you
him,
describe
style
send him a
pizza?
gift card to Papa John's, and he'll be all about it.
Oh yeah, okay. The pizza, yeah, I was gonna say the pizza is what
Oh,
just
yeah.
Just do DoorDash. Have a pizza from Papa John's
Yeah.
delivered. to his house.
Oh my God! I didn't know you lived here. I didn't know you lived here. What? This crazy? Yeah, can I come in? Can I come in again? No. All right. Okay. Yeah. No, thank you. So yeah, but no, I'd love to, man. I'd love to, but it's just I guess he's been busy with his own stuff. I know with the COVID stuff was a little bit rough, but he hasn't had a lot of free time in the sense of wanting to collab and do all this stuff. But I'd love to.
He's been killing it on his personal side. Yeah, he's I think the remote aspect of COVID really did a lot for him for work because he could get a lot more done. So he's a hustler though too.
Yeah, he's a hot worker.
And what's great to see now too is his wife's channel is blowing the fuck up.
Yes,
And,
it is, dude. They're killing it. He's guesting on her channel more than she's guesting on his now, which I love
that.
I love to see. Yeah, she's gonna be throwing him a bone here and there now. She's gonna be like, "Oh, I'll come check out. I'll come do a video with you on your channel too. Don't worry."
Dude, I can't tell you how happy that makes me though to see that, and even for him. I mean, he hasn't put out a video in a while, but every time he does, to see that sort of like the community and all the comments that are positive for that, I love that. And same thing with his wife, because his wife was doing videos. She was editing for days these wonderfully eloquent videos with these skits and all these characters and all these things for days, and she was getting like 10 views.
Yeah.
And then now finally, she's found a little niche, she's found a thing. And to tell you how happy that makes me is I'm ecstatic for them. So I really hope that she keeps up with that. But it's great to watch that. But I'd love to do it. I've had a couple of videos, or not. I've had 2 videos that I've been wanting to make with him for like 3 years now. But I required renting a van, required securing a restaurant. There were kind of like intensive ideas. Yeah, I thought the script was great.
These sound like starts to bad pornos.
Yeah. Well, maybe, hopefully with Omar. But I had these ideas and we just it never worked out because we were all like our schedules were all fucked. But yeah, I'd love to.
Nice.
I'd love to do that.
Make it happen. We'd love to see that.
Now that you have a new deck coming out, maybe he'll do a video for you.
Right. Well, he helped me with that 50K video where I showed my face for the first time, and having him direct is he's kind of bitchy, to be honest, when it came to that, because hey fucking standard, are you listening? Huh? Are you listening? Like
he's got artistic vision. He's got artistic vision.
Yeah. He knows what he wants.
It was kind of hot. Lord. It was very hot, to be honest, to be directed by him. To stand there. And then at some point I had to pour the cards on Daniel. So Daniel was holding the cards and I threw them up, and it was this whole dramatic thing. So it was a fun video. He shot it, but then I paid him by doing a video for him. So we had like a reciprocal thing there. But it's been a while, man. It's definitely been a while.
Nice.
Dude, you got to make it happen.
Yeah,
we would love
to
happen,
see Omar.
Dude,
right? If he's still around. But no,
I gotta say
that be done.
That would be a fun time, I think. Omar's he's just such a nice guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hopefully we'll see it.
Hopefully
we will see it.
It's been a pleasure getting to chat it up with you today, though, man.
Yeah, definitely.
The pleasure is definitely mine. Thank God you could only see my chest and up, because if
Well,
you
I'm telling you, scrubbing through all the videos and seeing you in relation to the fixtures of the home, I was like, man, once it's like that thing, like once you see it, you can't unsee it. I was like, holy shit, like I love it. I love it, Dad.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. No, you're doing some like 4chan level comparison where you're like, no. The windowsill is a 97 number 97 window from Home Depot. That's typically this tall, so we know that he's definitely not lying about his height.
Yeah,
The sill is at chin level. He must be X high.
Oh my goodness.
Josh Nobito in the house. Oh, I'm glad I haven't missed the third annual 24-hour live stream.
Oh my God.
Only 20 hours to go.
Could you
Yeah,
imagine?
it's been a bit. I definitely have to. I've been standing for a bit, and I realized that I've had 2 White Claws and a bottle of water. But this White Claw, I don't know if you've seen it. It's the Surge one.
Oh, dude, they
Right?
changed up the bottle and everything. Look at that.
What? No, this one's the extra one. This one is
Okay.
8 ABV, right? So they have more
Like a
liquor,
double.
and it tastes. Yeah, but it's not good. Like, I don't recommend it. My review is like a
Dude,
2
it's
out of 5.
Cranberry beer. How is it?
You got to go with
supposed
High Noon, dude. High Noon is where it's at.
High
Gross.
Noon. So that's what's inside of my already short body. My already body that you're comparing to the fixtures in my place. That's in there. So it's
be? Dude, is
definitely.
that a receptacle next to your ear? No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, you thought I was just urinating all over the place?
Oh my God. Hey, whatever you got to do, we're not here to judge. You could have no
No.
pants on right now. I don't know. He's just pissing in a bucket under him.
No, man. But thank you guys for having me on, man. It's definitely great. I've been wanting to. I was salty that you guys the first time you had me was your what do you call this? That
That's
24 hour. And I'm
That's
like,
our
this is a
testing ground
compromise.
sometimes. Not everyone makes
is
it.
this?
Not everyone makes it beyond the 24, though. I'll say that.
Okay.
So,
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at least
That's
I made
very
it
true.
pass.
yes, and
That's,
we've been excited for a long time. Honestly, you've been on the agenda as a potential guest for a long time, and we just said, "Fuck it, we're gonna have him on. It's gonna be a blast, and it's gonna be fun, man." It was a great time. Honestly, you did not disappoint. So we got to
We
hear
knew
a
that
little
was
bit about Daniel's, unbeknownst to him, swinger community. Poor guy, and
Yeah.
and all of the fun that is life, and your transition into a Jabrizi. I don't want to say supporter because I feel like that goes too far, but you don't hate the guy, so that's a plus.
No, I'll go as far as saying I'm a supporter. All right.
Okay,
I'll buy his
okay.
stuff. I'll buy his terrible sugar packet trick. I'll do it.
There you go.
But-
But
be a
That's
supporter.
Luke's sugar packet, isn't it?
no,
Which one?
Jabrizi had something else sugar related.
Yeah, it's literally a tear, and then you put the coin in the sugar packet, and you
Oh.
pretend.
Yeah, it's not the one
Like
you're
you
thinking
did.
about, Steve.
Oh, I'm thinking of the
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah, you're thinking-
Yeah, that one has some thought into it.
Yeah.
But then again,
Yes.
he did fool Penn and Teller with a slit. So credits to him.
Dude,
Credits to Jib, my boy Jabrizi.
Hey.
Jib.
you know what? People change, people grow. Sometimes they become rappers. Sometimes they don't.
You say grow. You say grow.
I
really
don't
doubt
know. Listen. We don't all grow vertically, so that's fine.
that. I was gonna say, yeah, unfortunately. But no, man. Thank you guys for having me on. This is great.
dude,
I'm
always.
Stick around for
happy
the
to be
after
on, and
party.
Yeah, stick around
Happy
for the
to be
after
here.
party for sure. And when your deck does come out, definitely let us know. We'll have you back on again to do a nice little live with to chat it up about the deck. You can tell us a little bit
chilling.
about the journey to get there, and I'm sure it'll be a good one because honestly, it's been a journey.
Yep.
I'm excited
Yeah, I
to
have
see this come to
the-
life.
I have the designer. I have the guy here.
Dude, yeah, make
we're
it happen.
literally neighbors.
It would be an
Please, I'll
absolute
bring 'em
blast.
over.
We'd have a fun time with that. And for anyone out there who's checked out this episode for 3 hours and 41 minutes at this point, we appreciate each
Dang.
and every one of you. You've stuck it out through one of the most entertaining episodes of Deckin Around for sure. We've got to hear the inner workings of PigCake's mind. But again, if
This
you didn't
forehead.
know already, PigCake always throws it out there. So make sure to go subscribe to his channel. The link is in the description down below. Check out his Patreon where he's always dropping amazing magic tutorials. And honestly, just go check him out on Instagram as well because the dude's a hilarious motherfucker. We had a pleasure with him
Look at
today.
that.
Yeah, and
And
if you're
just-
around Sebastian, you might see him walking around there someday.
Yeah.
Or remind me. You
Ask him
might
about
see
that
me,
pineapple shirt and we'll see what's up.
Yeah, and you know what's up. You'll definitely know what's up.
You'll know what's up. He checked his profile finally and he's responding to those messages.
Yes.
But everyone out there, we appreciate you so much. While you're at it, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And make sure to tune in next Sunday when we're going to be sitting down with Joel Mawini, aka Joel M. Dude's crushing it, magician out of the UK.
15
actually, I
million followers.
He has
or some
16
shit
point
like
something
that?
million followers on TikTok, which is fucking nutty. Awesome, dude. Really excited to sit down with Joel. So make sure to tune in next Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as always, it has been a pleasure. Enjoy your Sunday. Thank you so much, everybody. Peace out.